stars of the show and the host with the most swag here at 610, Cody Tapp and Alex Gold.
I love the difference here. Nick normally in the intros gives Cody and I all kinds of crap. Kramer's trying
to... says uncomfortable sexual things.
Yeah, and tries to get us off to a really awkward start. Kramer's just basically stroking our egos in these intros so far.
Notice that everything he said about the end was in the singular, leaving us to decide which one is the hostess with the most,
I thought
the guy with the swagger.
Yeah. So you caught on
that. It was all singular.
That's true. That's true.
Which one of us was he
talking about? Yeah, so which one were you talking about?
That's up for you to decide, guys.
Okay.
Probably me. You know?
Hey, we'll see.
Depends how the show goes today. It depends.
What do you mean how the show goes
You're
today?
all dressed up today.
Well, I feel like anytime I go somewhere,
collared shirt.
Anytime I go somewhere public that isn't this building, I wear collared shirts pretty much outside of this building frequently because, like, if you're going somewhere,
well, yeah, on the weekends I wear polos or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've seen you wear the what is that? Is it denim? What is that?
I would say that's probably the color.
Denim color.
I've had this shirt for a long time.
Do you have something big planned later on this afternoon? You going on a date with the wife or what?
I wore this specifically to ride a roller coaster.
Did you iron that?
That's what I'm confused.
It was already ironed.
Okay.
That's why it was chosen out of the button shirts. Is it was already wrinkle free, so it's like that's
sense.
the winner.
We'll get to the roller coaster experience out of Worlds of Fun, the Zambezi Zinger, coming up in like 20 minutes or so. But I am confused. You wore one of your nicer shirts for a roller coaster ride.
Well, I mean,
someone could have thrown up on you. You could have thrown up, and you chose.
Thrown up on me? It's a short roller coaster.
You chose a nicer shirt. I would just think this is roller coaster's ultimate. Just wear a random T-shirt and wear shorts and go.
I was there representing the media, so you know.
Well, way to wear a Cody and Gold or 610 shirt.
You got to present yourself.
Way to go.
I don't know where that 610 polo is.
Okay.
I own one.
Missed opportunity right there.
You know, if Odyssey wanted to spring for a couple of extra shirts, maybe I'd have one. I got one polo given to me 7 years ago.
This is 3 days in a row where you've called out our company.
Well, 2 days out of 3 for me, you were responsible for the other one.
Okay, fair enough. 3 days in a row this show has called out.
Yeah, we better be careful.
Yeah, I think we should.
I've actually seen some new swag in his office. It got tags on it and everything. Is that up for grabs?
Whose office?
Specs.
I don't know.
I saw some KMBZ ones, too.
Well,
I don't know if they just dragged them all from the basement.
I mean, it's not your first time stealing from Specs' office. I mean, why not?
Yeah, we know you
got
have
to limit that to like once a month.
It's definitely
that's too much anyways.
Text line thinks you look like an elementary school computer teacher.
That's probably
a very strong description today. We will get to your roller coaster review. I am curious to see how that went.
Someone's asked how the text line is. I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that went. And obviously, I saw a couple of the videos that you put out. So we'll get to that in just a little bit. But last night, it was all about the ring ceremony, the final celebration, really, before they officially can turn the page with this new group and head towards 2023 and trying to go and repeat back-to-back championships. We can get to the ring, which was incredible looking last night. I mean, not that we expected it.
It looks a lot like the last one on top.
There's some tweaks.
But obviously, they added some stuff.
The detail's incredible. We can go through some of that. But we have to start with number 15, who always knows what people are saying about him, especially players, especially athletes. And he addresses it always in the best way possible because he's not going to sit at a podium and call somebody out. He's not going to do an interview and call somebody out, but he's going to do subtle things that are drop the mic type of moments. And last night it happened again. You guys remember a couple days ago, we played you the audio. I'll play it again. Jamar Chase was asked about who the best quarterback in football is, and Joe Burrow had actually said, no, it's Patrick Mahomes. Then Jamar Chase was asked his answer.
Asked about the number one player in the NFL, with very little hesitation, you said
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Everybody knows that, yeah. That's easy. MVP.
He said Pat.
Who said Pat?
Joe.
Pat who?
Pat who? And we said, oh, his trainer already tweeted about, like, oh, he took some notes.
I said, wait till New Year's Eve, and he's just sitting there, and he throws some knifey touchdown and says, Pat who?
Yeah.
I thought he would say Pat who, but he went the other way.
Yeah, and so you were thinking, okay, we have to wait till the season. Well, then last night, they get their rings, and there's a photo that Mahomes tweets out, and he's got both of his rings on, and he says, that's who. Incredible. Drop the mic moment from Patrick Mahomes. He didn't have to say anything.
Body bagged him, man, with 2 words. Body bagged Jamar Chase and a franchise that has 0 rings. Pat's out here with 2. Like, Pat's got 2 already. He's been in the league for 5 years. I don't know how long Cincinnati's been a franchise, but they've got 0. None. It was an excellent swing.
He was ready for it. He was prepared. He knew he was doing it. Fantastic response. And this is why this rivalry is going to be great for like the next 10 years, man. Because, yes, we've discussed this before. The Bills, and some great classic games, 13-second drive. Those are moments we will never forget. But A, the Bills haven't beat them in the postseason. And B, even when they were winning in the regular season, other than their on-field type of celebrations, there wasn't trash talk going on back and forth between the Bills players and Chiefs players. No, it was not happening. We have now had multiple examples of Cincinnati players and Chiefs players talking some trash, and that's what fuels this rivalry. This is what you need. You need both teams beating each other a little bit. That's happened in big-time games, AFC title games, and you need some trash.
And there was so much juice. You remember going into that AFC title game, how much juice there was between those two. Cincinnati beat them in the regular season again. That means they'd beaten them 3 times in a row. They were talking an incredible amount of trash for a team who had really still only accomplished the feat of going to the Super Bowl. It's not that they'd accomplished nothing. Going to a Super Bowl is an accomplishment, but that's as far as their accomplishments took them. Then the Chiefs beat them down. Then Jamar still decided to talk trash, even though Joe Burrow let him off the hook for it, and Pat buried him. It's also what makes Pat great. He is the embodiment, because we talked about this. We've talked about this a couple of times with him. When he's counting, he's like, oh.
Yeah, in the Bears game.
7, right? And he'll never acknowledge it publicly. Someone will be like, hey, was that a shot? And he'll be like, no, Jamar Chase. He'll smirk. He'll make his little face. But whenever there's the Last Dance documentary about him, it'll be the exact same. It's the exact same way everyone describes Jordan. Like, I was just watching an interview clip. It's a couple years old now, but it like popped up to my feed, right, when you're doing that. And it's Magic Johnson talking about it's not even like, I think he did their Last Dance, but it's Magic Johnson talking about Michael Jordan. And they're talking about a practice for the U.S. men's basketball team, in which they had tied 4 days in a row, and they're coming to the 5th day of practice, and they're up like 15 on them in a practice. And Michael Jordan's like, you're going to have to turn into Air. Magic Johnson said, you're going to turn into practice. Air Jordan. You're going to have to turn into Air Jordan if you're going to beat us today. And then he said he did some of the most remarkable athletic things I've ever seen in my entire life. It was ridiculous. He's like, we got run out of the court. It's like, that's what Mahomes does. He internalizes these little slights, and he turns them into massive motivation and massive momentum, and he loves taking it out on you. And that's what makes him great. It's part of his greatness. His pettiness is part of his greatness.
Yeah, and he doesn't directly address who said it or anything like that. You know, we all know who said the Pat Who comment. So does he. His tweet doesn't tag Jamar Chase. Or there's no need to tag Jamar Chase. There's no need to mention Jamar Chase's name. Just say that's who. Have the 2 ring emojis and your photo of you at the ring ceremony with both of your Super Bowl rings on your finger. It's simple. But this is what's great. This is what's great about the rivalry. Can't wait even more now to when they play in the regular season. Because this will be quiet now for a little bit. Because what the hell are you going to say if you're Jamar? You're done. You can't say a damn thing.
You got to just be quiet.
So now you got to wait till Week 17, New Year's Eve game against Cincinnati. That week is going to be incredible.
Of course it is. That game already had the most, I think we ranked like the 3 most important games we all had. It's like, okay, so Cincinnati, we're all agreeing, Cincinnati, yeah. And then we were pretty much just naming the other 2.
I do hope that
it's the biggest game of the year, and it will be for years.
I do hope players and also sometimes pundits continue, though, to make comments like that, because it is a driver and a motivator, clearly, for Patrick Mahomes. And we always wonder, like, do athletes hear everything? Oh, yes, they do. Oh, yes, they do. They may not always address it. They know exactly what people are saying about them.
Of course they do. Look, they hear the things you say about them on sports radio, too. Not all the time.
And I'm not saying...
So they hear what Skip says more or Jamar Chase.
I'm not saying the players themselves are sitting around listening to 610. But there's people they know that are around them that hear, and it gets back to them.
Say, I heard that this guy said this about you. And look, some players take it and they internalize this failure and they get frustrated by it. But this is that's the funniest part about the Jamar Chase thing. This is the worst time ever to trash talk him. He's 27 years old with 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 regular season MVPs, and 2 damn rings 2 nights before he's getting ready to get his 2nd ring. It's not a great time to trash talk him. They just like, you've got no juice. The rings themselves, by the way, my favorite part is obviously that the top comes off and it's got Arrowhead underneath it. and they put the number of Lombardis based on the amount of time you've spent with the organization. So if you're one of those people who saw the first one or has been working with this team or been around this team, if you're a Hunt, for instance.
I was going to say, we're talking about like 3 people.
Yeah. If you're a Hunt, congratulations, you're going to get 3 Lombardis in the middle of your ring. But Pat gets 2, Pacheco gets 1.
Yeah.
That's the coolest part. Also, by the way, this idea of like pulling this off and turning it into a necklace, that's essentially how they made like all Victorian women's jewelry. It's all like, a brooch that turned into a necklace. It's bringing style back. It's cool. And think about how many times you've seen the guys like wear a big chain with a ring around it. This is just simplifying that process.
I mean, it's a gorgeous ring. We knew it was going to be. I mean, 609 round diamonds, and there's like 16 baguette diamonds, 4 marquise diamonds, 35 custom cut rubies, 16-carat ring. The thing is as big as it gets. That thing, if you compare it to even the one they got a couple years ago, it is just massive. And look, you knew they were going to do it right and go up and make sure that it was a ring people would be talking about for a very long time. And you're always trying to one-up the ring before, and I think they accomplished that. And they got to continue to get creative because they're probably going to have a few more of these bad boys over the next 10 or 15 years.
Again, the front looks...
It's very similar. There's just 3. There's 3 Lombardis instead of 2. And instead of on the bordering, it doesn't say world champions, I don't think, on this one.
No, they both do.
Does it say that? It's just in a different
champs.
spot.
Yeah, it's
the other one, it had it on the sides. It's a little bit different. It has Chiefs Kingdom on it. It's really cool. Obviously, the detail's pretty incredible. It mentions why they have a certain amount of diamonds in certain places. 16 for the 16 different players that scored.
The big LH on the bottom's cool.
Yeah, the 16 for the 16 different players that scored touchdowns in the season. It mentions the 10 straight or the consecutive winning 10-plus win seasons. They have meaning behind each thing, and the details obviously pretty incredible.
I mean, I wouldn't turn one down.
If you're a fan, you can buy one. They do have a fan store. You can buy one. The closest to the real one is $14,000, and then they have a bunch. Then they have a bunch of ones that obviously don't have real diamonds in them for like $800 or $900. So you can get one of those, Cody.
$800 or $900.
That's the cheapest ones. Yeah.
Be a great
like
Cody Gold garage sale
season ticket member ones are like $800, and I think there's even a cheaper one. Or you can get a paperweight for about $180.
Just like
a paperweight. It looks like the ring. It's a paperweight.
For how much?
Like 180, I think.
By the way, who actually? Have you known anybody to actually use a paperweight? Who are these people just sitting around in these offices with all their windows open, papers just blowing around? Where does this exist?
You just want to have it on your desk. Just have it on your desk. You think it's kind of cool. Have it on your desk.
But it's a useless pile of garbage.
Yes.
Paperweights.
Someone says, who pays for these rings? Well, the team, Clark Hunt.
Clark Hunt? You think he cares?
Yeah.
What's he got to do? Pony up $5 million?
We'll get the dollar amount. But yeah, it costs millions and millions of dollars because they give these, there's different levels to the ring. The players get the highest in one, so do the coaches. And then I think some of the other staff
they put a few less diamonds and some of the people below.
Yeah, some of the staff have fake, there's some fake diamonds or less diamonds in some of the lower
CCs.
tier ones.
Yeah.
So
who cares?
What I'm curious with all of this, does Patrick Mahomes even need type of motivation or bulletin board material for him to go out there and beat the Cincinnati Bengals this upcoming year?
No. He'll make up things anyway. Like they're good. Like the Patriots were good at that, where like Julian Edelman was printing up shirts that said "We're underdogs." I'm like, you have like 4 championship rings. No, this is enough. This is enough for the rest of the year. The Jamar, the Pat Who thing is like if you think this is the end of it, no. If he beats them in the regular season or in a postseason game and he pulls something out late to destroy their hopes once again, then he'll say, that's who. He'll say it on the field or mouth it on the field. This won't be the last time you see that.
Well, the week of the game, someone will ask him about it again. And at that point, he'll downplay and say, that was back in June. I don't remember.
I don't even think he even needs anything to go out to perform at the top level possible. I mean, he's MVP for a reason. I mean, that should just be putting him on his back, the backpack, everything back there. So
he doesn't need it, but you don't want to give, to Cody's point about Michael Jordan, you don't need to give the all-time greats any ounce more of wanting to step on your throat than they already have. And you're right. I mean, of course, he's at the level he's at because he's always been competitive his entire life. You don't get to this level and have the success that he has had, other than the ability that he has, without also having unbelievable competitive drive and pettiness to a certain extent. Because that's what this is still. But it's great.
But the great ones are like that. They're all like that. They're all just so like conniving and take every little thing to heart, and like it doesn't seem like it affects him off the field. It's not like they come home and they're like, I can't believe Jamar Chase said that about him. He just like sits at home, gets comfortable. It's like Jordan smokes a cigar, like, life is pretty good because you guys keep talking trash and then it's over. And then and then I get to have more rings. That's who is such a good thing to say back to somebody.
On the 816, someone says, "Does Kling get a ring?" I believe so. I believe he does. I don't think he's got it yet, but I trust me. I can't wait to see when he does get his ring. Yeah, I think he's getting one.
He should let you borrow it for one date.
Which is badass.
Just for the most awkward thing.
I just hope
but you're not allowed to talk about it. If she asks about it, be like, oh, just liked it.
I hope they spell Kling's name right. I just want Kling's last
Klinger,
name. I need his last name spelled correctly. It's one thing when he
bad.
donates a Sporting KC jersey that's spelled Klinger. The ring's got to be spelled properly.
That would be bad.
Someone else said Nick should ask his girlfriend to buy him one of those rings.
A 16-carat ring? You can't even functionally wear that, by the way.
A few less Paris trips, they said. I think he's back in the States now. He did text us.
He was texting this. He texted us at 6:45 a.m. this morning, so I kind of assume he's back.
Or he's on the flight and he's bored.
He's just waiting on the plane. He's
one of
just
the
bored.
two. That's why. How long of a flight is that? The 7-hour difference time zone wise, but how long of a flight is it?
I don't know. Never flown.
I don't know.
Never gotten to go to Paris. What can I say? Never got to go to Germany, like our guy Nick. Those are things exclusive only to the producers of this show.
That's right. If you're a producer, that's the trip
You're
get.
telling me I have a chance.
You do.
Yeah, you end up producing here more, Kramer, and guess what? Maybe one day you too can go to Paris with your girlfriend, or I guess fiance.
fiancé.
His fiance.
Does she make a lot of money?
And she makes more money than me.
Well, Kramer, come on, that's a low bar, and we both know it.
Oh wow.
That's not.
That's not a knock, though. That's not a knock. I get it. We both get it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the truth. You know this.
Yeah, and I can handle the truth.
This is in no way a slight. This is absolutely just us having an honest moment between the two of us.
So you were a little late coming in this morning, I noticed, and you said, hey, I'm going to be late. You got a pit stop to make. And then I look on the Twitter account, and you were in line at an amusement park. Now, did you cut a line?
I did not cut a line, although there was a little confusion about which line to be in, but I did. Hold on.
Of course.
I didn't cut. I specifically offered. I'm like, oh, sorry. Hey, do you want to? It doesn't really matter which order. Do you want to go first or whatever? And I went first. But
of course,
you get the front row seat.
Oh yeah, did you sit in the front of the new Zambezi
I sat in the third row.
Was the front an option or was it taken?
Well, so here's the thing. They wanted to offer me the ability to have myself with a GoPro for that. That was a third row situation. So
wait, you can't have the GoPro in the front row?
The GoPro was already assembled on the third row.
Oh, okay.
So, like, they already had it attached to the roller coaster.
Oh, I thought the GoPro was on you.
No, so if there was going to be video of me on this roller coaster, I was going to need to be in the third row.
Gotcha.
And I didn't want to be any later than I was already going to be, or I guess I could have spun back around for a front row seat.
Okay.
But I decided third row. I'll give an official review because the text line was asking. 9.5 out of 10. Fantastic stuff. The only thing I would say is a little short. It's not a really long ride. So like
what, 2 minutes?
Yeah, that's probably right.
That's probably pretty standard.
Honestly, though, it feels quicker than that.
Okay.
Like it feels quick. So maybe it felt a little short, but I'll tell you right now, you'd love it. Because you've said that your biggest thing about roller coasters is like the crank up to the height.
Yes.
No. It feels like you go up the turn really quick, right? And then you're just immediately down the hill, no questions.
Perfect.
And then it zooms. It feels faster than that. Like I know the Mom and some of those other ones are faster. It feels fast because it's very bendy. It turns fast. You go through a tunnel like the old Zambezi Zinger. I know you didn't ride that one, but you go through a tunnel like the old Zambezi Zinger. It's not quite as long as the old tunnel of the Zambezi Zinger, but it was everything I wanted to be out of a ride. It was fantastic. I'm sorry you didn't come, and I'm sorry Nick was out of town.
Yeah, well,
because we had all planned
we were
on
going to all
going
be
together.
out there like 3 weeks or so ago, where they had some more testing and things to do, and so obviously it opened up a little bit different time than everybody expected it to, and so I'm glad you got to stop by. I'll have to check it out at some point this summer. Because is it officially open today or no? Did they tell you?
No, I think it is officially open today. So I think like once the park opens today, I don't know, 10 or 11. You can go out there and you can ride the Zambezi Zinger. They did all the first ride people. I tried. I thought a good garage sale item would be, there were the people who went on the very first one today, they all had Charlie Hustle shirts that said first on the Zinger, like orange and had like the, the design. I tried to talk somebody out of it with some cash. They wouldn't take it.
You tried to buy a shirt off someone?
Yeah, I did.
Did you not just ask Worlds of Fun if you could get one?
Well, they were limited. They were limited to those people. So I thought maybe one of these people doesn't really want this shirt that
Why
bad.
would they not want the shirt?
I don't know, man. It's, maybe they did this thing for their kid and now they got a shirt and it didn't, like they're never going to wear it or whatever.
I'm shocked you didn't try to get in that line.
The line for the shirts?
Yeah.
That would have been funny. Just try to sneak into that one as
Like
well.
cut in front of someone there.
Well, I mean, I was trying to do it for the Cody and Gold garage sale. I thought it would have made an excellent Cody and Gold garage sale item, to tell you the truth.
We've got some great items for that, by the way. If you go to our 610 website, 610sports.com, you can actually click on the Cody and Gold garage sale, and you can view the experiences and items. We pretty much have them all up. There might be a few last-minute things that get added, but we added this morning, Cody, another item, another experience. The KC Monarchs are offering up the owner's suite for a future KC Monarchs game for you and 3 of your friends. That's food and drink included, plus a couple Monarchs caps. So why not watch the Monarchs in a suite? That's another experience.
Well, that's going to be fantastic. I happened to see the guy who runs the PR for him while I was out there at the Zambezi Zinger, so we're able to arrange this whole thing. I'm making connections, but no, it'll be fun. The people who won it last year said it was an awesome time. I don't remember if I've been up there twice because we talked about the media kickball game. It's always in Monarchs.
They just redid the suites too. They just renovated.
Yeah,
them.
they look nice. So if you're just looking for a great experience to go catch a baseball game and sit in a suite, look, I can't promise you'll ever get a chance to sit in a suite at Arrowhead or at Kauffman Stadium. They can be really pricey. These are really nice suites at the Monarchs, and you're going to get a chance for 4 people. So it's like you and your wife and the 2 kids, or you and a couple of buddies, or whatever you're going to do. It'll be an awesome time out there. Again, the people who won it last year told me they had an excellent time, and it's easy enough. All you can do, all you need to do is arrange a mutually agreed upon date, and you're squared away.
Yeah, 610sports.com. Again, click on the Cody and Gold garage sale. Tuesday, it all opens up, so you can view the items and experiences now, but bidding opens up Tuesday at 10 a.m. for the 3rd annual Cody and Gold garage sale. We have a nice 69 items currently.
Nice.
Up on the website.
Although we got a few more to add.
We do, but right now it says there are 69 items.
And we still need to add the item. Someone is desperately saying they want the experience of coming to Club 610.
Look, we can get that in there. That's easy. Can add that.
We can add that today.
We might have another couple things before we get to Tuesday. I know we don't have the Pasquassi jerseys up there yet either.
No. And I think next Friday will be an official Club 610. So a full hour, not just a 610 happy hour like we're going to do with Jay Rieger. Jay Rieger also supports Club 610, by the way. They support all drinking and partying on this show.
Yeah, today, what drink are we making around 1:30 today?
But we're making a Pendergast.
There we go.
So whiskey this time, because the people who are coming in, I thought might like some whiskey. I've got 5 glasses, and there's going to be 5 of us total.
Perfect.
But yeah, whiskey, vermouth, Benedictine, which is like an herbal liqueur. You'll like it.
Yeah, we had French 75 from Jay Rieger using their gin last week, and so now we'll use one of their signature whiskeys.
What a Friday for me. Ride a roller coaster, show up to work late, drink at 1:30, go home. This actually, and we're going to talk about like Patrick Mahomes being petty towards Jamar Chase. This is borderline a perfect Friday.
It's a great Friday.
So I'm looking forward to it. I don't even want.
Can we share who our guests are for happy hour today around 1:30?
You guys have asked for some. I had someone reach out to me and say, "Hey, why don't you guys ever have some of like the throwback 16 people?"
How about some familiar voices?
So the 2 guests who will be joining us today for 610 happy hour, brought to you by Jay Rieger, Steven Serta, our former producer, and Ryan Witkowski.
All right, 2 former producers.
Nick's been gone for like ever, so it's like, just in case. In case Nick comes back from Paris and he decides he doesn't want this job anymore, let's bring in a couple people maybe we can sneak back into this industry.
We'll find out from Serta.
So 3 producers with Kramer. We're going to be set.
We'll find out from Serta how much better his life is not having to work with us on a daily basis. That's basically what we're going to find out around 1:30 or so.
By the way, that flight is almost 11 hours. Kansas City to Paris, yes.
Does that include a layover?
No, I didn't factor that in.
Oh, man.
Well, I'm assuming
there'd have to be at least one. You think?
I'm guessing he stopped in Chicago,
New York, or Chicago, or Atlanta.
Yeah, and then come on over.
I don't think there's any direct to Paris from KC.
There are not yet. Hopefully, one day we can get the direct to London at least or something. I know that's something they're working on. It'd be nice.
This fancy new airport. Be cool if we started.
Still haven't gone to the airport. And haven't had
There's
a flight
Lego
out yet.
land in there. I'm actually stoked about that.
Have you been to the new airport?
No, but a buddy
Is it
of
Lego
mine.
Land or Lego Store?
Lego Store. Sorry, not Lego Land. My bad.
I was like, damn.
There's a whole ass Lego land.
Yeah,
I was like,
Lego
how did
store.
I miss that?
There's a Lego store in there. My buddy sent a picture of it to me because he knows I'm a Lego mark. So yeah.
Wait, so you're a Lego guy?
I love Legos.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Are you in the middle of a project right now with one?
No, actually, no.
Okay.
I need to do one.
What the hell do you do with them when they're built? Just put them on a shelf?
Display them.
Yeah, I display them. Yeah.
Forever?
Yeah. You should.
The same way people display like memorabilia. I'm assuming that's what you do for what's the craziest thing you've built?
I built the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, that's always a popular one. I don't know if you have like Lego Kaufman, Lego Arrowhead, or something.
No, that's not Lego. That's like some type of brick.
Desmond saw a 6,000 piece like Lego Bowser. I'm like, we're not building this. You're 4. We will never even get through.
Because you'd be building it.
Yes, and then he'd play with it and destroy it.
Actually want to buy that one to build.
What? It's like 6,000 pieces. I don't know.
That's fine.
I don't know that I have that kind of patience.
No, those stadium ones are like tiny little bricks, and they're impossible to build. I have Busch Stadium. I haven't even completed it yet.
You're still working on it?
Yeah, I got it for Christmas. Yeah, I haven't finished it.
I can't do it. So that'll be our lineup. We're all going to have some cocktails coming up at 1:30.
All right, coming up next, though, we'll talk more about Patrick Mahomes. And one NFL expert gave the percentage chance that Mahomes goes down as the greatest of all time. Next.
Cody and Gold.
Hey, it's Vinny Pasquantino. Even though I have a real beef with Nick, tune in to Cody and Gold weekdays starting at 10 o'clock right here on 610 Sports Radio.
Brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com.
Hey, it's Kling. Hy-Vee is your one-stop shop for everything you need to make Dad's special day his best ever, including endless ideas for grab-and-go gifts. Remember those days when the tie was the go-to dad gift? Well, no more. I'd have to say I'd love to see anything for the grill or flat top. Whether he's the master chef or master of the grill, Hy-Vee has a great selection of top-name charcoal grills, gas grills, smokers, rubs, and sauces, grilling tools, and accessories. How about a craft beer six-pack or a nice wine or spirit from Hy-Vee's liquor department? Sounds great to me. Get Dad a gift card so he can get his shopping done in the meat and seafood department. And remember, when you, not your dad, is making that Father's Day dinner, note I said you, we don't want to cook that day. Hy-Vee's Prime Reserve beef is the only steak good enough to meet your dad's standards. See, I've given you so many good ideas. Just one stop to make this Father's Day great is only at Hy-Vee.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code FLEXIBLE at checkout. That's harrys.com, code FLEXIBLE. Enjoy.
For the best barbecue in Kansas City, go to my favorite place, Smokehouse Barbecue. Smokehouse has been family-owned and operated for over 35 years, and they've become part of our family as well. From their tremendous ribs to their delicious burnt ends, Smokehouse has something for everyone. Plus, their hickory pip beans are world famous. So visit one of their 3 locations in Independence, Gladstone, or Zona Rosa, or place your carry-out and catering orders at SmokehouseBBQ.com. For the best in barbecue, it's my favorite, Smokehouse Barbecue.
At Jackson County Parks Plus Rec, there are countless ways to make your day.
Ooh, that's a great shot.
Take the Fred Arbanis Golf Course with 18 holes of championship-level golf and panoramic views of Longview Lake. It's no wonder GolfLink has named it the #1 public golf course in Missouri.
Way to sink it.
Nice birdie. The Fred Arbanis Golf Course at Jackson County Parks Plus Rec. Resort feel, affordable play. Learn more at makeyourdayhere.com.
There's never been a better time to get that engagement ring or fine diamond jewelry. Right now at Diamonds Direct, our most exciting offer ever. You can get instant savings up to $5,000 off any purchase or enjoy special financing for up to 5 whole years. Either way, you save big. You can't miss this limited time offer. Design your perfect ring and get our most gorgeous and most flexible financing options. Now through June 30th at Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Get details, store hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com. On approved credit.
Barbecue Whiskey Hotline, how can I help you? You're looking for a delicious combination of sweet barbecue and smooth American whiskey, savory, smoky heat, a barbecue lover's dream? Yeah, that would be Curveball Barbecue Whiskey. Yep, Curveball with a K. Curveball Barbecue Whiskey. Delicious sweet barbecue meets smooth American whiskey. Happy to help.
Drink Curveball and be a bonehead responsibly. Over 21. Find Curveball at Target, Hy-Vee, and Lucas Liquors, or ask your liquor store for Curveball Whiskey. That's Curveball with a K. Curveball Barbecue Whiskey.
It's Macy's Father's Day sale. Take an extra 25% off great gifts for every dad with your coupon or Macy's card. Or shop Father's Day specials, like 40 to 50% off classic styles from INC, Alfani, and more. 25 to 40% off activewear essentials from Adidas, Reebok, and more. And 40% off designer watches. Want more deals? Download the free Macy's app by saying, Alexa, open Macy's now. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wendy's Strawberry Frosty is back for the summer. Because if it's summertime, it's Frosty time. Beach time? Frosty time. Tea time? Frosty time. Me time? Frosty time. Treat yourself to Wendy's Strawberry Frosty this summer and make time for Frosty time. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Now open till midnight or later.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary.
Hey, guys. This is Keenan Thompson. I have a problem with you. Yes, you. None of y'all told me that AutoTrader has millions of new and used cars that I can shop from home. I thought we were friends. I put smiles on your face, but I'm not smiling. No one told me that with AutoTrader, a dealer can deliver cars to my home or that I could shop by price on AutoTrader. No one. Consider this friendship that you just learned we had officially over. Finally, it's easy. AutoTrader.
Being a baseball play-by-play broadcaster demands a blend of learned mechanics, intense preparation, and a calm sense of entertainment. How hard is it to do this job? Let's talk to the ones who do it. This is Matt Spiegel. My new podcast, The PBP, Voices of Baseball, will bring those conversations to you as the best working and former broadcasters tell you why and how they do it. New episodes come every Thursday all summer long. Follow The PBP, Voices of Baseball, on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcast.
The 610 Sports Radio phone line is brought to you by Onder Law Injury Lawyers. Visit getjim.com.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Max Motors. 9 major vehicle brands to choose from. MaxMotors.com.
The Great American Road Trip Sales Event going on at all Max Motors dealership locations. Enjoy your summer payment-free for 90 days. Over 30 banks and credit unions offering the lowest interest rates available. Shop 24/7 at MaxMotors.com. Open late. See dealer for details.
All right, just getting started here on a Friday. Looking forward to a fun show. As we mentioned, 6:10 happy hour, the 1 o'clock hour. Thanks to our friends at Jay Rieger. We'll talk a little Royals baseball coming up in a half hour. A question that our guy Dusty Likens actually posed to Cody and I before one of our shows a few days ago. And we'll ask you guys the same question and see what your answer is about the future of the Kansas City Royals. But let's keep talking about Patrick Mahomes. Love what he did last night with the ring and the response back to Jamar Chase. But Bill Barnwell of ESPN recently went through and he said there's 9 players he thinks have a chance to finish their careers as the greatest of all time. And he said there's 2 players that are already there. He said Aaron Donald's already the greatest defensive tackle of all time. And he says Cordero Patterson of the Falcons, kick returner, is already the greatest kick returner.
That's a stretch knowing that Devin Hester existed.
Yeah.
But
that one, the Aaron Donald one, obviously is a no-brainer. But Cordero Patterson, that one's interesting. Then he listed
stats to back it, but
2 more Chiefs players out of the 9 that can finish their careers as the greatest of all time.
They're the 2 you think of.
It's Patrick Mahomes and it's Travis Kelce. We talked about Kelce earlier this week and the path that he is on, right, and how long he's going to play. But he gives Patrick Mahomes a 15% chance that he ends up as the greatest of all time. And, of course, that means surpassing Tom Brady. 15% chance. Do you think, well, just on the surface, I'll read his reasoning in a second. Do you think 15% is actually about right? If we were being honest about it, before 30, he's already got 2 rings. Brady's got 7.
I think that is a super fair number. I was prepared to argue it when I had opened up the ESPN article, and I'm like, all right, Bill Barnwell and I don't always see eye to eye. Not that I don't think he's a good writer. We don't always agree on the take. So which version of this are we going to get today? 15% is exactly where it should be. It's not so low to be offensive because there definitely is a chance Patrick Mahomes is going to go down as the greatest quarterback of all time. But let's be realistic here. He is still 5 rings shy. I assume when this is all said and done, Patrick Mahomes will have the most yards, touchdowns. He'll be like all in the range of all of those stats just as long as he plays long enough, right, Gold? Which is something we don't know. Because if you guaranteed me if I could look into the future and you told me he played till he's 43, I'd probably bump that number up. But what if he decides to be one of those quarterbacks who plays till he's 37 or 38? Or what if his body just doesn't allow him to play as late as some of these other quarterbacks have decided to do over these years, like Aaron Rodgers is playing at 39 or 40? Because if I knew that, then maybe we'd go different. 15 feels almost like the exact right number. I think Travis Kelce should be a 100%er. I mean, I just think that he is the best now. And even if you don't think he's the best tight end now, what are the odds he's not going to finish as the single greatest tight end of all time?
Kelsey's percentage of the greatest of all time is probably 90% chance. It's very high. Mahomes at 15, it's probably about right. I don't know if he just picked 15% because he's like, it's probably 10, but his number's 15, and I'll do a 15. Because it's probably anywhere from 10 to 20% chance. I think the hurdles that exist when you're talking
also
about
don't think it's
Tom
impossible.
Brady. No, it's not impossible at all. You and I have gone back and forth on if we've made it. It's become such just a ring argument, and I know there's more to it. There's more nuance. There should be, but most likely how this is going to play out, I think. Let's say Mahomes does get to 4 or 5 rings, which is an incredible mark, and he still has a lot of work to do to get to that.
I think there'll be a lot of people who have the argument.
There will be a lot of people that will try to make it. I think it'll end up being, fast forward 15, 20 years from now, the same way we discussed LeBron and MJ, where the quote-unquote new school fan will say it's Patrick Mahomes, and the old school fan will say it's Tom Brady. Just like old school fan says Michael Jordan, nobody will ever pass him. Some of the new school fan would say, no, LeBron's better than Michael Jordan. And by the way, for the record, I do think Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. But I think that's how the argument is going to go with this Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes things, if Mahomes can actually make it a real argument when it's all said and done.
But that's it. It takes us, if you are going to entertain this, really what you're asking me, in my opinion, is what is the likelihood Patrick Mahomes gets to at least 5 rings? Because I think if you're going to have this argument, I don't think rings have to be everything, but I also think rings have to be something.
Right, because most talented quarterback, Brady's not that. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is the most talented quarterback, but it's not.
Hell, at times you could argue Aaron Rodgers was just as talented as Tom Brady, but he's nowhere near as accomplished.
Yeah.
But what's the number that you think? 5, right? 5 is the number where at least people will, because people have it with LeBron now. How many's he got? 4? He's got 4 rings. So he's got 4, and people want to put him in. And look, that's close. That's within 2. That's a range. Because largely when you watch LeBron James, you're like, that's one of the most dominant basketball players I've ever seen in my entire life. So he must be the best basketball player of all time, and he just played on worse teams. And the truth is, he did play on some worse teams. He took some teams that had no business being in NBA Finals to the NBA Finals. Like Boobie Gibson is the second best player. So I get why the argument exists. But right now, you can't even make that argument for Mahomes, by the way. He's playing on a team where, Pete Prisco put out his top 100 players in the NFL. I saw the list, and, Mahomes is 1, Kelsey's 6, Chris Jones is top, he's 13th. Creed Humphrey's 40th. He's playing on a legitimately great team right now. That's why he's racking up all these titles. But you're asking me what percentage chance he gets to 5, and I'd say 15%, because that's a huge number. That's a big number of rings. If he gets to that, I'm definitely going to entertain it.
There's a lot of things that come into play. There's different paths to get there. It's not just getting to the same amount of rings. There's different paths. I think 5 is the number to me he has to get to for the conversation really to be there. But if he has 4, and someone points this out on the text line, what if Mahomes breaks records in other ways? What if Mahomes does something that seems impossible, which is an undefeated season or something?
That's going to skyrocket.
Right.
And Brady almost had
so
that.
Those are the type of things that nobody can predict anyway, but that kind of stuff could swing it to where you could say, is that equal almost to one of the other big ring accomplishments?
Or does he win 6 MVPs or something, which is hard to do because obviously people don't want to keep voting for you. But how many MVPs did Brady win?
I don't know off the top of my head. Not sure.
Just trying to see.
Yeah, I don't remember what the final number was for Tom Brady. But you get into the narratives, it becomes more challenging to win it. It's
3.
Okay. So, if he buried a couple of other stats, maybe, right? But it would take so much more. Gold, you and I know, rings don't have to count for everything, especially for other positions when we're talking about the greatest of all time. Calvin Johnson is one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. The guy doesn't have any rings, doesn't have any playoff success to show for it. But... And there's wide receivers with more rings than guys like Randy Moss, and nobody on this show is going to try to not pretend that Randy Moss is one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. But when you were talking about the conversation of you are the greatest player to ever play this sport, rings count.
Well, wait, the most important position. The most important
position. It's not
position.
the only thing, because Bill Russell is not the best basketball player of all time. But rings do hold part of a conversation here. They just have to exist. They're not everything, but they have to exist.
Someone says from the 816, so Terry Bradshaw must be a top 5 quarterback of all time. He has rings. No thanks. Rings don't mean much in a team sport when you were talking individual accomplishments and being the best of all time. It's not the only thing, but if you're trying to catch Tom Brady, you can't be Mahomes.
You can't be behind. You can't be 5 down.
Mahomes can't have 3 rings, and you want to make an argument that he's the greatest quarterback of all time. I mean, you can make the argument. I don't think you have a good argument. How about that? You got to narrow that. You don't have to have 7 like Brady, but when Brady beats you head-to-head in a Super Bowl and you only have 3 rings at the end of it, good luck explaining that one and telling me that you're surpassing him. I know we're in Kansas City, and obviously Patrick Mahomes is incredible, but there's a lot of work to still be done.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we played this yesterday. I want to do it again. You guys been paying attention to the Royals, obviously. It's not been going great. And one of the conversations we've had multiple times is, if you have this group of young players, if you really want to jumpstart where you are, because it seems like you don't have a good enough farm system or a good enough big league club, what do you do? So rather than do this with some of the older players, because it's easy to be like, trade Barlow, trade Salvi, and I know Salvi's harder than others, but like to get the older players and be like, get what you can't, trade Chapman. Yeah, no one's arguing, trade Aroldis Chapman. I'm going to give you 3 young players again. We're essentially going to play MFK again, and you're going to get to choose to either trade, play out the rookie deal, or call them a future piece. That does not mean you have to sign them to an extension today. It just means you are keeping them on the team with the intent of signing them to an extension, right? Your idea is that they're going to be here forever. The 3 I will give you today, Daniel Lynch, Bobby Witt Jr., and MJ Melendez. So this is 3, obviously very talented players. So which way are you going to go?
Stock is at like an all-time low, though, for all 3 of them. That's what sucks.
Yep. So the trade one sucks. But also, teams will talk. The talent is so good on all 3 of these guys. That's why I chose them together. There'd still be teams that would be more than interested.
Yeah, so play out the rookie deal, Daniel Lynch. Just play it out. Play out the rookie deal. Future piece, Bobby Witt Jr. is still the answer there, even if he's not going to be a superstar. And that leaves me with only one option, I guess, for our guy, MJ Melendez. And I'll put him in the trade category then. That's how I would go if we're doing trade, play it out, or future piece. So Daniel Lynch, play out the rookie deal. Future piece, eventually future big contract. Bobby Witt Jr. still. And then MJ will go trade.
I think it's hard not to keep. I was curious if anybody would take Bobby Witt Jr. out of this conversation. We'll take your answers, obviously, at 913-586-7610. Because I think you have to still take Bobby. I'm torn between Lynch and MJ. Because the issue with the pitching is I don't really want to give any up because you don't have any. But also, you don't have any. So it's like, I can build a good young offense if MJ and Bobby just come around. Like between them and like Vinny back next year, whatever, right? I can still envision how with time this offense will get good. I don't have any good line right now to be like, here comes the pitching. So it's like, do you just need to start fresh? Let go of these players that people are going to still think incredibly high up? Because I think it was maybe a year or 2 ago when talking to some people who work inside the Royals, people still did call on the pitchers that people do still call on Singer. They do still call on Lynch. Teams still think they are incredibly talented. Opposing scouts, opposing GMs still see the talent. They're looking at the Royals right now the way we look at the Royals, and they're saying, we'll fix him. We're not worried about giving up too much for Daniel Lynch. We'll fix him.
They sure are, but their value today, there's no way it's as high as what it was 12 months ago.
No, but their value is still high, in my opinion, because they haven't failed enough to just be written off by Major League Baseball. That's not you. You're not usually written off.
No, of course you can get something. I mean, the Royals were able to get something for Carlos Santana and Jorge Soler a couple years ago. At the time.
I think you'd be able to
get where they at, though. Those players they got. Well, they're not even here.
Yeah. So, but my point being is like he was saying.
I know what you mean.
Of course they can get something for it. Nobody's saying they can't get something. I'm just saying the best value when trading MJ Melendez or somebody actually would have been a year ago, not today, because unfortunately the performance.
Like, here's the person. They're like, trade Bobby, because it's the thing you can get the most for. It is the most valuable of these assets at the moment.
Someone says, sign Melendez because he'll take over for Salvi. Well, if you can guarantee me that Salvi's getting traded in a year or 2, well, then obviously the long-term play is keeping Melendez.
But, I mean, the GM of the club, 4 days ago, I don't know, said, we have no intention.
I understand what he said, but I'm with Vern a little bit on that, where it's like, I don't think the GM's going to come out and say, like, yeah, we're looking to trade the fan favorite player. It's one of if you end up trading that kind of player, it just happens. You don't give everybody a heads up.
No. Also, not having the intent of doing it's like I don't have the intent of getting arrested
they didn't say
today. Doesn't mean there's no chance it's not going to happen.
Well, that's the point.
It's just I don't intend to. That's all.
That's the point. Because if you end up trading him, you can say, look, we didn't intend to trade him, but we were blown away by the offer. We couldn't believe it was something we just couldn't pass up. That's what you would hear if they end up actually ever trading him. They're not actively trying to trade him.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that it can't just happen. You're right. Nobody wakes up.
It's the same thing. It's like someone comes and offers a haul. They're going to listen. They just are. It's just reality.
See, I don't know who would want to trade for a career over 5 ERA pitcher and Daniel Lynch right now. Like I don't think anyone would want that because second time through the order, he's not that great.
No, he struggled, but I would say the difference. It's not a career 5 ERA pitcher that's 33 years old. It's not Jordan Lyles. We're not talking about trained Jordan Lyles.
But he hasn't shown anything else.
Daniel Lynch, though, some teams still thinks he's young enough they can fix him. I mean, that's why. If he was 32 years old, then the answer is nothing.
But if I haven't seen anything the past 3 years of him being in the majors, granted, I know he's been hurt a handful of times, but still, I'm not seeing anything from him.
It's hard. Look, this is part of the Royals' development issue, and I'm sure that they would probably admit this openly, but they have done this before, and it took everyone till they were like 26 or 27 to be good. It shouldn't take that long, but they have proven to take in really talented players, and it just take way too damn long, but they do actually get better. So, and baseball's weird because most people aren't good at 23. That's like such a small group of players that are just Ellie De La Cruz and just show up and start mashing immediately. But I don't want to give up on the young players by any means, but you are stuck between a rock and a hard place. There aren't a lot of good choices on what. Like, are you in a full-blown rebuild again? Because then everyone's on the table.
Well, yeah. No, you only gave me 3 options. So
I know.
I couldn't say trade for everybody. The real answer is everybody should be on the table to be traded. I don't care who the hell you are. But that's not you. You only gave me 3 options. You only picked trade for one of them.
Yeah. No, that's the point. That's the point. Make difficult decisions.
If it's me, I'm playing out Lynch, re-signing MJ, and trading Bobby.
God, you're just going for value, huh?
Yeah. And you have to at this point in time because you can't rebuild with nothing in the farm systems. You have to trade your top piece. You have to. He's going to be a guy that's going to have 20 home runs and 20 stolen bases every single year. So you're going to get some value out of him.
Though, here's the biggest issue with that, just from a franchise perspective. If he shows up and he turns into Bobby Witt Jr., the kind of player he was supposed to be when he got in the league, you look like if MJ shows up and is great somewhere else, you look kind of like, but if you trade Bobby Witt Jr. and he ends up being the star, you look like the dumbest
but this has been a problem
franchise of all time.
But this has been a problem for many years. Like this idea of being fearful to trade somebody because they're going to succeed somewhere else is a terrible way to operate.
Definitely agree with you on that.
Like,
I don't know.
You're not wrong,
it's
Cody.
The only one where it would really not be good.
You want to win now.
I'd want to win now. Bobby long term. If I'm just giving you these 3 choices, right? Because again, if I said you can do whichever for all 3 of these, Gold, you might say, I think maybe trade. You're like, all right, dial it in. Someone's got to play baseball for this team. And I like some of the young pieces still, even though it hasn't been working out.
All right, let's get to kicking it with Kramer. There we go.
Oh, you changed the music?
Change up a little bit. You never know what you can push back here and anything plays. But today on Kicking It with Kramer, so I've had this conversation multiple times with my family members, and I just want to bring it up now too because long story short, I used to work at Chick-fil-A, and I think Chick-fil-A is king to all things.
Was it really your pleasure to work there?
I worked in the back of the house, so anytime that I tried not to say my pleasure, I wouldn't say it. But I had this conversation with people saying that Cane's is 100% better than Chick-fil-A, and I'm baffled by that because every single time I get Cane's, it's always soggy fries, always soggy chicken. Because that styrofoam box they give that to you.
Don't be bashing Cane's. I like Chick-fil-A, but Cane's is very good.
No,
Cane's
thank you.
is very good.
I don't know about that, guys.
Whoa,
Can't be doing that here.
He's got blinders on.
3 finger combo. You get the oh yeah, absolutely.
No, thank you.
By the way, Popeyes is the best. I'm just gonna say.
Is that one still open over here?
It caught fire.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's one right by my house.
I don't know if they've rebuilt, but yeah, it caught fire. The one down the street.
So I haven't had Popeyes.
When all the hype was around the chicken sandwich wars, I didn't want to go through and wait in that massive line. For
so
Popeyes.
you cut the line.
So no. So like, really, I swear to God. So like, I've had Popeyes or just got chicken or whatever, but I had their chicken sandwich for the first time like 6 months ago, and I couldn't believe that I've been wasting my life on the inferiority of all other chicken sandwiches to that one because it is so clearly the best.
Okay.
Chicken sandwich.
Right.
It buried the rest.
Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is incredible.
But that's just because it's close to your
But
house.
I can't believe you're trying to trash Raising Cane's.
So that's
today.
how you
that's
start
not.
kicking
That's
it with
not
cream?
allowed.
Yeah, that's how I'm starting with cooking with cream right here. Yeah, no, it's
That's
just
not
not
allowed.
good.
So when did you go there?
Was
this recently, or
I went to Cane's about 2 weeks ago, and it still had the same exact personation I had what I had a year beforehand. I'm like, yeah, no, the fries are not good.
Okay.
They're
My
too soggy
my
at the
only
end.
complaint with Cane's is they hand out ketchup like it's gold. They're so stingy. So stingy.
It's true.
I'll ask for ketchup and I'll get 1 pack. It happens. It's not a one time. This happens every single time. I have to sometimes pull over and go inside and grab more ketchup.
They also, what do they have? Like the 7th ranked fries amongst fast food places?
Yeah, the fries are fine. They're not the best.
7th, 8th.
The chicken's incredible.
Very
and
mediocre
that Texas
fry.
toast. That Texas
At
toast.
times, the chicken is good. At times.
Never had bad chicken. Have had bad fries. Never had bad chicken there. Where's Church's chicken rank on your guys' list too?
Haven't been to Church's in a
Church's chicken.
long
Every once in a while, some Church's chicken is good.
Pretty good. It's pretty
every
good.
once in a while.
People are asking about
now
slim
their
chickens.
the sides at Church's are pretty weak though.
See, if I go to Church's, I'm just getting chicken. I'm not going to get sides
the
there.
sides there. We just need to, we just need to combine the best sides with the chicken, and we're good to go. Popeye sides are 1,000 times better.
See, I left Chick-fil-A before the mac and cheese came back, and I'm so happy because, working in the kitchen times it was a pain, so I'm kind of glad I don't have to do that.
Sometimes Kramer sounds like me. It seems like he's had a lot of different jobs in his life.
Yeah?
I used to also be a referee in basketball. Yeah, I stopped doing that because I hate the parents.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I
Well,
don't blame you for that.
I think you're not alone in that regard. Were you getting threats?
Someone wants to know what it was like working at Chick-fil-A. Someone asked, quote, is it a cult there?
No. No, JT says he works there too. JT actually works at Chick-fil-A right now.
Oh, our
Actively?
intern?
Intern, yeah.
What? And
Our intern actively works at Chick-fil-A and he's never even mentioned it?
He hasn't brought in any Chick-fil-A yet?
Can we fire him? Can we fire him?
He hasn't brought in any Chick-fil-A. He works there, and we haven't had a couple chicken biscuits or anything?
The first question I asked him was, are you a front of house guy or a back of house guy? So that's how I'm going to judge you. And he said he's a front of house guy. And I said, okay, I can actually judge you now.
Huh. Well, this is quite the development. Yeah, he never told us that.
Gus's chicken.
Very good.
Oh, my
Very
gosh.
good.
Oh, I saw that
Had it
text
once.
on there.
Only had it
My
one time.
gosh.
I only had it one time.
Actually,
What about Slim Chickens? You guys had Slim Chickens before?
I have.
Very
Also
similar.
good. Very similar to
A lot
Cane's.
more sauces,
Yeah,
though. A lot
I
more.
agree.
You get a choice of a bunch of different sauces.
This is really, we all eat fast food chicken way too much.
Chicken's good.
Chicken is king. Chicken is king.
Based on this conversation, we are eating fast food
Good
chicken
protein.
as a group.
Yeah, but the Slim Chickens, the difference for them is all the different sauces they got. They got a bunch of different flavors you can go with. Not bad.
Yeah, but no thank you to Cane's. No thank you.
So what about? Oh, okay. What's the other one? Go Chicken Go. I have only been
Told
there
you I
once.
like Go Chicken
I've
Go.
only been there
Never
one.
had it.
There's none near me, so I've gone one time in my life. It's way
Get
out of
some
the way.
gizzards,
Way out of the
get
way.
some chicken. I don't think I've ever. I don't even know if they sell a chicken sandwich. I think you just get the carton cane. You just get the the cardboard box full of chicken, grease seeping through into the seat before you even get home with it. It's exactly the way fried. Like if you're thinking fried chicken, it's pretty close to how.
So
it
is that
should
grease
be.
still in your seat?
No, I mean I've got like a rug cleaner you can just take to the.
So you should just put a towel down, just to know, future reference.
There'll never be there's no other fast food place that smells up your car more than a place in Salina. And it's the Cozy Inn. You guys ever heard of that?
No.
Hamburgers.
Nope.
Your car. Look it up. Your car.
Cozy Inn.
Yeah, your car. It's in Salina. Cozy Burger. Your car will reek for days and days and days. Good luck getting that out of your car.
Why did you leave it in there?
No, No, it's not eating in the car. It is. You grab it. You take it home. Your car's reeking of hamburger for quite some time.
What's this Jay's chicken place that multiple people have mentioned on here? Should I have had that?
I don't know what that is.
You ever had Chester's chicken?
Nope, don't know what that is either.
It was up in St. Joe at one point.
Chester's chicken sounds like the chicken that's sold at a grocery store.
Or
They
at a
just
gas
put-
station,
Or
yes.
a gas station,
Yep,
yeah.
it's exactly what that's where it was up in St. Joe.
Fish
Oh,
and
yeah.
Chicken market. Okay, I'm interested.
Get that bad boy off the
Yeah,
avenue.
text line gets it. Straight onion smell from Cozy Inn. That's exactly right.
Straight onion
It is.
smell.
Your car will just smell like
When I
pure
worked at a
onion.
bank, a guy who used to bring in the cash deposits for Town Topic would bring them in one of their bags, and his whole car.
Yeah, yeah.
Because obviously he just like worked in the kitchen or whatever, like owned the place or whatever. It would just like permeate out his car windows through the drive-through window. You'd be like, yeah, that guy's been working at Town Topic all day. Fried burger places, man. You know how it
So chicken was on your mind. You're kicking with Kramer. You just wanted to talk chicken
Oh,
today.
yeah, dude, chicken
So
sounds
did you have
great.
something
right
else
now.
planned, or did we just take this over with
No,
chicken
no,
talk?
that was the entire time because I knew how long it would
You
take.
just wanted to talk chicken.
Dude, chicken's good.
Now I need a chicken sandwich.
I
Yeah,
really want
same.
a chicken sandwich.
Same.
God.
A chicken sandwich sounds incredible.
And I brought a ham and salami sandwich.
What's
today. I need a
JT's
chicken
situation?
Yeah, is JT working today? Do we know? Let's find out.
Can we take a break?
That's Kicking It with Kramer. We will get a quick break in. When we come back, Dusty was filling in with us earlier this week. He asked both you and I a question around the Royals and its front office. We'll get to that. We'll tell you what the question is next.
Cody and Gold.
Gold, I want a new weekly segment for you called The Steam Room.
But you got to do it shirtless.
Nah, that's Cody's request.
Brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com.
Attention, BetMGM customers. Have a friend who loves sports as much as you do? Here's a chance for both of you to earn $50 bonus when you sign up through BetMGM's Refer a Friend program. Just sign in to your BetMGM account and click on the Refer a Friend program to send your friend a message inviting them to register a new account in the same state you use BetMGM in. Once your friend signs up and makes a deposit, you'll both receive a $50 bonus. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly and offer resources to help you make appropriate choices. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager, Kansas only. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets. Bonus bets expire in 30 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. BetMGM is in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Parents, are you tired of helping put your kids' shoes on? They're squirming, watching cartoons, anything but helping. Luckily, it's Skechers to the rescue. Introducing new hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Footwear you can just get your kids to step into and their shoes are on. You don't need to bend over. You don't need to sit on the floor and try to wrangle them on. And they're available in all types of Skechers styles with and without laces, and most are machine washable. Find Skechers slip-ins for kids or mom and dad at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
Navien tankless water heaters, the proven leader in condensing technology. Request a Navien because you deserve the best in endless hot water delivery. Learn about Navien's condensing tankless water heaters and find a Navien contractor at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Count on Navien.
Fellas, stop treating your groin like junk. Introducing the Gillette Intimate Pubic Hair Trimmer, a gentle and easy shave from America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. Respect your pubic region with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code FLEXIBLE at checkout. That's harrys.com, code FLEXIBLE. Enjoy.
So, you're at the game and that hot dog and soda come back to haunt you with heartburn. You try to get it under control with a few antacids until bedtime, and then the heartburn comes back. Does this happen to you? Instead of fighting your heartburn, block it with Prilosec OTC so you can celebrate your team's victory without heartburn distracting you. Taking one Prilosec OTC pill in the morning can prevent excess acid production for 24 hours. One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn. Prilosec OTC. Used as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So you're at the game and that hot dog and soda come back to haunt you with heartburn. You try to get under control with a few antacids until bedtime, and then the heartburn comes back. Does this happen to you? Instead of fighting your heartburn, block it with Prilosec OTC so you can celebrate your team's victory without heartburn distracting you. Taking one Prilosec OTC pill in the morning can prevent excess acid production for 24 hours. One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn. Prilosec OTC, used as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Royals Hall of Famer Mike Sweeney. The Royals and the See You in the Major Leagues Foundation are teaming up with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City to recognize outstanding high school sport coaches through the Blue KC Coaches with Character program. We'll recognize 6 coaches as a Blue KC Coach with Character. Each honoree will receive a Royals VIP package and more. To nominate an area high school coach, go to seeyouinthemajorleagues.org/BlueKC.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
You're listening to 610 Sports Radio from the Max Motors Studios.
Hey, it's Royals first baseman Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to 610 Sports Radio.
KCSP Kansas City, WDAF HD2 Liberty. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
11 o'clock hour on a Friday. Cody and Gold, Alex Gold, Cody Tapp with you. Kramer filling in today, producing the show. Been filling in the last couple of days. He's got all of us wanting chicken. If you've been listening to the show now, I feel like
I'm so hungry
the
now.
likelihood of you going into a drive-thru for lunch today at one of the 3, 4, 5 places we mentioned just went up a little bit. Like, I don't have any actual data to back that up, but my guess is there's at least a handful of you that weren't planning on getting chicken for lunch, and you are now.
What's it going to take for someone to bring this show some chicken?
Oh, look at
I'll
you.
Venmo
That's a
you.
fair question. Look at you trying to get people.
I'll Venmo you.
I just like
for
chicken.
my food.
Does sound good. Really does.
It sounds excellent now. The problem is it was like too long. We talked too long about like fried chicken and chicken sandwiches and all that stuff. I'm like, it all sounds.
Then we went from location to location to location. Yeah,
It's your fault, man. It's you.
You're welcome.
It's all your fault.
You are welcome.
From the 816, just drink some 213 5-point and curve the hunger.
That's true. Do you have any flash?
I do have flash in my backpack. You guys want some flashing? You want to flash with me?
The one time I flashed, Nick gave me some of that, and I didn't need Reese's peanut butter cups during the show. I didn't.
So it worked.
It did work that day.
That's not going to work today unless
I felt different later on in the day, and then I was hungry again. But it definitely worked. It definitely.
It doesn't mean you're never going to eat again. It just.
Oh, but later in the day,
curve your hunger.
It definitely curved it for the show. It was good.
Which is important for this show because we don't have a normal time to eat typically.
Yeah, it's like because we talk during lunch.
Someone says they'll do it for a few whiskey cocktails. I don't know if I have enough.
They want the Pendergast, which we'll be making in the 6
I haven't measured how much of the liqueur they gave me that I need for the cocktail, the Benedictine. So I don't know. I don't know if I have enough of it. Let me do some measurements. I'll get back to you on that. I have more whiskey.
Someone says they deliver groceries all over the metro. Toss them a 20. They'll get us anything we need right now.
God, like how sometimes you just like pay. Like there are times in your life you know this and you're like, I don't care what the price is right now. You can just have whatever amount of money you want from me in order to accomplish this goal. I'm borderline there with that chicken sandwich, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold out for a better deal.
Real quick, Kramer, have you put the Venmo on your car yet? Have you done that? And B, has anybody sent you money?
So one, I have yet to do it because I drive my fiance's car to work. And I don't think she wants that on her car. And I've talked to her about it. She's like, we'll see. We'll see.
Do you have your own car?
So I have my truck. I just need to get it serviced and whatnot because inspection time's around the corner.
And they're going to tell you something's wrong with it?
Yep, you already know it. I already know
Missouri's got to change this law.
We
got to get on the Kansas side and just ditch this inspection law. It's over. We don't care. Just let us get our car stickers and move on with our lives.
Plenty of states that do that, but yeah, Kansas, unless you're bringing a new car into state and you're trying to tag, you don't have to do the inspection it's not an every year thing. Like when I moved, I bought my car originally in Kansas, but when I moved, when I was in Texas and I moved back up here, since I had already left the state and I had to retag it, I had to get it inspected when I came back in the state.
Every 2 years, man.
But not
every
in
2 years
Kansas.
in Missouri. I got to get
that's
another
annoying.
inspection.
So annoying.
The worst was in Boise when I was living out in Idaho. Every year you had to get an emissions test too.
Oh yeah,
that's
not surprising.
So it was an inspection.
No emissions test in Missouri
Because
you're not worried about
out
the
in the
environment.
Pacific Northwest and out west, that kind of stuff. They make you do the emissions test, which is the biggest ripoff, by the way, ever. Out there.
It's just very. You know what they make me do? They just make me go to the smallest looking, shadiest looking shop, and I'm like, I'm gonna give you this $12, and you're just gonna sign the paper, right? We're agreeing here. We're agreeing to this arrangement because everybody knows one person's friend to be like, dude, he'll just pay the $12. He'll take care of it. It's like, yeah, that's my guy.
But then again, also, I want to know if there's something wrong with my truck anyways. So I might just have to hit up Walmart and just say, hey, I need an oil change as well. Let's get this going.
We'll see. We might have some Chick-fil-A coming our way. We'll see. Negotiating on the text line. One of our good friends of the show. So we shall see. Rob the Aussie.
He's offering?
He's hooked us up before. So we'll see how that turns out. But he's out driving right now. Thinking of Dusty, though, because he's a friend of Dusty's and a friend of the station. Dusty asked you and I a question before one of our shows earlier this week. We were talking about the Royals, and obviously we're all frustrated. Now they've lost 9 in a row. And he simply asked, he goes, is there any chance you guys think Q or JJ are not with this organization next year? And we'll take it to the text line, 913-586-7610. I answered it very quickly. In fact, him and I have a bet on it now, and he was worried that I had some inside scoop, which I don't. I said no. Both of them will be back with the organization next year. I think they both get and deserve more than 1 year on the job. And I understand, especially if we're talking about Q, who is brand new to the organization.
He had nothing to do with anything put in place before he showed up. Yeah.
So I don't think there's any reason after a couple of months to think that you should move in that direction. JJ, I get the argument. Some people would say that he's been part of the organization, was part of the decisions that were made before. But this owner, John Sherman, hired it. It's not like he didn't know that he was part of the prior regime. He still felt like he was different enough. And I think if we've hopefully established that when we've talked to JJ, while he still, I think, possesses some of the characteristics of being good to people and taking care of people in the organization, his philosophies on development and otherwise are much different than Dayton Moore.
They are different people. JJ was also not the person in charge before. And while jobs are generally in sports collaborative, like take John Dorsey, for instance. John Dorsey did a lot of things wrong. He did plenty right, but he did a lot of things wrong. You know who worked under John Dorsey? Brett Veach. Does Brett Veach have a problem with the cap, Gold? No, he doesn't have a problem with the cap. He's really good at it. He's hired smart people to handle it well. So one person's failures before do not equal those. Don't take this as like the segment of like the Royals have politely asked us to defend them. No, this is just reality. There is no chance Q or JJ are gone after this season. And furthermore, as you said, don't deserve to be. So a lot of this is this notion that you're like, are you willing? Like, I understand there's like an impatience in this, but you got to give them some time, don't you? Or are you just saying, nah? Because John Sherman hasn't been an owner that long either and inherited a team that was already in kind of a messy shape. And yeah, he hasn't thrown as much money at the team as I would like, as we've talked about. But also, like, he made a big move. He took a big swing this year. He got rid of one of the most popular figures in Royals history, a GM who brought a World Series title here and he let him go in his first couple of years of ownership because things weren't heading in a direction he wants. He has an idea how to get better. The idea that either of them has a chance to be gone seems kind of silly to me.
The frustration's warranted. This team might end up being the worst team in Royals history record-wise. They're currently pacing for that to be the case, and so naturally, right, you want to see changes made, and I think changes have to be made, but I think those will come, Cody, likely elsewhere in the front office with the scouting department and other areas that still have some people that have been part of this organization for a very, very long time. I would be absolutely stunned. I really would, even if they end up with the record that they are currently pacing for, if either Matt Quatraro or J.J. Piccolo are not back next year. I would be stunned. I really would.
Text line letting us know that in Missouri, by the way, you don't have to get an inspection if you are under 150,000 miles. Bad news, text line. I'm over. How about your truck, Kramer?
Way over. I'm an 07.
All three of us, by the way. I don't live in Missouri, though. I live in Kansas, but all three of us cars are over 150,000.
So it's like 250.
Drive that bad boy. Drive that bad boy into the ground, Kramer. Drive that bad boy into the ground. You don't need a car payment.
My car is a lot like Travis Kelce's career. Till the wheels come off. Till this car physically just disintegrates. It's my ride.
There was some study I saw. I was reading something the other day that people are driving their cars longer than ever before, just because obviously where things are at in car market and also just financially for a lot of people. So
I haven't had a car payment in 2 years. It's been nice.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. Car payments suck. Glad we got that out of the way.
I haven't had a car payment in years.
Chick-fil-A's on the way.
What?
Yep.
Chick-fil-A's on the way?
Yep.
Did you pay that guy $20?
Nope. Friend of the show.
I assume we need to
You've met him multiple times.
I assume we need. Okay, so Rob the Aussie's on it. Okay, but I assume we need to pay him for the food.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not just doing this. We're gonna need to Venmo him some money.
Do we tell him our order over air, or do we
Rob,
text
if
it
it's
to him?
possible, I prefer my sandwich with no pickles. I'll just pick them off. If not, it's not a big deal. I'm just,
I'm the same way, but make sure it's spicy.
I said, you the man, what's the Venmo? He'll let us know what we owe him.
Yeah. I'm saying I'm not so bothered by the pickles that I can't just take them off.
You need to back off and stop being picky about that. I'm the picky eater. You can move the damn pickles off. It's not like there's
That's
mayo.
what I said. I
it's
said
not
I
like
can move
there's
it.
mayo on there, which ruins the whole sandwich.
Now, pro tip, if you do get Chick-fil-A past 8 o'clock, make sure you do order without pickles.
Wait, why?
What?
Just do it that way. Just do it that way.
Were you just
Just do it that way.
pre-making a bunch of sandwiches
No.
and handing out the bad ones?
No, that's
You get a non-fresh sandwich.
the St. Joe way mentality up there.
He
I
says,
always know
he
who's
says
cooking.
he's got us. He says we're good, but all no pickle for Cody.
All right. See?
We'll get to the trash of the day coming up in about 7 minutes or so. We're going to talk about someone else that didn't show up to something last night to start the Chiefs Red Half Hour. We all know the story around Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and people were frustrated he didn't show up to the parade and the White House. But you listened to Clyde a few days ago in his comments about how he kind of saw the week of the Super Bowl going and clearly was disappointed that he got off that bus and then didn't see his jersey. And he thought
That's
he had
a heartbreaking way to find out.
he thought he had a real chance to play. And if you listen to him more and more, and he's been getting a lot of these reps because of the injury to Pacheco and because McKinnon's not working until training camp and all that, and it's been a great opportunity for that. It sure seems like if there was ever a time to get the most motivated Clyde Edwards-Helaire, then this is it. He's in the final year of his contract, number one, if he plays for the Chiefs this year. A lot of people thought he was going to be gone. He got benched, was not active for the Super Bowl. All of this, he's got a lot to prove, I think, in his mind. And maybe he doesn't get the opportunity this year with the Chiefs out of camp. But if not, he knows that there's, in his mind, still more football to be had, even if it's elsewhere in the NFL. You're going to get, I think, the most motivated Clyde Edwards-Helaire, even more motivated than the guy that got drafted in the first round.
This is why I'm leaning towards not wanting Clyde to leave. And I know that might be surprising because we've talked about, he doesn't really have a place yet. Pacheco's the lead back. McKinnon's the receiving back. What do you do with Clyde? Let him run himself through a brick wall like every run is his last one for a year. That's what you do. Because if he ever so much as sees a door creak open this year, Pacheco misses a game, I think Clyde's going to kick through it. I still think there are limitations to Clyde's game. I don't think his speed to the outside and some of those things are quite as quick as we had thought. And I think it limits himself a little bit for what kind of back he can be. But I'm with you. This is 100% the most motivated Clyde you're ever going to see. Contract year, disrespected out of a Super Bowl, auditioning for his next team. Guy already took his job. Like, you should be getting the most motivated, hardest working, biggest effort guy across the board. That usually tends itself well. It's not an accident that, Therese Paylor, the great late used to say, the contract year is undefeated. This is like that times 10, isn't it, Gold? Because it's that, plus the disrespect, plus the guy in front of him, plus the audition for the next team. It's so many different versions of that. So it's just like, I think we're getting the best version of Clyde. And it's why I don't want to do what you've talked about a couple of times might be possible, which is the August training camp, a team needs a running back, they go after Clyde. Nope. I think I want Clyde here. Running backs get hurt. Hell, turns out Pacheco needed surgery when he was playing in the Super Bowl. I'd rather have the depth now. Like, before, I was for maybe moving on from Clyde because of the price tag. But knowing now that Pacheco had the surgery, I want the unit. I want the whole crew. McKinnon's got an injury history. Pacheco's coming off an offseason surgery. I want motivated, healthy Clyde Edwards-Helaire here.
So I think we know Andy likes having depth at the running back position, and with not carrying a fullback this year, that shouldn't be a problem to carry what they currently have on the roster. I think a lot of this will be dictated, too, though, by Prince, the undrafted running back out of Tulsa. And what does he continue to show? And how confident are they on him and his ability? Because if he shows out at camp, then it makes it easier if a team does call. Because even if a team were to call and you can get a conditional pick for Clyde, you can have another back, either the undrafted guy or somebody else that comes in and can be your third or fourth string running back for this football team. I have no problem with Clyde being on this team as the team's third back, but I wonder if Prince changes the
pushes
need
that number
for that. If you get an offer, again, it would have to be, I still think another team's running back situation got dicey because there was injuries, or
they come up offering a fifth.
Yeah, and hopefully the Chiefs are healthy at running back. You and I talked about Pacheco. Could he get off to a slow start just because of not being available? We'll find out when we're up in St. Joe. I mean, is he missing time at St. Joe? That's all that matters. Andy Reid yesterday rattled off a list of a bunch of injured guys and said most of them would be ready to go at camp. Who are the two that won't be ready? I don't know. Is one of them Pacheco? Maybe. Is it somebody else? My guess is Turk Warren coming off the ACL might be one of those guys still.
I would assume.
L'Jarius Sneed's dealing a swollen knee. Hopefully he's good to go by the time
they seem pretty small.
So that we'll know when we're up in St. Joe in 3.5, 4 weeks or so, which is wild.
Someone said, is Melvin Gordon still on the team? No, he is not.
he's out there still though.
He is no longer on the team.
He got a ring though.
Melvin Gordon seemed very comfortable with his role, considering he used to be a starting running back in the NFL.
He knew he was getting a ring, man. Like, he knew what he signed on for.
Just showed up, got a ring, and moved on.
Practice with the team.
I want it to be known that I wasn't the only person who put in a special order. Kramer also requested that his be spicy.
Yeah, I was just happy to get a damn chicken sandwich, and you guys out here getting custom orders.
Don't worry, I'll Venmo you nicely.
If he's going, I just thought, small request. Do you like the pickles on it?
Sometimes I'll eat them. It depends. I honestly don't really care on the chicken sandwich. The pickle's fine.
I like pickle as an ingredient is more than a topping. Like, if it's cut up or if it's used into stuff, I got nothing against it. But just as like a slice of pickle,
if I'm having a deli sandwich and they want to give me a pickle spear, I'll go ahead and have a pickle.
So you'll eat it.
Yeah.
I wish they would just have relish on hand.
Ugh.
That's
really
different taste. It's not. Don't say it's the same thing.
It's almost
different taste. Don't
well,
like
it's
relish.
like that just probably means you don't like sweet pickles. You like dill. You like that tangy sharpness.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want a sweet pickle either. I assume you want a dill pickle. That's
relish on a hot dog. Ooh.
Ugh.
Relish and mustard. Oh man.
Let's get to the trash of the day.
Trash of the day.
All right, let's do some trash, and then we'll get back into some football in the Chiefs' Red Half Hour. This story takes us to Belgium, okay, where a Belgian man explained why he faked his own death, then turned up at his funeral in a helicopter to teach his family a lesson. So there's video. His family's at a funeral. Obviously, everybody's mourning. Everybody's wearing black. All of a sudden, in the distance, you see a helicopter circling and land at the gravesite. And it's the man they thought they were burying at that time. He's 45 years old. He claimed he carried out the elaborate prank to teach members of his family a lesson about the importance of staying in touch with one another.
Oh, my God. What do you think, that they're going to want to hang out with you more now?
This is terrible. You made your family go through that. They thought they lost their father. Are you kidding me? It's a hell of a prank. I'll give you that. But that's all. Don't make your family go through mourning and thinking they lost. Did he set this up with the funeral home as well? Because if not, that's an expensive prank.
It's very expensive.
It means you spent maybe, $10,000, $20,000 on the funeral. I don't know. I think that's about the cost.
How rich is this guy? Yeah, no kidding.
That's terrible.
Rich enough to fake his death and flying on a helicopter.
His family is going to disown him. They're going to hug him now because they thought the dad died. And then when they get up the next morning, they're going to be like, wait, what did you do? You faked your own death? I'm out.
Do you think
I'm not keeping in touch anymore? It's over.
The next time when he's like actually dead, are they going to be like, no, he's not dead?
Nice
That's where you just
try.
cremate him and just call it good.
Oh, jeez.
Well, he doesn't get a second funeral. This is the one.
Oh,
exactly.
They gotta.
Dude, this is the funeral.
This is it?
No second. Yep, you go straight to the cremation thing, and they just stick you in the mausoleum. We're not all getting together doing a party and talking about your life.
Sorry if you're not dead. Whoops.
This was your funeral. You had your chance. You don't get 2 funerals, Gold. You don't get more than one of those.
I thought it was against the law to fake your death.
Maybe not in Belgium.
Okay. I thought it is, though, in the U.S., right? You can't just fake your death.
I honestly don't know.
I'll tell you what, the FBI is going to really like this Google search. Is it?
And make sure you're on the IP address here.
When you're doing that, too, right after, can you search life insurance policies after, too? Make it real suspicious.
You know, it's...
search both at the same time.
It's a tough time, too, because Google, they just got sued for incognito tab not being so incognito.
It's not incognito.
Not as they've been tracking that a little bit more than they've been leading on. They've just been sued for the old incognito modes. For as many times you try to hit that old tab, no, not so much.
So did you say he flew in on a helicopter or he jumped out of a helicopter parachuted?
They landed the helicopter.
While faking one's death is not inherently illegal, it may be a part of other fraudulent activities. So you can't
insurance fraud.
Fake your death for tax evasion or insurance fraud or criminal or to evade criminal prosecution. But I could pretend I was dead, make you come to my funeral, and then tell you I was alive.
Weird.
How would you feel about? By the way, if you found would you think I was actually dead, or because we just did this? Like, if Emma called you tomorrow and said Cody died, would you think I was actually dead, or would you think that I had just did it because of this prank?
I would trust.
Would you for a second think I wasn't dead?
I would trust that your wife is not lying about your death.
I would need to check sources on Twitter.
Who's gonna have the source of my death?
Well, you scared a lot of people on the text line now about what you just said about Google Incognito. Someone says they need to delete their browser history with that news. It's a big problem for them. You just scared some people off with the incognito.
Letting you know.
Just go to private on your cell phone. You're good.
What do you think incognito is? It's the same thing.
You think Google was doing it, but Apple wasn't?
It's the same thing.
I'm assuming
unless you use Safari.
Well, no, but it's the same concept. Incognito, private.
Yeah, but this was specifically a Google lawsuit, so maybe
you think the
maybe
Safari
other
browser.
people.
Yeah. Oh, Kramer, so you're suggesting that
if that's what they want to use, go that way.
The Safari browser.
Is Mozilla
What do you think
Firefox
people
still a
are
thing?
using this for? Just to search about insurance fraud, or there's other reasons why people are using it?
You never know, man.
It's your own phone, Kramer. You do whatever you want to do, man. You're a soon-to-be married man.
Very true.
Cody's married.
2025, he said. It's not even that soon.
He's engaged.
I'm engaged.
2 years from now.
He's engaged. People got to book weddings out in
Got
advance.
a couple cats with her. We're all set.
Like you adopted them, or like they were her cats and now you live together?
No. I purchased one cat about December of last year, and our one we just got a year ago today.
Okay, so you adopted both together. You don't have like a step
No.
cat
One of them's
in the
like
situation.
8 months older.
You know, Gold hates cats.
Really?
I'm allergic to them, number one. Number one, allergic to cats. So that's a problem. Number two, my whole thing has just been like when I'm gone for whether it's an hour or a week, my dog is super excited every time I come home to see me. I feel like the cat just kind of looks at you for 5 seconds and then runs away. So I'm more of a dog person.
Got the wrong cat.
I'm more of a dog person.
So I used to be allergic to cats, but because I had dogs growing up, and then now that I have cats, I'm not allergic to that, but I'm allergic to dogs now. It's so weird. But I have year-round allergies.
Well, mine. This is the worst year.
Yes.
Spring allergies for me. Cody can attest to this.
For many of my health maladies, allergies are not one of them.
Yeah,
but your allergies have been terrible.
It's been awful. I found yesterday, because yesterday was the worst day in a while. I went and I got some different stuff. I think last night, instead of sleeping on my stomach, I slept on my back and had the pillow raised up.
Wait, you're making sleeping changes?
The last week I've been waking up at 3 or 4 in the morning every night with just worst congestion and allergies and stuff I've ever had.
Post-nasal drip?
Yep, awful.
Yep, it's same.
And so last night was the best night of sleep I've gotten in like a week. And so I don't know if it's a new allergy medicine or I slept differently.
Do nasal spray. Nasal spray helps
I did
a
that
lot.
for a little while. You got to be careful how often you use that, though. It can cause it can dry. It can be you can overuse it. So
have a septum issue or something?
You can get like sores in your nose.
If I could cauterize my whatever that is up in there, I wish I could. I don't care about smelling anything.
If you had to take one bullet to the chest in a bulletproof vest, but no allergies ever again, would you do it?
Yes.
Oh, bulletproof.
Yeah.
Bulletproof.
Well, I mean, there's still a risk you might crack a rib or something.
I've done it before. It's okay. Well, not
Wait,
bulletproof vest.
wait,
No,
wait,
crack the rib. Crack the rib. Crack the rib. Crack the rib.
You've been shot with a bulletproof vest?
No.
I've done that before, so no problem. I'm like, what? You've cracked a rib before?
Yes, that's what I meant. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone says dogs for life. I agree. Dogs are the best.
I love dogs.
Dogs are the best. Shout out Zoe. All right, I'm sure she's listening to the show. Coming up next,
Just leave it on for a while.
we'll get to the
You're at
Chiefs
work.
Red Half Hour. We mentioned Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Everybody makes a big deal about him not being at a couple events. Well, there was a certain Chiefs player that wasn't at the ring ceremony last night. We'll talk about him.
Cody and Gold.
The Disgusting Brothers.
Brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com.
Look, it's easy to come up with excuses why you can't accomplish certain things in your daily routine. You're just too busy. We're all very busy. But what if I told you one of those things you really don't have an excuse for anymore is finding out how you can improve your vision? That's because my friends over at Dury Vision have now added virtual consultation. So maybe you couldn't make it in to Dury Vision for the free consultation that I've been telling you about for the last 2 years or so, a consultation that resulted in me finding out I was eligible for LASIK and had a procedure just a couple days later. Now I don't use contacts or glasses. I just see with my own two eyes. Now you can have that consultation conducted virtually over Zoom as well. So you just don't have the time maybe to make an appointment to go inside Dury Vision's offices. Again, just do it from your home. Do it from your office on a break. Whatever it may be, you can have that consultation conducted virtually. Just go to DuryVision.com. You can even take a self-candidacy test online as well, or give them a call at 913-491-3330. That's 913-491-3330, and tell them Alex Gold from 610 sent you.
Hey, it's Kling. Hy-Vee is your one-stop shop for everything you need to make Dad's special day his best ever, including endless ideas for grab-and-go gifts. Remember those days when the tie was the go-to dad gift? Well, no more. I'd have to say I'd love to see anything for the grill or flat top. Whether he's the master chef or master of the grill, Hy-Vee has a great selection of top-name charcoal grills, gas grills, smokers, rubs, and sauces, grilling tools, and accessories. How about a craft beer six-pack or a nice wine or spirit from Hy-Vee's liquor department? Sounds great to me. Get Dad a gift card so he can get his shopping done in the meat and seafood department. And remember, when you, not your dad, is making that Father's Day dinner, note I said you, we don't want to cook that day. Hy-Vee's Prime Reserve Beef is the only steak good enough to meet your dad's standards. See, I've given you so many good ideas. Just one stop to make this Father's Day great is only at Hy-Vee.
Barbecue Whiskey Hotline, how can I help you? You're looking for a delicious barbecue whiskey that fires up any party? With the sweet, smoky, mind-blowing taste of a barbecue Bloody Mary? The exceptional and unforgettable flavor of a smoky pineapple margarita? Yeah, that would be Curveball Barbecue Whiskey. Curveball with a K. That's Curveball Barbecue Whiskey. Delicious barbecue meets the smooth taste of American whiskey. Happy to help.
Drink Curveball and be a bonehead responsibly. Over 21. Find Curveball at Target, Hy-Vee, and Lucas Liquors, or ask your liquor store for Curveball Whiskey. That's Curveball with a K. Curveball Barbecue Whiskey.
Hey, this is Rex with KC Real Estate Buyers, and I buy houses for cash. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, grab a pencil. I'm going to give you a very important phone number in 40 seconds. I'm a private real estate investor. I live right here in KC, and I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at KC Real Estate Buyers, we are improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind-in-payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000. Or go to rexbuyskc.com. That's rexbuyskc.com, and I look forward to working with you.
At Shane Company, we believe everybody is made to shine. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. Shining is not for a chosen few. Like a rare gemstone, each one of us was created under just the right set of circumstances. Your moments, your milestones, your love story, all deserve to shine bright. You don't need an occasion or an invitation. You and your life are the event. At Shane Company, we handcraft our jewelry with the greatest care and hand select the most beautiful gemstones so you can shine. So put on a pair of earrings that make your eyes sparkle. Wear diamonds that light up the room. Try on sapphires in every color of the rainbow. Give an heirloom that collects new stories with each generation. We're all made to shine. Shane Company, fine jewelry since 1929.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
I had a nighttime routine for my frequent heartburn. I would drink milk, I would sleep upright with more pillows, but that painful burning stayed. So I made Prilosec OTC part of my morning routine. With just one pill each morning, Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid production, blocking heartburn day and night. Now I have a new nighttime routine. I call it sleeping.
One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn. With Prilosec OTC. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Humans can do a lot of amazing things. Fighting bugs? Ew, a bug, get it! Isn't one of them. STEM is powered by active ingredients found in plants to fight off bugs safely and effectively when used as directed. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
Mostly cloudy, warm, small chance of rain, high of 90.
Weather brought to you by Total Wine & More. At Total Wine & More, save big on what you love this month with hundreds of deals on amazing wines and spirits. Love what you find at the lowest prices only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. B21.
The 610 Sports Radio phone line is brought to you by Onder Law Injury Lawyers. Visit getjim.com.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Max Motors. 9 major vehicle brands to choose from. MaxMotors.com.
Buying a car is so hard, but with Max Motors, it is so easy. In minutes, they gave me so many options within my budget.
Don't overpay on your next new vehicle. Max Motors, worth the drive from anywhere. Select your vehicle at MaxMotors.com.
Chiefs Red Half Hour, every day at 11:30 on Cody and Gold.
All right, it is the Chiefs Red Half Hour. We'll get to L'Jarius Sneed coming up in about 8 minutes or so. You know, he's a player that potentially could get a contract still before the start of the season. If not, he'll play out the final year of his rookie deal, and then we'll see what happens in the offseason. Someone we know is in a contract dispute, negotiation, whatever you want to call it, at this point in time is Chris Jones. He was not at minicamp, no surprise. Understood. I think we get the dynamics of how that works. He's got a year left on his deal, but he wants a new deal, especially coming off of a 15.5 sack season. Him and Quentin Williams are the two defensive tackles that are due for big-time extensions if they get it this offseason. And you and I both still feel like he will get a new contract before the start of the season. Yeah. And we'll see what happens by the time we get up to St. Joe. Is Chris Jones there or not? Last night was the ring ceremony, and Chris Jones wasn't there. Chris Jones was not at the ring ceremony. This is what Brett Veach had to say on the status, though, of negotiations with Chris Jones.
We're in constant communication. I'd be shocked if Chris isn't here. I mean, this is his type of party right here. So, but we have great communication. And look, there's a lot of time before camp, so feel good about where we're going to be with Chris, and we'll get to celebrate tonight and have a good time, and then break tomorrow, and I'm sure we'll have great dialogue from now to the start of training camp, and look forward to Chris being here and not just for next year, but for a long time.
Do you have a timeline in your head where you feel comfortable getting stuff done?
No, not really. I mean, listen, we have a long history together, and we have a great relationship with his agent. So, these things usually get worked out right during the first start of camp. So, we anticipate the same, and we'll see how it goes.
deadline spur action, even though there's not really a deadline because it's not like he's on a franchise tag.
No, but we know how contracts
but,
work in the NFL.
But training camp usually is always that part where you want everybody there, and so that's when it gets more interesting. He did say, he's like, I thought Chris, basically like, I'm sure Chris will be here. Chris Jones was not there by all accounts. I don't see any social media activity from him on the event, and every other player, Cody, went on Instagram Live last night and had photos and all that. So was Chris Jones there or not?
No. I mean, I don't know why he would show up and they wouldn't send out a single picture of their third most famous player, right? He's their third most popular player behind Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, but then there's Chris Jones. He is one who's been here since this entire run. He's been a part of the entire Patrick Mahomes era. He's been a part of the entire pretty much Andy Reid era. He has been their third most important player during that time, and he's in the middle of a contract dispute. But I do think there's a difference. I get that it'd be easy to equate these things because I've told you, dude, not showing up to the parade, huh? Okay.
I told you that's been the most overblown thing. Clyde not showing up to the parade or the White House ceremony. It's driven me crazy.
I don't know. When the parade one, you were starting to get me there. And then in addition to that, he didn't show up to the White House? Like the parade thing, he's given a perfectly good answer multiple times. He had said, hey, I'd already agreed to do this fashion show. I'm a man of my word. Once I've got something set in stone, I'm not going to go back on my word. I didn't want to give them on short notice that would be okay. So it's like, I get the notion. But the White House, like, why skip both? What do you think? He was busy again? Was he there last night? Was Clyde there last night for the ring?
I don't know for sure.
I didn't see him. So, I mean,
he was just at practice. My guess.
No, I know, but it's if you skip for a reason, it's just easier to understand. Gold. Chris Jones is missing for a reason. He is, and not for a reason that you're mad at the team. I don't think he's mad at the team. He's in the middle of a contract negotiation. What people do in the middle of contract negotiations, don't show up. It is just the NFL way.
Well, if you, again, we're basing it off of not seeing a single photo.
Yeah.
If he wasn't there, if you're trying to explain it away, he wasn't at minicamp, which is fine, and so he wasn't in town, right? He's probably in Miami or whatever.
Yeah.
And so was he going to fly in town for that?
Just for this, but not practice?
And then fly right back out. Look, now there's players that aren't even on the Chiefs that did fly in last night. Juan Thornhill was there. He's not even on the Chiefs anymore. Eric Bieniemy was there. He's not on the Chiefs anymore. Andrew Wiley, I believe, was there last night. He's not on the Chiefs anymore. So guys have made effort. If you want to be there, you'll be there.
Hey, Juju was there.
Juju
was there.
Juju Smith-Schuster was there
He's
as
looking
well.
around.
Overall, I think my point is, I think all of it gets overblown. I really like the Clyde thing got overblown, and the fact that if Chris Jones wasn't there, I don't think it's a huge deal. I did think it was interesting though that Brett Veach mentioned in his, you heard his audio there. He's like, I'm sure Chris will be here.
This is the kind of party he likes, which means they are not in constant communication. But again, I wouldn't think that that's out of the ordinary. You and I both think that they've got this entire time up to the beginning of training camp for me to feel like something substantive is moving in that direction. But they don't have to get it done by the time training camp starts for me to feel good about it. But it does feel like, man, that if you're going to, like, if you skip enough events, it just starts to feel that way. I am just realizing now, too, by the way, that you wore your ring T-shirt today.
Absolutely.
In honor of...
I was going through the closet and I was going to wear something. It was in the section of clean stuff and red shirts. I'm like, oh, this is a perfect one today. We were talking about rings today. The ring was incredible
last night. And that's for this
night.
year's Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, this is a Charlie Hustle shirt, I believe. It was one of those that we got from Charlie Hustle. Yeah.
They gave us a bunch of T-shirts for the Cody and Gold Garage Show, by the way.
We do have some of those.
They are all over the map, supporting a number of different teams. But let me just be very clear. They'll be cheaper than buying a normal Charlie Hustle T-shirt, and they're comfortable. They make incredibly comfortable T-shirts. So just wear them. I wear all kinds of random stuff. But when
today, Cody, as someone described perfectly, is dressed like a elementary school computer teacher.
Computer teacher
while
specifically?
riding the roller. He thought it was good roller coaster attire. The Zambezi Zinger opened up today.
It was a shirt with buttons that was not wrinkled.
Did you feel like you had to wear a shirt with buttons today?
I felt like it had to be polo or buttons. I don't feel like I can show up to.
And you got it. And you got the upper button, and you got the collar buttons down. You're just like, yeah, man, let it breathe a little bit.
Nah, I kind of like a tighter look. For
you could pass as an engineer as well.
I almost went to school for engineering.
You just need a lanyard on today. You just need to put a lanyard on and get some khakis, and you're good to go.
I had a lanyard on when I was there. Got the Worlds of Fun one in my bag.
Kramer's wearing a lanyard.
I've got the Worlds of Fun media lanyard in my...
Are you going to put that in the garage sale, or are you hold on to that?
I mean, I don't need to hold on to my Zambezi Zinger.
Put it in the garage sale.
Will someone buy it? I guess 913-586-7610. We don't list anything below $6.10, and you know that.
Yes.
Would anyone spend $6.10 on a Zambezi Zinger media lanyard that says Cody on it?
Does the lanyard say Zambezi Zinger on it, like the actual lanyard part?
I think no.
Okay.
The badge does.
Gotcha.
I believe the lanyard is just a solid block color.
Okay.
They did not give me one of the suitcases they were giving away, and they did not give me one of the T-shirts they were giving away.
Well. How interesting that you come across a suitcase again, and this time you chose not to take it.
I didn't take the first
Bold
one.
move, Cotton.
I didn't take the first one. Honest to God, I hadn't thought about it, but if I had come here with one of those suitcases, after all the suitcase talk that occurred on this show, I can't imagine you wouldn't have accused me of stealing.
Well, that was a smart choice. For us, we're letting you off the hook a little bit from stealing. We know there's not legal repercussions for stealing the Whit Merrifield suitcase that you brought back later, or Nick framed Dusty with, one of the two. This one, if you would have stole that from Worlds of Fun, you would never be allowed back at Worlds of Fun.
Ever?
You would have been done.
You think they're just going to ban me from Worlds of Fun for taking one suitcase?
There would not be any more Worlds of Fun for you in your life.
By the way, from the 816, show your chest hair, Cody. I don't have any. I'm about to be real disappointed.
Can you grow it?
No. I have like 7 chest hairs.
So you've counted them.
No, I was giving like a vague number to indicate how little I have.
So you've definitely counted them.
I'm not a hairy person. I'm like the exact opposite of that. Don't really grow a beard. Don't really have chest hair. Don't have that much leg or arm hair. I'm just not a hairy person. That's all I got.
You're pretty hairy over there, Gold.
I am. I clean the chest up a
You're
little
like-
bit
you're
during
like-
during pool season.
Dude,
Smart.
Do you get the edges?
The edges.
Well, you said you clean it up. I assume you're just like
The chest doesn't not like straight. I don't like shave it all the way. I just trim it up a little bit.
You take a trimmer to your chest hair?
Yeah, absolutely.
You once threatened to take your shirt off by saying you weren't a hairy person on this show, and you're trimming up chest hair?
Yeah, but because I don't want it being crazy.
Smart. Like anything bold nipples, I'm good.
Going lake and pool season. Wintertime, I don't care. Lake and pool season. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
Why don't you just wax it?
No.
Get rid of it all.
I'm not going bare skin here.
You go Brazilian?
Not doing waxing.
Have you at least had your eyebrows waxed?
Oh, we talked about that before. That was funny because
Yeah.
Nick was at the haircut place at the same time. Which, by the way, Nick never went back there once again after he saw me.
You guys ran into each other at a barber once, and you never went
what's it
back
called?
again?
I don't go to there anymore. Oh, I just went blank. What's the name of the place? Holy crap! Hudson Hawk. Chad Henney got his haircut there.
Wait, have you gone back?
I have, but not anymore. The guy that cuts my hair works somewhere else now.
Wow. So you ditched your brand loyalty to a shop for barber loyalty.
Well, that makes sense. You should be loyal to the person that cuts your hair, not the actual place.
Exactly.
Wait, that seems pretty normal.
Yeah, it probably does.
Huh.
So now you got a whole new place. Was it the same person a different person who cut Nick's hair, obviously, because
Different.
Okay.
Although in fairness, I haven't gone to Lee because she's out on Lee Summit now, and it's a bit of a drive. So in fairness, I haven't got my hair cut from her in a couple months, but I probably need to.
Anyway. But like again, text line, I don't need to shave or maintain my chest hair because I don't really have any. I've never taken a razor to any of this. There's no hair.
Hey man, you got to be loyal to your barber. That's normal. That's stuff that I know. I got plenty of people that can back me up on that one. You got to be loyal to the person that cuts your hair if you like.
They
what
tell
they're
you they
doing.
were leaving?
This happened months ago. I've talked about this on air. She left for a new place back in like October.
And she told you she was leaving? Sometimes they don't let you do that.
Yeah. She told me she was leaving. And I went out there. I drove to Lee Summit multiple times. I admittedly haven't done that. I didn't go out to Lee Summit. I've been getting my hair cut somewhere else recently.
Oh, so
but
the loyalty lasted for a while.
I
but
still
now,
might go back out there. It's a little bit of a drive.
Yeah. So you got to make sure you have the time. I get it. Loyalty. That's what we were talking about with Chris Jones anyway.
That's
it does
exactly
make
right.
perfect sense.
Uh-huh.
You had mentioned the L'Jarius Sneed contract, one of the ones that the Chiefs are working on this offseason. You and I both know that they're working on. One of the things he does, I actually think might be a reason the Chiefs don't give him an extension. So recently, and pretty much every other corner they've signed during this time, the guy they went after in the first round with Trent McDuffie, so they've taken this big chance. They let Charvarius Ward walk. I'm worried that his versatility is being not a downside for his play, but a downside is for his ability to get an extension here because you normally sign corners for one reason and one reason only: coverage. You don't have this whole thing about contract talk where you're like, oh, they're really good blitzers. No, that's not what his agent's going to say. That's not how the Chiefs are going to pay him. That's not how the free agency market's going to look at him. In a weird way, it's like almost a detriment for his contract conversation, depending on the number he wants.
And it might be a reason why the Chiefs feel like they can let him go. That is an easier skill set to find on the free agency market than just straight up cover corner. And the fact that they went for a straight cover corner in the first round, for the first time they put a real asset into the cornerback thing, makes me feel like that's what they would prefer to have in the system.
Well, look, their track record is they've let these corners walk, right? They haven't given these massive extensions. They let Charvarius Ward walk, who had a really nice year out in San Fran. He got paid quite a bit of money. They felt that wasn't an area they needed to go. They've evaluated talent as undrafted guys multiple years with this regime, and it's panned out very well for them. And yeah, they spent a high pick on Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie looks like he's going to be the most likely case, a shutdown corner in this league, and your more prototypical corner, even if he's undersized. But he's been undersized even back in his Washington days. We talked to him at camp last year. He's like, I've been told that my entire life, and he obviously still ended up as a number 1 or first round draft pick. L'Jarius Sneed, I told you, I think as long as Spags is the defensive coordinator, is an incredible fit. I would argue a perfect fit for a Spags defense if you're going to be a corner, because he does want to use you in multiple ways. Yeah, his agent might try to argue what you're saying, but I think Sneed has a chance, depending on the performance of McDuffie, and does Jalen Watson and Josh Williams, do those guys elevate from what we saw their rookie years? And that's why I don't think a deal gets done with Sneed before the start of this season. If something got done with Chris Jones before camp, then you have a month maybe where they could find some room to get something done with Sneed. But I do think it might play out until where he's a free agent in the offseason, and if he has another good year, maybe they get outpriced. But, I mean, if coverage-wise, let's not act like he's a bad coverage guy, though. That's not fair either. I mean,
I'm not saying
even
that.
if you look at some of the metrics and PFF grading, they graded him as a 76.1, which puts him actually more towards the top end in the league when we're talking about overall grades. And we know we have our issues with the grading system at times, so we can use it for arguments or against arguments.
But when you go pay corners, you pay them for interceptions. You don't pay them for sacks. Look, he's got 8 picks in 3 years. That's not an incredibly low number, but it's not the top end numbers for those types of corners either. That's more than Charvarius Ward had before he left Kansas City. He only had 4. So I'm not saying that, and he played for 4 years, not 3, like L'Jarius Sneed has.
And Sneed's had 3.5 sacks this past year.
I know, but
is,
that's
in Kansas City.
Typically,
in Kansas City, he's more valuable. He's more valuable in Kansas City than elsewhere, I think, because of the defensive scheme.
You know what's hard is that when you go to pay somebody, like if you're the Chiefs, like you say that to L'Jarius Sneed, but is he going to hear that?
We'll find out.
That's not how you ever think about yourself as a player. It feels like it causes a bit, not a rift, but
everybody's different.
Causes a differing opinion on what type of player you are.
Everybody's different. There's the balancing act of making sure you take care of yourself and getting paid what you think you deserve to be paid. There's do you want to stay with a place you're comfortable? Do you want to be part of an organization and win multiple rings? Now Sneed has a ring, of course, with this team after a Super Bowl this year. Does that make it easier or harder to leave? For some guys, once you got the ring, it's way easier to walk away and just go take the money. For others, it's like, no, I want to have a chance to rack up as many of these bad boys as possible. Everybody's different when it comes to that. And the track record has been they don't pay the corners. So we'll see if it changes. I just think he's a little bit different because of his ability to also be involved in the blitz scheme. He's not just a coverage corner.
I know, but the thing we mentioned, it's almost like, and it's not that he's a good cover corner. But the thing you mentioned before you mentioned any of those things, and not just you, people, it's like, wow, what a good blitz guy he is. What a good tackler. And it's like, those aren't the things that get you paid as a corner. It is, look at that guy go. And this is why I think they might handle him this year. I was actually reading a piece not that long ago about L'Jarius Sneed from maybe Sam McDowell or one of the other writers at the Star. And they were talking a little bit about his fit and his role and this, like the way that they use him and why this year might be a good litmus test of put the man on an island, right? Like they did it once in a game last year, as a matter of fact, against Cincinnati, and they kind of plugged him against Jamar Chase. And look, all things considered, it could have gone worse because he's Jamar Chase. But I think if you're going to pay corners, you want to at least think that and I know they don't do this all the time, but about twice a year, 3 times a year, the Chiefs have to do what other teams do, which is line your guy up with their number 1 wide receiver, and they just have to hang. And they've never really asked Sneed to do that for the reasons we just talked about. He's versatile. He blitzes. He does those things. And that's fine. I don't mind the way they use him. I just wonder if that's the reason he won't get paid. It's not that it's not his usage is bad. You and I both agree. He's a very effective player. It's when he goes to ask for the check, do the Chiefs look at the way they use him and be like, I don't know. Can we not find a guy who does like a little bit of everything? They might be very wrong.
Players
are sometimes harder to replace than you think.
Yeah, I think a lot of it will depend on what they get out of McDuffie in year 2 and what they see. Is there another level to Jalen Watson and Josh Williams' game? Or last year they played more than we ever thought. It was beneficial for them. In the postseason, it was big.
He borderline played linebacker last year.
Can they take another step? Or was it a great rookie year, more than you ever thought, but that's what they were last year is what they're going to be as NFL players. I don't know. I would like to think that they're going to elevate, but that's something that we don't have the answer to yet, and I don't think they have the answer to yet.
Which means they can risk it and just play him out on the final year of his deal and then try to bring him back if it turns out the answer is those guys aren't good enough. But if you sign him, then you're not signaling that those other guys can't get better, but you're saying you're putting more on him so that you have to, I think, take the chance of trusting him in some of those bigger spots sometimes. Although I guess you could just make that argument for Trent McDuffie. Spend a first-round pick on him. He's going to be the island guy because we spent a first-round pick on you. And are eventually going to pay you even more money. So that's the case. Do we need to go pick up the sandwiches? You were looking heavily at the text line.
They're not here yet, man. They're not here yet. He had some other stuff that he was doing,
Is that what his text said? I missed it.
Yeah, he's a driver.
Oh, okay. So
he eventually was heading this direction.
Okay.
It's not quick enough for you?
No.
Not only need
you were
special.
looking, I just didn't know if,
not only do we need
I
special.
didn't know if you needed to go.
Not only do we need special orders for you. Someone offers up a chicken sandwich and you're giving special orders. Now it's not quick enough for you.
No.
It's been a little too long for him,
Plenty
Kramer.
quick. You were just looking at the text line in a way that made me think that maybe you needed to go.
I was making sure I didn't miss it.
Similar to like me getting the, like the painting. Sometimes you got to leave in the middle of the show, even though it's kind of a weird job we have. So it's like, unless you can show up in this building in the exact perfect 6-minute window that exists, sometimes it's kind of difficult. You got to work around it.
What jersey are you rocking today?
That's
Kramer?
the old Shohei Ohtani Japan jersey.
Not an Angels jersey.
No.
Going back to his Japan days. Okay. Now, Shohei's not playing. He's playing in this series. The Royals are playing the
He's
Angels.
not pitching.
He's not pitching. He pitched last night for the
Pitched last night, got the win, hit a home run as well, almost 450. Oppo Taco again. It's ridiculous.
You're not supposed to be able to hit a ball 450 feet opposite field. That's not supposed to be doable, but apparently. In retrospect now, what took Shohei so long to come to the big leagues and just put on an absolute show? How much money he was being paid by his other team? I'm assuming he could make just as much playing in Japan as he makes here.
No,
endorsements and everything else.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Man. What would
he's about to get a half a bill on a new deal.
He's going to get so much money.
Who's he going to play for?
I don't know. He's going to get half a bill somewhere.
I'll tell you what.
The Mets, the Yankees, wherever, right?
If the Royals don't at least offer him something, I'll be disappointed. No, I'm serious. At least go out there and talk to him.
They're not going to.
Here's the cultural thing. Here's a cultural thing people don't want to talk about. Oftentimes, it is not uncommon, especially for the big names. They want to be on the coast. They want to be in L.A. They want to be in
Kramer.
Philly. They want to be in New York. They want to be close to.
At least talk to him.
The only offer Shohei's getting from the Royals is the one that I gave him in my MLB The Show dynasty about a week or so ago after the first year. And it was 10 years, and it was $553 million. He did sign, by the way.
Wow,
it's possible. It's possible.
I also made very swift changes before the season even started, knowing what was to come. Okay, we went ahead and just cleaned house right away to start the season. He's gone now, so it doesn't matter. Hunter Dozier was traded before opening day. We went ahead and got rid of him. We went ahead and got rid of multiple pieces. Salvi got traded in season.
Wow,
we did a lot
you already got rid of Salvi?
Yeah.
Make it work.
Shohei's, we're in year 2 of the dynasty.
Are your fans mad at you? Well, I guess I got to be honest. If you traded away everyone's favorite Royals fan signed Shohei.
We're off to a 20-11 start the next year. We got Shohei in the rotation. We did trade Zach Greinke. We traded a bunch of pieces. We got young prospects that are coming up. We're in a great spot going forward. It was time to clean house. The only guy left really on the roster, I think Bobby Wood Jr. and MJ's playing catcher, and that's about it. Everybody else is gone.
You got rid of Vinny?
I did trade
Did
Vinny.
you get rid of Vinny?
In the dynasty, I traded
man?
Vinny.
You've met him in real life. He's friendly. Why would you trade him in your video game? Just hold on to Vinny.
Plenty of guys get traded that are friendly. But yeah, in the dynasty, it was time. It was trade him. I had to
after
trade him.
the first year.
Not hurt in your video game.
Well, I was worried there was a shoulder injury coming.
He traded him after the first year.
Damn.
No, in season.
Oh, so it wasn't even in the first year. My goodness, you just cut bait quick.
That team was terrible that I had. We were pacing not as bad as this year's team in real life, but we were pacing bad, so it's time to clean house, and now we're on track. It needed to be done. Rip the Band-Aid off.
No, Shohei's going to stay on the coast.
Listen, why are you talking about a video game? Relax.
Yeah, we talked about video games back in 2020 when the virtual Royals were around.
It's because Kramer said the Royals should sign Shohei Ohtani, and I was saying the only way they're going to sign Shohei is in a video game. That's how we went on that rant. Thank you.
They should couple it with a new stadium deal. You know, they'll pay for the entire stadium. The $500 million they ask for the public is to sign Shohei Ohtani, and you tell me everyone won't vote yes.
I would do it.
They're like, we'll cover the whole stadium. You're just paying Shohei. You'd be like, done.
I mean, it's kind of like what the Marlins did back in 2012 when they opened up that new stadium. They signed like everybody left and right.
Man, I wish. That'd be fun.
And Jose Reyes was in the league.
Jose Reyes. I like watching Jose Reyes play.
He's a very good player.
Yeah. All right, coming up next, we will get to what's trending and back into the ring ceremony last night and our favorite kind of Patrick Mahomes.
Cody and Gold.
A gentleman named George Bancroft, who is an American historian, statesman, prominent in the the entire 1800s.
Are we almost done with this conversation?
Brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com.
We have a huge weekend coming up. It's Father's Day weekend. You want to take care of Dad, celebrate Dad on Sunday and the entire weekend. And there's no better way to do that than by taking advantage of the huge savings going on this Saturday only at Midwest Marine Boat Company. And this Saturday is the perfect time to see all that inventory that Dad needs for fishing season. And Midwest Marine Boat Company has all the brands you know and love, like Bennington and Vexus and many, many more. Check out the big Father's Day sale this Saturday at Midwest Marine Boat Company in Grandview.
There's never been a better time to get that engagement ring or fine diamond jewelry. Right now at Diamonds Direct, our most exciting offer ever. You can get instant savings up to $5,000 off any purchase or enjoy special financing for up to 5 whole years. Either way, you save big. You can't miss this limited time offer. Design your perfect ring and get our most gorgeous and most flexible financing options. Now through June 30th at Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Get details, store hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com. On approved credit.
Where can you find steel, aluminum, brass, and stainless, and occasionally random stuff in the bat? The Foot. Who has an extensive line of Blue Demon welding supplies, filler, rods, and wire? The Foot. Who is KC's and Topeka's only stocking dealer for Fronius professional welding equipment? The Foot. Who is KC's and Topeka's only Fronius authorized service and repair center? The Foot. Where can you go to take a Fronius welder for a test drive? The Foot. Where can you find Colossus, your friendly neighborhood robot? The Foot. Just like Colossus, Metal by the Foot stands tall and ready to help both pro and DIY warriors with their metal needs. For over 35 years, Metal by the Foot has continued to up their game by providing you with the convenience and selection of metals you have come to expect. Discover new and unique quality products to take your project and skills to the next level. Get instant pricing on most items at metalbythefoot.com. That's metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Ground-shaking forces will rumble the Menards NHRA Nationals presented by Pet Armor. August 11th through 13th. Kids 12 and under are free with general admission. Get your tickets today at NHRA.com for the Menards NHRA Nationals.
Gas, groceries, utilities, you name it. The price of everything is going up. And if you're stuck in a bad timeshare with rising maintenance fees, the financial burden can be crushing. It is time to get your finances in order and get the real facts about that timeshare that you are stuck in and your options to get rid of it. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has been helping families out of horrible timeshares for over 10 years and has put together a complete timeshare exit information kit that he will send you absolutely free. To date, over 30,000 families have trusted Wesley Financial Group to help them out of financial hardship by getting them out of bad timeshares. Get the facts about how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Simply call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit and see how you can become timeshare free. Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. Once again, 800-462-3333. Gas, groceries, utilities, you name it. The price of everything is going up. And if you're stuck in a bad timeshare with rising maintenance fees, the financial burden can be crushing. It is time to get your finances in order and get the real facts about that timeshare that you are stuck in and your options to get rid of it. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has been helping families out of horrible timeshares for over 10 years and has put together a complete timeshare exit information kit that he will send you absolutely free. To date, over 30,000 families have trusted Wesley Financial Group to help them out of financial hardship by getting them out of bad timeshares. Get the facts about how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Simply call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit and see how you can become timeshare free. Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. Once again, 800-462-3333.
Firing up the grill seemed like a good idea until I realized I have to do all the work.
Take a load off. Let Bogey's Windy City Pub do the cooking. Located in South Leawood and BogiesWindyCityPub.com. Bogey's Windy City Pub, your neighborhood restaurant and sports bar.
What's up? It's a Target trend alert. New swim has just arrived and it's sunny weather approved.
If you're into bikinis or one pieces, high waists or cutouts, they're the perfect combo of trendy, flattering, and affordable.
That's right. And there are so many cool styles with gorgeous details. These suits have macrame, crochet, wood beads, pretty shells, and more. Totally a luxe for less vibe.
Yes, so dive in and shop this Target trend without the spend.
It's sunny weather approved.
When you open your hopper, you don't fill it with just any hardwood pellets, right? You fill it with Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Made right here in the USA with North American ingredients and a 100% natural hardwood blend, Kingsford pellets can be used on any pellet grill and add delicious smoky flavor to any meal. Kingsford's the name you trust for the low and slow cooking you crave. So look for Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Kingsford.com.
You're listening to 610 Sports Radio from the Max Motors Studios.
Hey, this is Trent McDuffie, and you're listening to the official broadcast partner of the Chiefs, 610 Sports Radio.
KCSP Kansas City, WDAF HD2 Liberty, always live on the free Odyssey app. What's trending?
All right, let's check in on the hot topics trending.
U.S. Open underway. Round 2 action today. Of course, yesterday the story was Ricky Fowler and Xander Schauffele both shooting a 62, setting a record. Open. Yeah, and there's been a lot of people upset, by the way, like how easy the course has been playing because it's at Los Angeles Country Club. It's not a normal. It's controversial to begin with. But Wyndham Clark, never heard of the guy. Wyndham Clark, the current leader. Through 7 today. He's 9 under for the tournament. Ricky Fowler and Xander Schauffele haven't teed off yet. They'll tee off later on this afternoon. Rory McIlroy currently tied for 4th, 4 under. Our guy Cam Smith, 3 under for the tournament, 2 under today. You and I have money on him to win outright. He's tied for 6th.
He's not
but having a nice little day so far. Just got to keep around. Just hang around for the weekend. Be within 4 strokes heading into the weekend.
They might make the pin positions harder on Saturday and Sunday because there was yet another. Matt Fitzpatrick just hit like the 3rd ace of this tournament.
Yeah, at least our guy Cam Smith's giving us a shot. So we can't. At least we're not sitting here saying, "Oh, it's already over."
You know, that's the other thing. It's like I never understand. Every other sport tries to make things easier, and then golf is like, "It's too easy." I'm like,
"Well, that's the U.S."
Hey,
Open
just to be clear, we like watching birdies and eagles, and they're way more fun than pars and bogeys.
Yeah. Wasn't there a hole in one yesterday?
Yeah, there's been 3
and
overall.
3.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So maybe a little too. Maybe if everyone's getting a hole in one.
It's this Los Angeles Country Club they're playing.
Oh, they're this too damn good.
Yeah, I guess so. Next time on What's Trending, Michael Jordan is finalizing a deal to sell the Charlotte Hornets, or at least his majority stake in the Charlotte Hornets. The report says he'll maintain a minority ownership. He bought the team for $180 million in just 2010. It is now worth $1.77 billion. In just 12 years, it is 25 times the value.
And they're a crappy franchise.
And they're terrible. So kudos to Michael Jordan on another incredibly successful business venture.
Finally, that guy made some money. Finally, that guy had a good investment and is now he's finally set for life. Wasn't set for life before the sale, Now he is. Unbelievable. Next up on What's Trending, thinking of the NBA, Ja Morant. We knew this was going to happen at some point, but he's been suspended by the league for the first 25 games of the season. There was a lot of speculation on how many games it would be. Adam Silver had spoken during the finals a little bit and had some people wondering if it was going to be north of 30, 40 games.
Some of the offshore ones jumped it.
Yeah, 25 games. Honestly, seems about right. Ultimately, he's ineligible for any of the postseason awards now. And he loses about $7.5 million in game checks.
And when you're ineligible for the postseason awards, it means you can't be an all-star, which means you can get less in a Supermax deal. So they're dinging him.
And they're
dinging him pretty hard.
It's the 7th longest suspension in NBA history. And
how many of those were malice in the palace?
Well, exactly.
2 or 3? My God, it's like all one event.
Some of those were choking someone, punching someone.
Yeah.
This obviously is questionable decision-making, and people are worried about his mental health and everything. His was, I will argue, stupidity more than anything else.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we said this after the first time. Hopefully, this is a wake-up call for him. It's the second time, though. He's obviously had problems with this.
Next up on What's Trending, the Royals open up a series tonight against the Los Angeles Angels, trying to snap that 9-game losing streak. Shohei Ohtani will not be on the mound. He'll just be in the lineup. Brady Singer making the start tonight for the Royals.
They win tonight? How long is this losing streak going to last, man? They win tonight. There it is. They win tonight.
Yeah, I was trying to think about it. Yeah, I'm with you. Royals are winning
Kramer
tonight.
looks very skeptical.
Are any of us on for a pregame show today? Let's choose the Royals.
I'm not. I was on earlier this week. I think Kling's on tonight.
Okay.
Kling's bets this evening.
Kramer's never really invited, apparently.
Wow.
That's okay. It's okay. Vern and I have a mutual appreciation of each other. We don't have to do that.
You guys have respect.
Yes.
That's good.
Next up on What's Trending, U.S. men's national team was playing Mexico last night. Got a 3-0 lead. The game had to be called off early because of homophobic slurs.
Yep.
That were used by
Although
the
they claim
fans.
it wasn't shut down early for that.
This has been going on for a while with Mexico and their soccer program and their fans. But other than the result of the game, the bigger story was right before it. Greg Berhalter is set to return as manager.
Everyone thought he was done.
Of the men's national team. He's going to be the guy that's in charge for the 2026 World Cup, which is, of course, hosted by North America. And he was hired in 2018. And then this past January, it was announced that he was quitting. There was the controversy with
one of his players
and the player and all that. And now he's going to come back. What a mess.
That's kind of surprising.
Man.
Rainia's dad was threatening him with an affair he had back in college and all of this stuff that he was just laying the dirt out. Very weird. Christian Pulisic was fantastic last night. But yeah, I'm surprised they went with Berhalter for another year, but here we are. Lastly, on What's Trending, Deion Sanders, who has already had a couple of toes amputated because of some poor blood flow issues, might have to have his foot amputated, according to a most recent report. He's going to have surgery to try to increase some blood flow to some of those other toes that exist in that foot. But there's at least a chance that surgery could go wrong and he could lose the foot, according to multiple reports, because of blood clots caused by those issues. It's always just surprising for guys like that when you think of them as an elite level athlete. He's one of the best athletes of all time. The idea that they would have to have a foot amputated just seems kind of crazy based on that.
Yeah, scary
obviously getting ready to
stuff.
start his first season as the head coach of Colorado.
Yeah, scary stuff. Hopefully they're able to figure out a different path that doesn't require some further procedures that could put him at risk. But yeah, that was surprising to see yesterday. That's What's Trending here on Cody and Gold. Don't forget on Tuesday, the Cody and Gold Garage Sale, 3rd annual Cody and Gold Garage Sale benefiting the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. You can go to 610sports.com right now. You can view the items and experiences. You can bid on them starting Tuesday at 10 a.m. and our whole show on Tuesday. We'll talk some sports, but we're certainly going to have some guests throughout the day on Tuesday talking about some of those experiences. Bob Kendrick from the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, they've donated a private tour for 10. That's part of one of the experiences. We also just today put up a new experience from the KC Monarchs, which is a spot in the owner's suite for you and 3 of your friends or family members. Food, beverage included. You get to watch a Monarchs game from a suite, renovated suites. They just renovated them out at Legends Field. We also have the experience at Prairie Band Casino, the stay and play package, a couple hotel rooms, greens fees up at Firekeeper, $100 credits at Three Fires Steakhouse, and check out their brand new sports book. and bet with me up there for a weekend. That's all part of the package. Cody's got a couple experiences
When
as
Merrifield
well.
suitcase is back.
Yes, it is.
There's plenty of choices. There's a lot of great items on there. That's why he's encouraging you to go to 610sports.com. Check out the items now. If you know what you want to bid on, there's lower priced items like there always are in our deal because we'll take every $6.10 we can get towards the museum. And then, there's high quality items like pitch Jake Newberry through once. That's a Major League
What
Baseball.
a random name, man.
You get to see our interns' feet in the pictures too.
Yeah.
Well, they're not. Yeah. His
feet are covered
Yeah.
as a part
Oh,
of
his shoes then.
the
There we
photo.
go.
His
Mhm.
shoes.
Mhm.
Yeah, his shoes.
Or feet pics.
He took some questionable, we've all taken photos of things, right? Sometimes it's always remarkable to me to be like, you know how photos work. You don't want like a bunch of stuff around.
Or like you have a mirror next to you and you take the
You
picture
could
and
have
you're in
cropped
the
the
mirror
photo.
still.
You could have cropped the photo.
I could have helped him out. I thought it was more fun
it
to
might
just
be on
leave
you.
it up in its natural state. I already had to convert them because iPhones make this
The older ones. I don't think the newer ones do.
yeah, it's like HEIC instead of JPEG, and of course this site doesn't take that file format, so I had already convert them. I'm like, what? I'm gonna crop this photo for him too? No way. No way. Not gonna do it.
Kramer's heading downstairs to pick up our chicken sandwiches.
Oh, they're here.
They are here.
Man, I'm going to wait 14 minutes. To
You
eat
can
this.
do it, man. You can do it. It's going to
Okay.
be all right.
I'm really looking forward to it. We talked all this time about chicken sandwiches. Also, I was a little disappointed how quickly you answered without us discussing Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yeah.
I just told you how good the Popeyes
no.
one is.
Well, he asked.
And you've never had it. Or maybe you have had it.
I have. But he asked what we wanted. And
He said
I know-
what we wanted.
Yep. And
You answered for the group.
I answered on behalf of the group. That's correct.
Without any kind of vote.
Yep. We were in the middle of the
You know how many
segment.
chicken sandwiches Kramer's probably eaten in his life from Chick-fil-A?
Not my problem.
He said he worked there.
Not my problem.
You didn't want to offer him a chance at a fresh
He
new...
wasn't going to multiple places, man. Wasn't going to multiple places.
I know, but we could have had a discussion. We should have voted.
Eh.
You don't think this is a voting
Nope.
situation?
Nope.
You think this is just a...
You're being picky again.
I'm not being picky. You were being picky. You chose.
You didn't even see the text. I know who the text came from, and it's a reputable source.
Reputable source? Well, he's down there getting the sandwich now, so we're good to go.
Last night, the ring ceremony was taking place, and we saw, of course, the guys all going on Instagram Live, opening up their box. It was really well done by the Chiefs in terms of not only the ring design, which we can talk about in a second, which the detail is incredible, but just the way they went about the evening. And, of course, everybody's taking photos and videos. And Patrick Mahomes, every once in a while, you get some great drop the mic moments without him actually ever having to say anything. And last night was another example of that. And, of course, it's on the heels of what Jamar Chase said earlier in the week. If you don't remember, Jamar Chase was asked about the best quarterback in football because his quarterback, Joe Burrow, said it's Patrick Mahomes. Here's what Jamar Chase had to say.
Asked about the number one player in the NFL, with very little hesitation, you said
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Everybody knows that, yeah. That's easy. MVP.
He said Pat.
Who said Pat?
Joe.
Pat who?
So Jamar Chase, Mr. Comedian, said Pat who? And Bobby Stroop, the trainer for Mahomes and others, everybody noticed it right away. And we're like, oh, this will get back to Mahomes very, very quickly.
We just assumed on the New Year's Eve game he'd throw some sick touchdown pass and say, Pat who?
Right.
Instead,
Patrick Mahomes, in a terrific way of getting back at Jamar Chase, took a photo at the ring ceremony wearing both of his Super Bowl rings, including the newest one that was handed out last night. And the caption says, "That's who," with 2 ring emojis. Drop the mic.
holding up like he's holding a phone
Perfect.
to his own ear.
Perfect.
You know he'll always deny that was about Jamar Chase.
He knows how to play. He's very smart. He's very calculated. It shouldn't surprise us. But I love it. And you got to love it. Bengals fans today, some of them realize that just take the L and move on. Others are like, well, we're living rent free. Your guy,
Rent free? He
your
started
guy,
it.
Your guy, Jamar Chase, is the one that said Pat who. Week 17, you highlighted it, Cody. They play each other. It was already going to be a great game. It is going to be a great game. Going to be a lot on the line. Maybe the number 1 seed. Who knows? This rivalry, because of moments like this, is going to last for 10-plus years. We didn't have this with the Bills. The Bills had some great games, regular season games, and the 13-second drive. But Cincinnati's beat you in an AFC title game. You've beat them in an AFC title game. And now both teams continue to have some back and forth. Last year going up to the game. Now this week with Jamar Chase. It's June and we're having some of this. This is great. I love it. This is great for sports, great for the rivalry.
Of course it is. Sports live off of rivalries. That's just how it works. At this point, how long do you guys think this will be the best rivalry in the NFL? I mean,
a decade. Yeah.
I mean, is it that long? I mean, I think I'm good for 5 years for sure. I would say, I feel very confident that at least 5 years from now, this will still be the best because Mahomes and Burrow aren't going anywhere. And these two teams so clearly despise each other. They like beating each other. Hell, you know what makes this? You know what I'd be for sure if it was ever a decade? If Cincinnati managed to win one of these things. Actually get to have one of these little parties themselves. Yeah. Versus the Chiefs just doing this all on their own. Because the thing that holds them back is their franchise doesn't have a damn ring. It is hard for us to take you seriously. And I get it. The Chiefs, as of 4 years ago, only had the one, and it was back in the 60s. And the guy who won it had been a broadcaster for 30 years for this team instead of actually on the team. I get the problems that existed. But that's not the Chiefs anymore. They're in a completely different stratosphere. They're now, all of a sudden, one of the most successful NFL franchises of all time based on total rings.
You got to have the long-term answer at quarterback. Both these teams have it. You got to have on-field success and also not dominance only on one side. You got to have some of those tough losses for both, and that's happened already. And you got to have trash talk on top of it. And we have that. That's why it's the
great
best
players.
Yeah, and that's why. I mean, I'm not telling you that across 10 years there won't be another team that becomes an obstacle for the Chiefs. But having all of this, I don't know, man. This is about as good as it's going to get.
What was it before it was these two? What was the best rivalry in the NFL before these two?
Well, the Manning-Brady rivalry was fun for a little bit, but not team to team.
But Manning was gone. There was this time period where, was there a great rivalry in the NFL?
A lot of the ones people point to are historical ones, right? Don't give me Cowboys-Eagles. Okay, I understand the historical nature, but right now that's not this bitter rivalry, okay? They hate each other, but that's just...
Better now that the Eagles are good.
That's a historical thing. Yeah, but the Cowboys haven't... The Cowboys, for example, didn't prevent the Eagles from getting to a Super Bowl. The minute one of those teams prevents the other from getting to a Super Bowl, that's why
Manning-Brady was so great.
Well, that's why Cincinnati prevented the Chiefs from going to the Super Bowl a year ago, and this past year the Chiefs prevented Joe Burrow from going to another Super Bowl. And the Chiefs ended up winning it as well.
That's the thing, because I'm really curious to see, because the Chiefs have managed to go to 5 consecutive AFC title games. That's pretty much unheard of. It's really hard to do. Borderline impossible to do. What's Cincinnati's run in these title games going to look like? Like how many, because they've gotten to 2 in a row. And in its own right, an impressive feat. And I don't want to compare them to the Jets that made back-to-back and fell off the map, because Joe Burrow's a lot better than Mark Sanchez. They're a better team. Jamar Chase is better than any of the players they had on that team and all that stuff to go with it, so it's hard to say. The food is here.
Thanks,
Kramer.
Rob, the Aussie, as he calls himself. Appreciate he did drop off the food. Fantastic.
His accent is amazing.
Oh, yeah,
it's great.
Great guy.
Got us all lemonades to go with it.
And he brought, 9 packets of ketchup. He must have caught my comments about people being stingy on ketchup. Thank you for that.
Honestly, with this rivalry talk thing, I'm just happy that there's a rivalry for the Chiefs now. Because honestly, you cannot find that in division whatsoever the past, 5 years, 6 years possibly. And at least there's something here, because honestly, I don't care how long this rivalry goes between the Bengals and Chiefs. At some point, it's always going to have Mahomes with the upper hand.
No, we care 10 times about this one, Kramer, than we do Chargers, Raiders, or Broncos right now.
It's the best one out here. Look, we're never going to see an AFC West rivalry ever in our lifetime, I feel like, again.
Rivalries, I don't know. I mean, I still think the Chiefs and the Raiders hate each other. I mean, they drove a bus around the stadium and then got throat stomped 4 consecutive times after that because they made a mistake. They pissed off Mahomes, which is the whole point of the conversation yesterday. Yeah. Don't do it. Don't piss that man off. It's a huge, huge mistake.
But how much of that was John Gruden's doing?
Probably all of it.
Yes.
But the Raiders thing is more of a historical thing. I told you, I mean, we all grew up in KC, but growing up in KC, for me, I was raised to hate the Raiders. That's still the team I hate the most in the division. I understand they have been the least competitive.
Yes.
The Chargers have been a bigger rival on the field recently. The Broncos for many, many years obviously were, but I still still the franchise I hate the most in football is the Raiders. You're right. You're welcome, Kramer, because I think their fans are trash.
You think I'm trash?
I think their fans are
said
trash.
they're fans.
You're calling me trash
I've
over
said
here?
over and over their fans are
I brought
trashy.
you your Chick-fil-A up.
I can't stand the Raiders. I still feel that way. Screw the Raiders, man. I don't
can't
care if
stand
they
the
suck now.
Broncos.
It's just laughable. It's sad and pathetic what you guys have become,
thank you.
actually. That's what it is.
Cannot wait until they
and pathetic.
beat the tires off them this year.
Did you know how?
Okay.
Like, it's not a good time for you to be a Raiders fan, Kramer. The quarterback they just gave money to is broken. He's broken. They signed a broken man. And then they drafted like a 4th-round guy, and they're like, well, maybe that'll fix it. And it won't.
No.
Borderline, they're praying to just give Tom Brady some ownership and just begging that he'll just change his mind and come play. That's their current plan at quarterback. Praying that Tom Brady decides, even though publicly he's made it very clear he's never coming back, that he'll just decide to play quarterback for them. And even
it was really nice that the Raiders built this beautiful stadium for Chiefs fans to go to once a year. It's very nice. It's very nice of them. I want to go out there. I love Vegas. I got to check out Allegiant Stadium. That's where the soccer game was at last night.
You're going to Vegas too early.
What?
You're going to Vegas.
Well, I have a flight booked at the end of August right now, and the Chiefs are playing in Vegas this year on Thanksgiving weekend. Like, that's not ideal.
Is that no good for the Gold family?
That's a negative. That's not happening. There's no chance I'm flying to Vegas Thanksgiving weekend.
Why not?
At least
No
it's not
way.
Thanksgiving Day.
It's not. They play Sunday, but no, that's probably not happening. Also, tickets are outrageous.
Well, that's everywhere, though.
Well, especially the Vegas trip, though. Like, it's cheaper if you wanted to fly to San Diego or L.A. and see the Chargers and Chiefs game than it is to fly to Vegas with the cost of the ticket at Allegiant Stadium.
Wow. I mean, good for Mark Davis.
The Vegas trip. I mean, Chiefs tickets, understandably so, are. I mean, I was talking to somebody even for games at Arrowhead this year. The Bears, even though they stink, is like the second most expensive ticket at Arrowhead this year.
Because Chicago fans travel. And they're excited about their team. You know that. They shouldn't be.
When's the last time the Bears have been here in Kansas City?
The Detroit one is not. I mean, the Detroit one, Bears and KC, I don't know.
Yeah, it had to be 4 years.
But the Detroit one, it's the opener. The banner's going to be unveiled. The ceremony, we didn't get the full. It was COVID last time, so we didn't get the experience of 75,000 fans out there.
Like, that's it. I mean, it's not just that it's the Bears, but it's everything that goes with it. It's the buildup of the thing you didn't get to have the last time.
I just can't wait to see Brian Hoyer suit up for the Raiders.
That's what you're excited for?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Brian Hoyer's on the team?
How pathetic is it?
He's
That's
the
how
backup right
excited
now.
you are? Oh, gosh. Brian Hoyer's what you're holding on to?
I mean, it could get worse.
I think the Raiders should have to write a
Devontae Adams is going to be requesting a trade by November 5th.
They should have to write a personal apology to him.
Too much talent on this team to fail. For the offensive side of things, except for the offensive line.
Oh, Kramer, man. I can respect the love you have for your Raiders,
Hunter
at least.
Renfro, what do you think? He's like Randy Moss or something?
I mean, you got Renfro, Jacoby Myers, Devontae
Adams is going to be pissed off when Jimmy Garoppolo can't get him the football down the field. Even though Cody and I disagree on how bad Garoppolo has been at times, Jimmy Garoppolo, good luck. Devontae Adams is not going to be able to replicate what he did last year because he's got Jimmy Garoppolo throwing him the football.
He's going to force feed him like they did last year.
Yeah, force feed him with like 5-yard passes.
And he's still going to break a good one.
Force feeding him last year really did help lead them all the way to how many wins? How many wins the Raiders managed last year?
Was it 6 or 7?
6.
The Raiders are going to finish with 5 or 6 wins this year.
No, okay, all right, okay.
How many wins do you think your Raiders are getting?
They're at least going to go 500.
Okay, I'll take that.
At least go. Yeah, I'll bet you that, buddy.
I'll give you 2
even though they can't, because there's 17 games, and then
I got your. You think they're going to win 9 games?
Yeah.
Oh, I will take that bet. We got to figure out what you want to put on the line, man. They are not.
I mean, you got to give odds. You got to give 2 to 1.
The Raiders are not winning 9
They're
football games.
I still think they're the second best team in the division.
You guys make this bet,
They're
and the
over-unders.
loser has to put the other person's Venmo on their car for 1 week.
Okay.
Okay.
You got to put at Alex
Hey,
Gold.
let's lock it in.
Loser's got to put the Venmo
we're
on the
shaking.
back of the.
You think the bet is that the Raiders will not get 9 wins? That's the bet.
Okay.
Yeah, you got anything under that?
Deal. They're over under in Vegas is 7.5. I love the under. I feel like you just gave me 4 free. I think you just gave me 4 free win cushion here.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun this year.
I feel like, yeah, but I think they're winning like 6. So that's what I mean.
Sure.
The Vegas total, yes, but I think they're winning like 6 games this year. Kramer.
I'm a gambling man.
You know what? This is why rivalries work. All this like hatred between like the Chiefs and the Bills or the Bengals fans, and they can't like just let it go, is what Kramer's doing. He can't help himself. It's why next year on February 26th, I'm going to tell you the Royals are getting ready to win 75 games. I can't help it. Just can't help it. You get closer to the season and optimism becomes renewed. You just start thinking, what if everyone's good again? What if Jimmy G's legs aren't broken? What's his problem? Ankle? What was the surgery he had to have?
Foot.
Foot.
But it's going to be funny when Tom Brady suits up.
Oh, you're buying into that crap?
No, but it'd be funny.
It would be funny, but it's not happening.
It'd make for an interesting debate, but no, it's. I'm with Gold. There's 0%
Texan wants to do a $500 bet with you for the under 9 wins too.
I don't have $500 to dish out like that.
We can have a much juicier bet than just the Venmo if you want. I'm down for whatever you want
To be honest, if I end up losing, I get to put my Venmo on my car. I'm going to get money no matter what.
No,
so
you got to put his Venmo.
No,
You got to put Gold. Alex Dash Gold.
That's fine.
If you lose the bet, my Venmo goes on the back of your vehicle.
Okay.
And we'll see if anybody will Venmo you.
All right, no, I'm still down with it.
Okay. The weird thing is my Venmo is like, I think it's my, I don't know if it's my initials or it's my name. Either way. Cody wants to eat a chicken sandwich, so we're going to let him eat a chicken sandwich, as will I. Up next, we're going to talk about the amazing ring, though, that was handed out last night. And the Royals, some numbers to put behind this terrible season for them. In fact, just how unclutch they've been.
Cody and Gold.
The facts on this show are irrelevant.
Brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com.
Men, it's summertime. That means getting outdoors, having fun with friends and family, going on vacation, and so much more. It's also the time when we celebrate Men's Health Month, which is a good reminder for all of us to keep focused on our health. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if you're like many men, perhaps this summer you're not feeling quite like yourself. Indeed, if your energy is down, your workouts are off, if you can't sleep or your sex drive is off, it's very likely you have low testosterone. And if that's the case, you need to call Heartland Men's Health and get treated for low T and change your life. If you're like most guys, you'll feel so much better with improved sleep, more vitality and clarity, greater strength and energy, and higher libido. Plus, most men see results in just a few weeks. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA, T-test, and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. That's heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Old Shawnee Pizza has expanded to the Crossroads with their OSP Express. Go to ospexp.com to order, and you can use any third-party delivery system. Located in the Crossroads food stop at 16th and Campbell. Go to ospexp.com to order your favorite Old Shawnee Pizza.
Hey, where's Tyrone?
Who?
Tyrone, that guy who used to come in here and inspect our fire systems.
I don't know.
I'm over here at Keller Fire and Safety now.
Why?
This is what I like about Keller. The customer focus, the compliance focus, and the work that we do keeps your people and your property safe.
If you're missing Tyrone's great service, call Keller. Keeping the fire marshal happy since 1950. Keller Fire and Safety. KellerFire.com.
Take your cocktails to the next level with J. Rieger & Co. Straight Bourbon Whiskey bottled in bond. A double gold medal winner in the world's largest and most prestigious spirits competition, the 2023 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. Every bottle of Rieger Straight Bourbon Whiskey is distilled, bottled, and aged for 6 years. All in our Kansas City distillery. J. Rieger & Co., Kansas City's original distillery.
Outdoor America with Tommy Bench, Saturday mornings on 610 Sports Radio at 5 a.m. and the Odyssey app. This week, Tommy answers your questions. Outdoor America, presented by Wholesale Batteries, the right battery the first time.
At Shane Company, we believe everybody is made to shine. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. Shining is not for a chosen few. Like a rare gemstone, each one of us was created under just the right set of circumstances. Your moments, your milestones, your love story, all deserve to shine bright. You don't need an occasion or an invitation. You and your life are the event. At Shane Company, we handcraft our jewelry with the greatest care and hand select the most beautiful gemstones so you can shine. So put on a pair of earrings that make your eyes sparkle. Wear diamonds that light up the room. Try on sapphires in every color of the rainbow. Give an heirloom that collects new stories with each generation. We're all made to shine. Shane Company, fine jewelry since 1929.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We pushed what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
WeatherGuard, the name that stands for unmatched security in truck boxes, is now making a name for itself on the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series circuit. WeatherGuard is the official sponsor of the safety and security work crews at Speedway Motorsports tracks across the country. Engineered to meet the demands from job sites to race sites, WeatherGuard truck boxes feature double welded seams, weather-tight seals, and high security latches and locks. If it's a job worth doing, it's a job worth WeatherGuard. Learn more at weatherguard.com/truck.
Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again? Somebody has to do something.
Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that pays you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back on every gallon of this tank.
Hold on. So the Upside app is free and you actually get cash back every time you use it? No strings attached?
Yep, it's awesome. Check it out. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up.
Instead of just watching your dollars go into your tank, start putting money back into your wallet with the free app from Upside. With the price of gas today, it's big news and big money. To cash out of your Upside cash, just transfer it to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card. Upside users have already earned over $200 million. Now it's your turn. Download the free Upside app and get cash back on every gallon of gas. Use promo code GOLF for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's code GOLF. Use code GOLF for an extra 25 cents per gallon back in your first fill-up. Cashback's not available in gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I think my battery's dead.
With free battery testing and charging, AutoZone is here to help.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
What if I need a new one?
We have the right batteries right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone,
And what if I don't know how to connect it?
No problem. We have a how-to for you at AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The 610 Sports Radio phone line is brought to you by Onder Law Injury Lawyers. Visit getjim.com.
Chiefs coverage on 610 Sports Radio is brought to you by Park & Go. Book parkandgo.com.
Getting ready to go on vacation can be stressful. Lucky for us, there's Park & Go. Easy online reservation, free instant shuttles, luggage assistance, and all spots are covered. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in airport parking. Park & Go, family owned and operated.
All right, back here on Cody and Gold, we'll get to the random question of the day here in about 10 minutes or so. Also, don't forget, it's a Friday, so 610 happy hour coming up at 1 o'clock, presented by Jay Rieger. We're going to have some special guests joining us at 1:30. A couple former producers at this station. Ryan Wachowski, Steven Serta, going to join us at 1:30. The cocktail of the day, thanks to Rieger, we're using their Rieger whiskey, KC whiskey today. It's going to be a Pendergast.
Have you had a Pendergast
I've
before?
never had it. I'm excited. It's 2 weeks in a row, man. I hadn't had a French 75 before. It was great last week. Dusty made that for us. You're making the Pendergast. We got all the ingredients in front of us. We're good to go.
So next week, will you make the cocktails?
We can try. We can try.
I mean, come on. All the instructions are there.
Yeah. We can attempt it. You guys are both former bartenders, so it just makes more sense.
You know, once you're a bartender, you're always a bartender. Not former, just.
I believe that actually. That's
I
one
have
of the,
that skill
it's one
set
of
for
those
life
fields.
now.
Yeah, I think it's one of those fields where if at all you've ever been one, then you're set. But we have everything good to go.
I'm gonna have to make a big batch if Kramer wants one too. Kramer, you want one?
Yeah, I'll let you know later. We'll see.
What do you mean?
That's peculiar.
I drink
you
every
got
once in a
plans?
while.
You got
No.
plans after work?
No.
Okay.
But it depends. I'd rather have you guys have the drinks than me.
But it's happy hour.
Yeah, I'll have one. I'll have.
Okay.
You talked me into it.
Kramer's also getting a little.
You were peer pressure really works
Kramer
on
getting a little
you.
wrestling theme to our show here with the
Yes,
with the
sir.
music.
Oh yeah.
Somebody caught on to it earlier.
Yeah, WWE.
That was an AEW right there.
But you did WWE earlier, didn't
That's
you?
true. Sami Zayn's.
There you go.
Who?
Sami Zayn.
Should I know that one? I just know like the big ones, like
The Rock.
Yeah, he doesn't wrestle anymore.
hold
Turns
on.
out.
Well, until this upcoming WrestleMania, we'll see.
Isn't there a popular female one named Becky?
Becky Lynch.
Yeah, her.
Popular right there. Yeah, she's in the Money in the Bank match.
God, do I know any other current?
What's the
male
one?
wrestlers?
The Miz.
Yeah.
He doesn't wrestle anymore, does
Yeah,
he?
he does. He's still there.
What?
There
Yeah,
you
oh,
go.
yeah.
There it is.
From reality TV star to
I've never been a big wrestling fan, but I know some of the names. Obviously, there's the
you know
classics.
Roman Reigns,
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard that. So if you named a
Yeah.
few of them, you'd be like,
Seth
yeah,
Rollins.
Like you know some of the old school guys, Lesnar.
He still
Hulk.
wrestles. Hulk doesn't.
No,
Okay. Isn't there one named Cody? Shouldn't that be
Yeah,
my
Cody
favorite?
Rhodes.
Yeah, that should be my
Ric
favorite.
Flair. Well, you can name.
Well, yeah,
some
I
of
can name the old
That's
ones.
what I said. That's
You want me to say
just
Rowdy Piper, Rowdy
R.I.P.
Piper?
R.I.P.
Sure, I guess I can say that, but that's all I can do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just the ones that I would have watched with friends who liked wrestling. when
I went
was
to
a
a
kid.
wrestling show once.
I've heard they're a good time. I'd go. I got nothing against
told
wrestling. I
you-
just don't
and
watch it.
I know. Again, I'm in the minority here. I know people love it. It's obviously, made billions and billions of dollars over time.
I used to broadcast it here in Kansas City.
Yeah, I know you did some like
Journey Pro.
Yeah. I did see that. I just never could get into it. I went to one WWE in person, and it was just, and I understand it's the storyline, and obviously but seeing how
couldn't get into it
with the like watching the punches in person, I was like, oh gosh, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't.
Those guys actually get hurt. They're
I
like
couldn't
throwing
do
each
it.
other around.
I know, but I couldn't do it.
I mean, I used to train for it.
The next time I
Why'd you
watch,
quit?
the next time I
My
watch,
neck.
the next time I watch wrestling will be if Travis Kelce ever makes a cameo. That'll be the next time I watch.
Give it time.
George Kittle was doing a cameo a month or so ago.
Yo, Pat McAfee.
Yeah, Pat McAfee does stuff with him. Oh, Bret Hart. Yeah, that's another good name. Well, okay, it's still a good name.
Yeah, he's a great wrestler.
Cody's thinking
Yeah.
of
Yes, there is. Best
Cody's
of
thinking
best
of,
of will be.
you're thinking of Kemper Arena.
Yeah.
That's Owen, his brother.
And that's his brother. But you're thinking of the Kemper tragedy, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's obviously one of those things.
But I do
people won't
recommend going to a show now rather than what you did. Because
Why?
I'm assuming you went to it like, 3-4 years ago, probably?
forget. 6 or 7.
Yeah,
probably.
no, that's Vince's era. You want to get to where Triple H is running the show right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm 100%.
Okay.
So much better.
Putting on a better show, says Kramer.
We'll get to the random question of the day.
What's the point of talking wrestling today? Yet here we are.
Well, Kramer's producing the show. He's gotten us some music.
Someone said, "Where's Nick?" Still in Paris.
Well, we think he's back stateside now, but he was in Paris. He's back Monday. The ring ceremony last night, we mentioned Mahomes and Petty Mahomes, which is great. The ring's incredible. Not that I didn't think it would be great, but it is. I mean, they knocked it out of the park again. It's 16 carats almost. 16 carats. It's got 609 round diamonds in it, and every little thing has a reason behind it, which is kind of cool. I think you and I both agree that the top of the ring that comes off and then shows Arrowhead and gold plated
That's the
or
best
whatever.
part. And then putting the number of Lombardi trophies.
And it has either 1 Lombardi in it, 2 or 3, depending on your longevity with the organization and if you were there when they won their first one. So really, that's a very small. I mean, that's the Hunt family, and that's it.
And there might be, for all we know, there's like some guy who's worked in operations literally since their foundation. Yeah.
But if you're Mahomes, obviously yours shows 2 on the inside, and if you're Kelce, it shows 2. If you're a rookie last year, then it shows 1. Like Creed Humphrey, or not a rookie, but if you're like Creed Humphrey, it has 1 in there. I just think it's really cool as it breaks down every single little thing. Like even at one area where there's 16 rubies, well, that's for the total division titles the franchise has won. It mentions that the 10 diamonds by where it says Chiefs Kingdom, it's for 10 consecutive winning seasons. Even by the score, 38-35 KC Philly, it has confetti, but Lombardi-shaped confetti, because Andy Reid has mentioned that over and over, how this was the first time he realized that some of the confetti is shaped like Lombardi trophies. Some of that confetti, by the way, will be in our Cody and Gold garage sale next Tuesday.
Yeah. I put 4 jars in.
Yeah, I got to add mine in there, but I got some too. We got to add 3. Yeah.
Promise?
Yeah, I got bags full still.
Kramer's contributed 1 item as well that sold last year. Nobody picked up. It is a Kansas City Royals mini bat from an unknown era.
Yeah, my mom asked about that, and she's like, "Yeah, you got rid of my bat that my dad gave me when back in the '60s."
So we think it's a 60s mini bat.
Yeah, right around the inception of the rules here.
Well, I'm going to have to enter
There
that.
you
It
go.
does look old. I'll say that.
It's very old.
It's a very nice looking mini bat. And it comes with a 610 Saturday bag that we don't have anymore.
The other
Look,
detail that was cool, it has the championship year, but then the date the recipient has been with the Chiefs, too. So it's not just the showing of the Lombardis, but also it mentions 2022, but if you've been with the organization since 2022 or 19 or 13, because again, it's not just the players that got these last night, the whole organization get these rings.
I guess now we've decided, though, that this is how the rings are going to look. Because the fronts of them, generally speaking, look exactly the same, right?
Well, the Chiefs ones are going to always look kind of similar because they're going to use the same gold and red color scheme, or rubies and the gold that's on their plate. But the top coming off the ring, is that the new thing now that the Rams did it? Where now teams are going to have the top always come off?
Well, and instead of what the Rams did, they made it a pendant too, so you could turn it into a necklace to try to add another layer to
I
that.
just want to know how much bigger are these things going to get? Because this one's even bigger than the ring the Chiefs just got a couple years ago. At some point, it's going to just take up your whole hand. Like you're going to put one on, it's just going to be a knuckle ring.
I'm telling you right
knuckles.
now, the very first team who decides to, instead of rings, just make something else will set a completely new standard. Here's what I honestly
I don't
think
like that, though.
I think if the Chiefs win 5 rings, they should give everyone infinity gauntlets. And
Well, they'll have it, basically.
And like Mahomes, no, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mahomes should get an actual gold glove he is allowed to put his rings into. And you just, hey, look, and same thing as you're doing here, right? Maybe everybody doesn't get a glove, but for anybody who is here for all 5, Veach, Reed, Mahomes, Kelsey, Clark Hunt, I don't care. They get an actual solid gold infinity gauntlet. Or platinum or whatever hard material they decide to make it out of. Imagine how badass that would be. Because at some point, are they always going to go rings? Like I was going back through the Patriots.
Hey, better
ones.
keep it as rings, man. That's just, we always say, like, how many, that's just, I don't want something different. What else do you want them to do?
No. I mean, I don't know. Well, the gauntlet, I said. I'm going through the rings right now and seeing if there is a stark difference between like the Patriots ones, and it's not. The Chiefs are doing what most teams who win multiple championships do, which is do your ring and stick more Lombardis on it. Which is honestly the best case scenario. The fact that you get to keep doing that as a franchise. The only difference I would say is at some point, do you need to separate the entire franchise from what this unit has done from a Lombardi? Or do you just say it's a franchise, we put as many rings on there as we have? I think that this is a nice ring. I like that the top comes off. But what other innovation is there, man? Top comes off and it turns into a pendant. Is there any other... I mean, what's the innovation remaining?
I mean, you might as well just give them a chain with it. Might as well.
I mean, that's what they did, right? But that's like the top of the ring can turn into a pendant.
I did think the box was cool. So
that it had like highlights
they had
of the
key
Super Bowl
to open it, and then inside there's a screen and it has Super Bowl highlights playing, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, Pat was peeking a little early.
Yeah, so were a lot of that.
Someone pointing out the Infinity Gauntlet holds 6 stones. Well,
Cody, then gotta wait till he gets 6.
That's a lot. 5 feels like enough for their gauntlet, for their hand. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly like Thanos's, right? Mix it up.
Our guy Kling's getting a ring. He got fitted for one.
You gonna ask to put it on for a photo?
Sure, why not? If he'll let me. Yep.
I don't have a photo with the old ring. I've got a photo with a Royals World Series ring on. That was a good profile photo for a while, even though I didn't win it or own one.
Doesn't matter.
Just a cool photo.
Fans can buy these too, like the non full on real diamond version of them, obviously. But
if I get close to Kling's, I might catch on fire.
Could you do that, by the way? Could you buy the full blown diamond one if you wanted to just spend the money?
It's not the exact same, but the most expensive fan one that you can buy is $15,000, and these rings are worth more than $15,000. The ones the players got.
$15,000. Is there anybody who's going to buy it?
It's real diamonds.
Will there be one person who buys it?
Of course, it'll sell out. It's limited in limited quantity.
You think it'll sell out?
Yeah.
There are that many people who buy a $15,000 ring?
It's limited quantities. It's not. They're not selling 20,000 of them. It might only be 100 of them.
Man, okay.
But you could also buy like a season ticket member one.
Yeah, it's like $700.
But again, if you look at the photo, they don't look. I mean, they really don't look all that similar. Like it's such a toned down version that it doesn't look as cool at all.
Does the top come off?
I don't think so.
No.
I think you're better off just buying one of the Chinese knockoff ones on a website. Here in about 6 months, you'll be able to buy Chinese knockoff versions of the rings. You can go there right
now.
You can buy the not the one that just came out last night.
You can't buy the new one now?
But you can buy like the 2022 or the 2020
Yeah, fair enough.
Super Bowl ring.
Fair enough. Let's get to the random question of the day.
Random
As Gold falls
question.
apart.
It's because I was eating that. The chicken sandwich was great during the break, by the way. Thank you.
Are you feeling better? Get a drink of that lemonade?
It's the lemonade. I probably should switch off the lemonade.
Wait, the lemonade is what's causing you to cough?
Yeah.
Okay. For you, Gold, for you, Kramer, and over on the J Southline Tow Service text line, 913-586-7610. The question I have for you today is about half birthdays and whether or not they are acceptable. Ruby's been invited to a half birthday party. Now, I want 2 answers for this. I'm going to tell you now that this kid's birthday is on Christmas.
Oh.
So they've chosen to celebrate a half birthday, as you can do something in the summer, and it is a much easier time to celebrate a birthday. I think in that case, I'm okay with it. I feel like when the other people who really like their half birthday under really any other circumstance a bit weird. Do you even know your half birthday?
No.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
What is it?
May 3rd.
Why do you know that so
Because it's literally 6 months after my first birthday.
I mean, I guess mine might have just been 4 days ago, roughly, something like that.
Hey, give or take. Yeah, I
mean,
guess, right?
Maybe next month, sorry. But yeah.
You should, I mean, it's only 6 months away.
But in general, no. Half birthday, no.
Do I celebrate mine? No. You should at least know what your half birthday is.
You don't need to do a celebration for your
When's
half
yours
birthday.
again?
Come on
May
now.
3rd.
What month are you born?
November 3rd.
Okay.
You don't need to do a half
think about
birthday
it.
celebration. That's insane. That's ridiculous.
I think once you get to a certain age, you really just you can do mild things for your birthday and then you can celebrate big ones every 5 years.
Well, I agree with that. But
30,
for your
35,
kids,
40, 45, 50. It doesn't have to be a whole thing every year now.
Your kids, it's different, but you don't do the half birthday. That's stupid.
I mean, I get why they're doing it because Christmas
on,
Day.
man. There's no choice there.
You're getting your Christmas
Christmas
gifts.
is a terrible
I'm
time
sorry.
for...
I'm sorry.
What do you mean you're sorry?
I'm sorry. Do their birthday do their birthday a week early or something.
People are busy.
It's
Dude,
the holiday season.
You're setting that party up for failure if you do it in December. Failure. Doesn't matter if you do it after. Doesn't matter if you do it before. There's going to be people out of town, unavailable. School's not
Here's the
in.
problem with it. My guess
you have
is
to do half birthday. I actually think that this is the right call.
Yes.
No, because they're doing a half birthday now, and then you're telling me on the kid's actual birthday they're not getting anything for the kid?
Well, they'll get something.
Well,
for the
then
kid.
that means they don't need to have a half birthday. You don't get 2 birthdays.
So they just get
spoiled.
Do they get an extra
Spoiled.
gift for Christmas? Then
I don't know how that
basically,
works.
Look, my birthday.
My friend Josh is a Christmas birthday. I never asked him if he gets all the other kids get 8 gifts and he gets a 9th. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it
I
sucks
would
when your
hope.
birthday falls that close or on Christmas because you wonder if you get shortchanged. I understand that, but you don't need to do a half birthday. Mine's just barely separated enough. Like my birthday is January 12th, so it's separated just enough from the holidays where you can't lump it in as much, but still.
Someone's like, just give him a few extra gifts.
This kind of reminds me when I was younger. My mom would always give me something around Easter because of how the timing with my birthday is November 3rd. Then we have Christmas next month, and I have I'm not going to get any gifts until anything. She's like, oh, yeah, I'll get you something at least.
Wait, so your mom was... Oh, I see.
So your next birthday you're celebrating is really your 40th.
Why?
Oh, so you just said a few minutes ago. You said that once you reach a certain age, you should only
the next
celebrate
one
every
I'll celebrate?
5.
Yeah.
So you're going to be 40 in 3 years?
No, I'll be 40 in a year and a half.
Whoa.
What are you talking about? I'm 38.
Knocking on the door.
My
In September,
goodness.
I will be
My
39.
goodness. Yeah, so
which
you're
will put me 1 year away from
the big
turning
40.
The
big 4-0.
What are we going to do on this
Well,
show?
you'll have to
about
have
that?
we'll have to have a big celebration for that one.
Oh, yeah?
But
Big
not
show
39.
celebration?
I don't give a damn about your 39th.
What kind of
But
business?
40th is a big one, you know?
Someone says once you hit 100, then you can celebrate half birthdays. You got to put it
40th.
on. Dude, it's Christmas. It stinks. My wife's birthday's in early January, and even she probably feels like it gets a forgotten birthday based on its timing.
Yeah, now this is smart. So say if it's your wife, you get your wife a half birthday present. That's smart. That's just a smart move. That's just smart.
That's
We're
just
talking about
pro
kids
business.
here, but that's smart with the wife.
Well, keep kids happy too, man.
Yeah, make sure you keep kids happy.
Yeah, but the kids are probably getting gifts throughout the year from grandparents for random crap anyway.
You sound very
No, I'm
jaded
just
about
saying.
parenthood.
I think he
just
sounds
saying.
jealous right now. He didn't get gifts like that back in the day.
You don't need to do a half birthday because your grandparents are the grandparents for the kid are probably getting the kid something
we
throughout
didn't get
the year.
Easter presents.
Yeah, that stopped when I was 9, I think, when I got Easter presents.
We got candy.
Yeah, that's what it switched to.
It was that the whole time. Like my in-laws, they got them real presents. I was like, what's happening here? What's this setup? You guys doing full-blown ass presents for Easter? Like I didn't realize is that a thing we're doing? I thought so Christmas stockings were like that for me too. Christmas stockings were not for presents. They just stuffed a bunch of Hershey Kisses in there and a Lifesaver booklet. And like maybe
some people put gift
one
cards
gag
in,
gift and
some
we
people
were good
put,
to go.
Some people put gift cards in stockings.
gift
and
card
stuff
wasn't
like
a thing
that.
when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Nobody really
You're so
purchased
old; they
those
didn't
the
have
same
gift
way.
cards back then.
They had gift cards. It just wasn't a regular stocking stuff for then. It wasn't like a common occurrence. But that's a real gift at that point. Do you still get 8? Do you still get the full Hanukkah?
It's not. We don't. Because everybody's for a while. We all lived out of town and stuff. We do everything. We just do the big celebration on one night. We don't. We're not getting together for 8 straight nights in order to do it. So.
When did the 8 presents end for you?
Well, when I was still in school and living at my parents' house,
Like high school, you're still getting 8?
We were still doing a nightly thing, but once everybody started moving away and everybody has in some cases people have kids or whatever, we now just do one big night a celebration because it's not realistic for everybody to get together 8 separate nights.
What's the quality difference of 8 straight days of gifting?
I don't know any other. I don't know any other difference. I didn't.
No, what
celebrate.
I'm saying is is there? No, I'm saying. What's the quality of each gift for each day?
I'm curious on this
Is it
question
like
too.
some are
Everybody's
like $10 and some are like $100? Is there a big Hanukkah gift
Well,
at the
there definitely
end?
is. Yeah, so it depends.
I'm trying to get some background here. I don't know.
Everybody's probably different how they did it, but we knew there was always one or two. There was always a bigger gift usually as well, but you didn't have to wait till the 8th night to do it. Now sometimes, because obviously they knew what gifts they were giving you. So sometimes they'd be like, hey, open this one this night. They didn't want you to open a certain one on night 1, or they didn't want you to open a certain. So they would kind of tell you which one to open up.
Okay.
But I got to a point where I couldn't. I didn't. I don't like surprises. You know this. And
It's
so
not that surprising to wait 7 days to get a gift.
No, I don't like surprises. So I would I guessed multiple presents without there was a time where there's just based on the shape of it, and I kind of knew, and I did some Google search, and I ended up getting my parents hated this because I hated waiting, so I would figure out what most of the gifts were before I opened it up. I didn't
This
like being
guy's out here
spoiled.
shaming people for half birthdays, but he's out here Google searching. He's like getting X-ray text to look inside.
Back when I was in junior high and stuff, yeah.
I can only imagine those pictures of you like, all right, I kind of knew what this already is. So it was like this smirk smile, like, oh, thanks. Oh, I got what I wanted or didn't.
So then my mom got smart, though, growing up, because I would know if something was shaped like an Xbox game or at that time probably GameCube or something. And so then they started putting video games in clothing boxes, like it was
pro move.
And so then you would think it was, it's clothes. I'm not opening that box tonight. And actually, the video game was in those boxes. They got smart for that. Only worked for a year or two, though. That only worked for a year or two.
I briefly considered making the random question an actual sports question, which we do occasionally, because I wanted to know if either of you guys were offended by how Rob Manfred is handling the reverse boycott and his little chummy little dinner with the billionaires. If you didn't see this, Rob Manfred had a quote yesterday because he was asked about, did you see what happened at the A's reverse boycott, where they all showed up to paint him. He's like, well, I was having dinner with the owners at that time, and it's cute that they managed to get enough people there. He is acting like a petulant child. He is the commissioner of a professional sports team openly mocking some of its fans. And I'll go back to the same thing. I thought maybe I'd started to shift on Manfred a little bit. He's terrible for the sport. He hates baseball. Seems fairly obvious he hates baseball. They got to get a different commissioner. The game can't grow if this guy's going to mock fans for being mad their team is leaving.
I think he's emboldened, though, because the changes he made rules-wise have actually worked this year. The pitch clock's been one of the great things baseball's done in many, many years.
It works.
So, let's also not forget
he works. Comments, man,
he works
so
for
petty and childish.
He works for the owners. We know this, right? His job is to make the owners money, and he's not going to call out a current owner.
Those new rules are being tested in the minors for years. So it's like, I get why to adopt to it, but my goodness, he even said that the 28,000, that's about like an average. Like they got average, but 28,000 to pack O.Co. Now that's impressive. Because the very next night was like 4,000 people.
Oh yeah, they haven't been going.
I watched both games. I watched last night. Well, they didn't play last night. Played yesterday day. There was not many people there.
But here's the thing. That doesn't give him the right to openly mock and be like, it's not just the opening mock it. He's mocking them in the way he's like, well, I was having dinner with those two and they didn't seem to care. That's pretty much what he's telling you. I was just having dinner with these two rich guys. They don't care. They're not worried about you showing up to the game one time and saying, F
so
you.
Did you want
We're
him
just
to
going to go make new fans.
Did you want him to give them false hope, though?
No. He has to handle these things more professionally. He acts like a child a lot.
Well,
more than the other commissioners by a wide margin, as a matter of fact.
Did you see what the A's did? So, like, tickets for parking was $20, but at 5 o'clock, they priced up to $40.
Really?
Yes.
Like for that game?
Yes.
Oh, because of the reverse boycott,
yes.
they jacked up the parking price.
Yes.
That's not the full story, though. You saw this as well as I did. I know it's easy to just hate on owners and commissioners.
easy.
they donated profits of that game to a charity once they knew that was going on. So that.
Yeah, they forced their hands though.
I understand, but like it's not just as simple like, they just charged way more and screwed
I don't think
everybody
they
over.
get the win if they charge them more just to charge them more, and then like, well, now we'll.
No, but I'm saying like presenting it as if they just screwed their fans over that night. No, they donated money to charity that night.
Did they announce they were donating it after they overcharged them?
That I don't know. They announced it before the game, the day of.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out the timeline here. If they announced before that they were going to donate the money to charity and jacked it up, a little more forgiving. If they jacked up the price, got caught,
the A's released a statement Tuesday. The boycott was on Tuesday. The A's released a statement Tuesday saying that all ticket sales from the fan-organized reverse boycott game would be donated to 2 Oakland charities.
But they still raised the prices up.
Yeah, I don't know enough details on that part.
Just to keep people out. It's just Manfred is. It's just he's such a bad commissioner for the sport. And look, you're right. He made a good decision. A lot of these rule changes do seem to be working. The pace of play is way up. I think we all agree that that's a good thing. But it's just I hate the idea of openly mocking fans of yours who are upset, and rightfully so. You know that if any team leaves any market, people are going to be upset. That's just the way it works. People are upset in Kansas City about the possibility of the Royals going to North Kansas City instead of downtown Kansas City. So it's like leaving miles away, hundreds and thousands of miles away. It's very different. I just didn't like the way he handled it the other night.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about Rob Manfred plenty of times. He's the most disliked, I think, for you and most people now out of the commissioners in sports. Gary Bettman held that title for a very, very long time.
He did. I don't even know the commissioner of the NHL now, so that's a good
Gary Bettman.
Is it still Bettman?
Yeah, it's still Bettman.
Oh my God, I thought maybe
but
it changed.
he used to be the most hated, and Rob Manfred is.
I want Bud back.
Well, Bud Selig's passed away, my friend.
I wish we had a guy like Bud
Hologram.
back.
Like we talked about earlier in the show.
That's like I want a guy like Bud.
AI generated. Bud Selig will now run the sport. Well, Bud Selig oversaw 2 of the biggest, most radical, best changes in baseball history, including interleague play.
Never forget him stopping the All-Star game. I'll never forget that. Just calling off the middle of the All-Star game. Unbelievable. All right, coming up next, it is a 6:10 happy hour presented by our friends at J. Rieger Company. We've got a cocktail to make a little bit later on in the 1 o'clock hour. We've got some special guests stopping by. But before we do that, we'll talk about who was a no-show last night at the Chiefs ring ceremony.
You're listening to Cody and Gold, brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com. Subscribe and download all new episodes of Nick's Wavin' in the Wheat podcast, released every Thursday on the 435 Podcast Network and the Odyssey app.
Attention, BetMGM customers. Have a friend who loves sports as much as you do? Here's a chance for both of you to earn $50 bonus when you sign up through BetMGM's Refer a Friend program. Just sign in to your BetMGM account and click on the Refer a Friend program to send your friend a message inviting them to register a new account in the same state you use BetMGM in. Once your friend signs up and makes a deposit, you'll both receive a $50 bonus. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly and offer resources to help you make appropriate choices. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager, Kansas only. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets. Bonus bets expire in 30 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. BetMGM is in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
WeatherGuard, the name that stands for unmatched security in truck boxes, is now making a name for itself on the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series circuit. WeatherGuard is the official sponsor of the safety and security work crews at Speedway Motorsports tracks across the country. Engineered to meet the demands from job sites to race sites, WeatherGuard truck boxes feature double welded seams, weather-tight seals, and high security latches and locks. If it's a job worth doing, it's a job worth WeatherGuard. Learn more at weatherguard.com/truck.
The health of your home starts at the foundation. Here's James and Josiah of American Topsoil.
A wet basement can be a nightmare for homeowners. Prevent it by adding topsoil around your foundation.
If poor drainage is ignored or left unchecked, this can allow water to flow inward toward your foundation, potentially causing dangerous cracks and leaks.
Guys, the message is adding topsoil now can prevent big foundation problems.
That's right. So protect your home and give yourself peace of mind with this easy solution.
You can be confident knowing you'll only pay for the amount of soil you actually need. Call us at American Topsoil, 913-888-SOIL.
American Topsoil, 30 years and 4 generations of great topsoil for landscaping, gardening, and foundation preservation. With locations in Olathe and KC Mo. Nutrient-rich organic topsoil delivered with their power wheelbarrow service right where you need it. Call 913-888-SOIL or online at americantopsoil.com. Great topsoil, great service. American Topsoil.
Up-level your cocktails with J. Rieger & Co. Straight Bourbon Whiskey, bottled in bond. A double gold medal winner in the world's largest and most prestigious spirits competition. Every bottle is distilled, bottled, and aged for 6 years. All right here at J. Rieger & Co., Kansas City's original distillery.
Ground-shaking forces will rumble the Menards NHRA Nationals, presented by Pet Armor, August 11th through 13th. Get your tickets today at NHRA.com for the Menards NHRA Nationals, presented by Pet Armor, August 11th through 13th.
Gas, groceries, utilities, you name it, the price of everything is going up. And if you're stuck in a bad timeshare with rising maintenance fees, the financial burden can be crushing. It is time to get your finances in order and get the real facts about that timeshare that you are stuck in and your options to get rid of it. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has been helping families out of horrible timeshares for over 10 years and has put together a complete timeshare exit information kit that he will send you absolutely free. To date, over 30,000 families have trusted Wesley Financial Group to help them out of financial hardship by getting them out of bad timeshares. Get the facts about how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Simply call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit and see how you can become timeshare free. Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. Once again, 800-462-3333. Gas, groceries, utilities, you name it, the price of everything is going up. And if you're stuck in a bad timeshare with rising maintenance fees, the financial burden can be crushing. It is time to get your finances in order and get the real facts about that timeshare that you are stuck in and your options to get rid of it. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has been helping families out of horrible timeshares for over 10 years and has put together a complete timeshare exit information kit that he will send you absolutely free. To date, over 30,000 families have trusted Wesley Financial Group to help them out of financial hardship by getting them out of bad timeshares. Get the facts about how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Simply call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit and see how you can become timeshare free. Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. Once again, 800-462-3333.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh yeah, love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Wendy's Strawberry Frosty is back for the summer. Because if it's summertime, it's Frosty time. Beach time? Frosty time. Tea time? Frosty time. Me time? Frosty time. Treat yourself to Wendy's Strawberry Frosty this summer and make time for Frosty time. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Now open till midnight or later.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary.
You're listening to 610 Sports Radio from the Max Motors Studios. Miss anything while you were at work? Every show is available on demand at 610sports.com and the Odyssey app. 610 Sports Radio. KCSP Kansas City. WDAF HD2 Liberty. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
1 o'clock hour. It means it's a 6 to happy hour. It's a Friday here on Cody and Gold, and our happy hour is presented by Jay Rieger and Company. We've got some special guests stopping by in about a half hour. A couple former producers. Ryan
Look, I'll move the
Wachowski.
camera for just a minute so you can see all of our supplies.
Yeah, if you're watching on the stream. Ryan Wachowski, Steven Serta going to stop by at 1:30. Pendergast is going to be the cocktail of the day. We've got the KC whiskey from Jay Rieger. Got everything we need to make some great cocktails coming up at 1:30. Also, real quick, before we get into some Royals and Chiefs, as someone pointed out, I was thinking of David Stern.
Bud Selig's very much alive.
David Stern, unfortunately, has passed away within the last, year or two, I think.
What the hell did you kill off Bud Selig?
Well, we were
What did he ever
talking
do to
about
you?
old former commissioners, and I got David Stern and Bud Selig confused.
He's probably just irritated about the whole steroids angle. It's okay. We get it, Gold. It's all right.
David Stern, unfortunately, is who has passed away. Bud Selig is alive. He's 88 years old.
And Bud Selig's defense of hiding steroids, which he definitely did.
He swept that thing on the rug.
Oh, yeah.
It was the most popular time for their sport ever.
Oh, yeah.
So, and they desperately needed it because they were coming off of their most unpopular time of their sport ever in the strike. They had lost everyone and they needed to bring them back. So, what more to do than let Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire slug home runs? Hey, wait, is that why you're a Cardinals fan?
No.
Mark McGwire?
No. I went to my first baseball game back in 2004, and it happened to be between the Oakland Athletics and the St. Louis Cardinals, which is kind of funny. Those are my two favorite teams to watch. And Edgar Torria, that's the person I fell in love with.
Of all people.
A Raiders and a Cardinals fan.
Based on this email, it appears the Chiefs training camp schedule is out. Out, Gold.
Okay.
Just letting you know. Looks like Sunday, July 23rd will be the first.
Yeah, our first show up there will be the 24th.
There you go.
See, that's what I thought. Not to peel back the curtain too much. But it's like, well, because they play on Thursday night, everything's starting so much earlier.
Not that much earlier.
Monday the 24th is really not any earlier. That's fine. I thought we were going to be up there like July 15th or something. All right, 24th.
So if you're looking for hey, when do I come down? When's training camp going to start? You're good.
The Monday, July 24th looks like the exclusive season ticket holder day, not open to the general public. The first day open to the general public looks like it'll be Tuesday, July 25th.
So either get your season tickets now so you can be out there on the 24th, or we'll see you on the 25th. As always, we like seeing you guys out there. I would be shocked, I guess, to find out if we're not going to be out there for as many training camp dates as possible, like our show typically is.
Oh, yeah, we'll be up there plenty.
We got a long snow cone tradition and many other things to keep up to. But, yeah, if you're looking for the start of training camp dates,
if Chris Jones
now
is
that
up
the
there.
off-season training, well, and that's the question. So Chris Jones was noticeably absent last night, it seemed, from the ring ceremony. Brett Veach had said before, I think Chris will be here. He likes this kind of party. And then it said that they've had positive conversation and that they have a good working relationship. Although we've heard that a little bit about Frank Clark too, you know? We've heard this about players before. Like, we have a good relationship. We've had a long history. We know those things. I think Chris Jones is just trying to make his point a little bit, which is okay when it comes to contract time. It's like the one time I'm forgiving of you missing things. Chris Jones, outside of this one, let's call it one, maybe slight in not being there, has been the most vocal Chiefs player maybe ever, absent, I don't know, Mahomes, about wanting to be a lifetime Chief.
Right.
Him, Kelsey, Mahomes. That's it. Those are the only guys who voiced that.
That's why his absence probably is different. The reaction for fans with that versus Clyde not showing up to a parade or White House visit, which I've told you, I think both those things have been overblown anyway. But I think it's because Chris Jones is a fan favorite. Chris Jones has been here much longer. Chris Jones had 15.5 sacks last year. Chris Jones is, understandably so, trying to get a new contract. So I think people are more understanding. Not to mention, if he wasn't here at minicamp, which he wasn't, nobody's surprised by that. Was he going to fly in, not practice, and then fly out? I know guys from the team a year ago flew in. Juju and Juan Thornhill, Eric Bieniemy, Andrew Wiley all came in for the ring ceremony last night. But and Brett Veach, I mean, you can listen to even what Brett Veach said. It sounded like he did think Chris Jones was going to be there last night.
We're in constant communication. I'd be shocked if Chris isn't here. I mean, this is his type of party right here. So, but we have great communication. And look, there's a lot of time before camp, so feel good about where we're going to be with Chris, and we'll get to celebrate tonight and have a good time, and then break tomorrow, and I'm sure we'll have great dialogue from now to the start of training camp, and look forward to Chris being here and not just for next year, but for a long time.
Do you have a timeline in your head where you feel comfortable getting stuff done?
No, not really. I mean, listen, we have a long history together, and we have a great relationship with his agent. So, these things usually get worked out right during the first start of camp. So we anticipate the same, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, let's see where things are at July 12th through like the 24th. That's really when I would expect things to get more interesting, to have some stuff maybe leaking out on both sides, messaging, play the PR game a little bit, depending on how things are going. Also, let's keep an eye on Quinn Williams with the Jets, who also is looking for a new deal. If you're Chris Jones' agent,
chicken with contracts. Both these agents probably want to wait till the other one signs.
Yep, you want Quinn Williams to sign first if you are Chris Jones.
Yes, but vice versa, the same. So I don't know why. And I get it. The Chiefs generally, they like to seem at this point, part of their cap strategy is let's get a lot of the information before we start handing out deals, or we're going to undersell or under offer until there's something that suggests we should pay you more. We've seen what the deals are going for. Right now, it's pretty safe to say what? Chris Jones is going to be in that $490 to $100 range. We think it's going to be somewhere around $22.5 to $26 million a year.
I think it'd be 95 to 105, but maybe it's going to be lower.
I think 90 is about as low as I would think. Like I said, 90 to 100. I don't think 105 doesn't seem out of the question for me. I think it's probably close to that $25 million per year mark. This seems like one of those deals like we talk about with Kelsey or Mahomes where, no offense, there's not much confusion over how much you have to pay him, so just pay him? Like, if you want Chris Jones to be here, the only thing you're really asking for him out of this point is to take take some version of the deal that is flexible for us. We'll give you the money. Just take the version of the deal that is close to what we're talking about. That's all you're asking for. Like, give us flexibility and you can have whatever you want because that's where we are with Chris Jones. I know that, this is tough because you and I had talked about this because we had asked about Clyde Edwards-Helaire multiple times and all these other things. So it's like, what do you do? Like, is Chris Jones landed in that camp? And I don't know. Clyde admits multiple things, man. It's just different, right? It's not the same thing.
The fan favorite part is a huge chunk of it. And one guy has been a much bigger focus and reason for the championship success. But none of us thought Chris Jones was getting a deal done by now. So you shouldn't all of a sudden have a different view on panic or anything like that. It, to me, is about a month from now when it gets more interesting. And now we know that, as you said, Cody, the date of camp, July 23rd. So, okay. Is he there on July 23rd or anytime within that day or two prior or after? That's when it becomes more worrisome, more interesting. You can have a real discussion at that point. Is he going to get a deal done? Is he going to play out final year of his contract? You can have all those kind of discussions.
I mean, if they get to the start of training camp, I'll be worried that, like many times they've done over the last couple of years, they will decide that the cost of doing business isn't worth that business for them. But the same thing I would say is that applies here now. And the reason why I think this deal is going to get done is, like we've talked all the time, Gold, about how we're not alone. We're not alone in the way that we view some of these players. I know that we don't do the same job, but they know what we know, which is I don't want to imagine what a defense looks like without him. That's as scary as an offense without Travis Kelce.
Well, that's why, to me,
he is too important of a player.
That's why they didn't pursue really, trading him before the draft or anything. Because that was one thing. Technically, it was an option if you wanted it to be. But I'm with you. You can't move on, not with where you're still at defensively. If all of a sudden you have big strides from Karlaftis and Felix and Amenihu all have big years, does it make it easier at the end of this season to pull something off? Sure. But right now, you're not positioned to move on from a guy that had 15 and a half sacks, who is the second best defensive tackle in football, if not the best right now, based on performance, with where Aaron Donald's now looking like his career is trending, even though Aaron Donald's going to go down as the greatest of all time at his position.
And that's what we were talking about with the Bill Barnwell conversation, right? He listed off, Pete Prisco listed off his 100 best players. Bill Barnwell asked the question of who can finish the best ever. He said Travis Kelce got a pretty good chance to finish as the best ever in his position. Patrick Mahomes got a 15% chance to finish the best ever at his position. Those things are all realistic. Chris Jones can go down as one of the generation's better defensive tackles. Here's the other part about Chris Jones that we'll never know about this contract stuff like anybody. He has always said he wants to be a Chief for life. He's made that very clear. He wants to be a Chief for life. But, what other things are important to him? Does he want to be a Chief for life more than he wants generational security? Does he care about trying to get into the Hall of Fame one day? Gold, because you and I would admit that's not off the table for him. You have to win more rings if you're Chris Jones because defensive tackle is just
If
a
he
tough position
if he
to get in.
averages double-digit sacks over the next 2 or 3 years and gets another ring, then he's absolutely in a great spot to get in. Maybe not a first ballot, and he's not there yet. He certainly, if retired tomorrow, he wouldn't be in. But he's got an opportunity. He'll be 29 years old here in what, like a week? So yeah, he's in position for it.
Of course he is.
I still think it gets done. I'm really not concerned about it yet.
Yet.
Yep.
Do you have a date?
And he's made $67 million. He's made $67 million so far in his career.
Texan making a great point, by the way. Handled it way better than Sean McDermott being asked about somebody's absence.
Oh, sure. Now, Sean McDermott, as we now know, it has nothing to do with money with Sean McDermott. This thing with the Chiefs and Chris Jones is all about money. Stephon Diggs is a relationship with coach and maybe teammates problem. That's a much bigger deal.
Yeah. It's a yes.
Like the Chiefs aren't surprised.
They have locker room culture issues.
The Chiefs aren't surprised that Chris Jones wasn't at minicamp. Nobody was. It's not. It's okay. Last night I was a little more surprised he didn't show up.
Sure, but the way you put it kind of does make sense. Where it's kind of weird to skip work all week and then come to the cool, fun work thing. It's like if I'm just gone all week and we're having like happy hour like we are now, right? I'm not on the show the whole week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Nick's been gone all week. If he just rolls in here at 1 o'clock and starts asking us to make him cocktails, we're like, you haven't been here. What are you doing? The only difference is the Chiefs have pitched this as like two separate.
It's like Nick showing up here in about 15 minutes, you know?
Yeah, I know. I just don't know which version. I don't think Nick's showing up here in 15 minutes.
No, I don't think
he's on a flight.
I think he's back in the States already.
You think he's here?
An 11-hour flight, my goodness.
Flying first class.
Yeah, with all that money he makes, yeah, definitely.
I think so.
Mr. Moneybags.
Text line said, don't let Nick tell us they use points for the flights. Don't let him try to downplay the cost of the flights.
Don't let him?
That's what the text line said yesterday.
Maybe he got a good deal.
They said, don't know. They said ask for receipts. I don't think he's going to give us his receipts of his flight.
Do you think? There's just no way Nick would give that up, by the way.
They might end up in the suitcase. You never know.
Well,
Nick has
on
some
Monday, that's being addressed. Yeah,
he has some things to answer related
We've
to
dropped the suitcase discussion for the last couple of days because really there's nowhere to go until Nick's back on Monday.
There's no progress to be made until Nick's here. We're talking about the Chiefs, but let's switch to the other side of the Royals because I'd asked you and I want to know which way you handle this. Yesterday, we did a little. I think we could do a couple more of these next week if we want to. Essentially, MFK, right? Trade.
What's FMK?
Can't say that.
What's FMK stand for? I know, but our listeners don't know what that means. Cody, you got to explain it a little bit more.
That. The option I'm giving you is TPF, I guess, essentially, and the F stands for future peace. T, trade, P, play out the rookie deal, or future peace. Which version of them do you think they are? And I'll give you 3 players today. And I want you to know which one, if you just have to, today. You got to decide. Your Royals management, your J.J. Picollo. One of these guys you're just going to play out on the rookie deal. One guy you're keeping here on their deal, but you're planning on them being a long-term piece. And one you're trading out of here. Daniel Lynch, Bobby Witt Jr., and MJ Melendez. Because earlier some people made some arguments for Bobby Witt because he has the most value. But I think the only answer in this is to still stick with the plan that Bobby Witt Jr. can turn into something special and play out that string and then make much more difficult decisions between MJ Melendez and Daniel Lynch.
Yeah, so in this scenario where I'm picking just those 3 options, you get they're not your preferred choices, but I think what makes the most sense is you play out the rookie deal on Lynch. I would use the future piece still on Bobby Witt Jr., even if I don't think he's going to be a superstar. And then I guess trade for MJ. The problem is I think all 3 of these guys' trade value is lower right now than it was 12 months ago based on their performance.
Probably.
There's still value there, but it's lower. So that's where I would go. I would go for Lynch, just go ahead and play it out. Bobby Witt Jr. eventually long-term still, and then MJ, I guess, trade. Because while Bobby has the most value, to me, he still
catchers always have value. But is MJ a catcher to other teams?
The MJ thing depends. If you could promise me and tell me that Salvi was getting traded in 12 months, well, then the answer for future piece becomes MJ, honestly, for me, because then there's your catcher for the next potentially 6 years.
Yeah, or longer, depending on if things go well. But obviously, catchers and all the stuff that comes with it is not there. I liked this exercise because we did it yesterday too with these players because it forces you into deciding which players you have more faith in right now or which ones are worthy of this challenge. So how you handle that is going to change that model across the board, and you got to decide what things you're willing to concede. I still think you'd be foolish to not continue with Bobby Witt Jr. And then my My thought is stick with Lynch to his rookie deal. Pray.
No, so we're on the same page.
You need pitching. Pray. And then MJ's got value. He just does. Teams will call about players like MJ Melendez. He has incredible power and he plays catcher. And he'd play catcher for anyone that wasn't this team because of Salvador Perez.
But if MJ's off this team, who's the catcher after Salvi? Because I don't think Salvi should be catching next season. I think he should probably move to a DH role.
But he's gonna catch.
If he's on the team, they're gonna keep having him catch.
Face the reality.
So wild.
His value is there, though. This is like Yadier Molina. People used to try to do this. You're a Cardinals fan. Let me put it this perspective.
Okay.
People are always trying to move catchers to DH and first base, and that's not where they have value. They have value because they can hit and catch. They have more value there. Salvador Perez is an incredible hitting catcher. He is a medium to light hitting DH.
I don't know about that. If he focuses on one thing like hitting, he's a 40-plus home run guy. We saw that when he was doing both.
He's a free swinger. He's
That's
not
what
going
you
to
want
get
as a
on base
DH.
the once.
That's what you want as a DH right now. You are.
Yes, Joey Gallo still has a job.
Exactly.
So I'm not saying he wouldn't.
Gallo's hitting like 190.
I just said he had a job. I didn't say he was good at it. Those are different.
I think you keep MJ. You keep MJ on this team. Because, you see how versatile he is?
Yeah. So then what's your answer? Again, nobody's saying.
So
the
then
option is.
You're trading Bobby?
I'm trading Bobby.
Play out the rookie deal or a future piece.
I'm trading Bobby, let Daniel Lynch putter out because I don't think he's much in the majors as what I've seen so far. So I can just push him to the way because no one's going to trade for him. But Bobby Witt Jr. is a 20-20 guy. Heck, he could be a 20-30 guy, 20 home runs, 30 stolen base guy. That right there shows that
there's
team
my
will
future
trade
piece.
for that.
That's my future piece because I still want to have one of those guys on my team.
But you got that with Michael Garcia. Just saying.
I'm not so sure about that.
He was included in yesterday's.
I know.
I do really like Michael Garcia.
I like him a lot.
I think he's the kind of player that a bunch of other teams would be like, wow, he's a really good player.
Yeah, well, yesterday I said he's the trade guy for that. He's the guy I'm more willing to trade.
There'd be plenty of suitors. I can promise you that. Across the board, there'd be plenty of suitors. I have been told when we go to break, we don't have to go now, but when we go to break, Ryan Witkowski and Steven Serter are here. So
for happy hour.
They are here for Jay Rieger Company happy hour. And I got cocktails ready to roll. We don't have to ask them who they'd cut from the Royals. We'll just ask them if they're happier now that they've left us.
I'm guessing we won't talk much sports.
Yeah, Serta probably won't even answer that.
Yeah. He'll say who?
He left us for Arrowhead Pride. How come
he did.
everyone in this building also works for Arrowhead
We never
Pride?
got to really address it with Serta. So there's a lot of catching. There's a lot of
first time he's been on the show.
Yeah, there's a lot of
left
catching
us.
up we have to do. We got to find out what's life like for them off of
Why
the
did you
shows
leave
here.
us? I thought we were friends.
Oh, that was good.
I've seen Ryan more recently than Serta. I haven't seen Serta in a very long time.
I gave Serta a mower about a month ago.
You gave him a lawnmower?
Uh-huh. He got a tune-up. It's working great. Lawn was mowing. Mower died.
Well, so you screwed him.
I was free.
Okay.
How can I screw him? It was a free
You
mower.
sabotaged it, though.
I didn't sabotage
You didn't want him
it.
to have to. You didn't want him to enjoy it for many years.
You just wanted to get rid of something you don't use anymore, and that was it. That's all it was.
Well, I had switched to an electric mower, but that one was fine. It seemed like it was fine. I was just done with it.
How's the electric mower? I would have guessed you had an electric mower.
It works great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shirt really says electric mower to you, too.
Yeah, collared shirt.
Actually, this shirt
button
says
down.
that like the single blade spinning kind that you're out in the yard like it's the 1950s.
Right.
You got the wrong.
Cody's wearing khakis while mowing a lawn.
I'm doing this after the day at the factory, They still wear this kind of shirt at the factory.
Surprised you don't have your name written in cursive on that shirt you're wearing.
Yeah.
Like sewn in.
Yeah, sewn in, embroidered in cursive right on your shirt. It just says tap.
Not this time. Not this time.
Well, not this time. So you actually have one then.
Someone
Okay.
wants to know if you drive a Toyota Prius. I can confirm he does not drive a Toyota Prius.
No.
And they want to know if you said you drive in silence. Do you mow in silence?
No, headphones.
That's a good call. Yeah.
Headphones. I said I don't drive in
someone
silence. You're
says
confused. I said I hate silence. Instead, I need sound all
Electric
the time.
mower
Headphones.
Cody, people are calling you. Someone
that?
says we should crack a Top Shot pack for nostalgia with Serta. That's those were
Can we
some
even
fun.
buy one?
You can. Those are some good old days. The Top Shot game is much different these days.
Yeah, a little
much different. All
Little
right,
money
coming
up.
up next though, we'll make our cocktail from Jay Rieger and Company 610 Happy Hour officially underway.
There's Kelsey to the end zone.
Cody and Gold brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com. Don't miss the Chiefs Red Half Hour every day at 11:30 on your official broadcast partner of the Chiefs, 610 Sports Radio.
What's up, guys? It's Nick. Trying to get into better shape can be a grind. Sure, there are some days where you're excited and enthusiastic about going to the gym, but there are also a lot of days where you're just not feeling it. A few months ago, I started taking 213 Flashpoint, and it's been a huge help in getting me to fight through those lulls. I start every day with it, and it gives me a nice boost of energy that carries me through the afternoon. Instead of giving you an immediate jolt of energy that fizzles out after an hour or two, 213 Flashpoint provides me a steady stream of energy that keeps me going deep into the day. So when it's 3 o'clock and all I want to do is kick my feet up and relax, I've now got the energy and motivation to head down to the gym and check that workout off my to-do list. There is no such thing as a miracle supplement, but 213 Flashpoint has been an incredibly useful tool that simply helps me get the job done. If you're looking for something to help you push through fatigue and help you accomplish your fitness goals, give 213 Flashpoint a try. Check it out at any of the 8 supplement superstores locations in the KC metro area.
Take your cocktails to the next level with Jay Rieger & Co. Straight Bourbon Whiskey bottled in bond. A double gold medal winner in the world's largest and most prestigious spirits competition, the 2023 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. Every bottle of Rieger Straight Bourbon Whiskey is distilled, bottled, and aged for 6 years. All in our Kansas City distillery. Jay Rieger & Co., Kansas City's original distillery.
Hey, it's Kling. Hy-Vee is your one-stop shop for everything you need to make Dad's special day his best ever, including endless ideas for grab-and-go gifts. Remember those days when the tie was the go-to dad gift? Well, no more. I'd have to say I'd love to see anything for the grill or flat top. Whether he's the master chef or master of the grill, Hy-Vee has a great selection of top-name charcoal grills, gas grills, smokers, rubs, and sauces, grilling tools, and accessories. How about a craft beer 6-pack or a nice wine or spirit from Hy-Vee's liquor department? Sounds great to me. Get Dad a gift card so he can get his shopping done in the meat and seafood department. And remember, when you, not your dad, is making that Father's Day dinner, note I said you, we don't want to cook that day. Hy-Vee's Prime Reserve Beef is the only steak good enough to meet your dad's standards. See, I've given you so many good ideas. Just one stop to make this Father's Day great is only at Hy-Vee.
Pro Paint Days are here at Lowe's. Now through June 16th, Lowe's MVPs members can start earning 20% back in paint rewards via Lowe's e-gift card when you spend $100 or more on qualifying paint purchases. Stock up on top paint brands like our new and exclusive HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Spec-Rite Pro Interior Paint. Lowe's knows pros. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/L/pro loyalty terms. Subject to change.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
Pro Paint Days are here at Lowe's. Now through June 16th, Lowe's MVPs members can start earning 20% back in paint rewards via Lowe's e-gift card when you spend $100 or more on qualifying paint purchases. Stock up on top paint brands like our new and exclusive HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Spec-Rite Pro Interior Paint. Lowe's knows pros. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/L/pro loyalty terms. Subject to change.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect. Support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You've never had anything like Kentucky Fried Chicken's new chicken nuggets. They're so good, you'll hear a random choir singing every time you open the box. Don't believe me? Just listen. Box open.
KFC, chicken nuggets, KFC.
Box close. Open.
Original recipe and ready, KFC.
Close. Can we get a remix? Order KFC's new chicken nuggets on the KFC app today. That's finger looking good. Prices and participation may vary.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The 610 Sports Radio phone line is brought to you by Onder Law Injury Lawyers. Visit getjim.com.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Max Motors. 9 major vehicle brands to choose from. MaxMotors.com.
The Great American Road Trip Sales Event going on at all Max Motors dealership locations. Enjoy your summer payment-free for 90 days. Over 30 banks and credit unions offering the lowest interest rates available. Shop 24/7 at MaxMotors.com. Open late. See dealer for details.
All right, back here on Cody and Gold, 610 Happy Hour, now officially underway, presented by Jay Rieger and Company. Cody's been prepping the cocktails during the break. We got some special guests now joining us. It's been a bit since you've heard them on the radio. Ryan Witkowski, of course, former producer of Fesco in the Morning, and Steven Serta, former producer of this very show, as a matter of fact. What's up, guys? Good to see you.
Hi. Is your mic not even on after all this?
I don't know. Is it? I hear it.
It's on.
We're good. I think we got
Traitors! Traitors! You left us!
You both left.
Greener pastures, I'd say, but whatever.
Really? Wow. You're just going to say that on these airways?
You guys don't employ me anymore. Make me a drink and shut up.
They're almost ready.
What do you want to know, Kansas City?
I did offer you drinks if you would come in, so I guess you guys talk for a minute amongst yourselves.
If there wasn't any drinks involved, they would not be here. We know this.
That's
it's a Friday afternoon. You guys have decided. Do you guys just not work? You're just able to show up at 1:30 in the afternoon?
I get to work from home 2 days a week, so it's
That's nice.
Kind of nice. Plus, I was probably going to be drinking right now.
I heard Serta's boss is a real ass.
Yeah, Pete Sweeney. You know him very well. He's not really my boss. Let's make that clear.
Okay.
I have a real boss. Me and Pete more co-manage the thing together.
Is that what he tells you? Is that what he tells you, or what?
He tells people he's my boss, and he's not really my boss. He doesn't direct me and tell me what to do. I do my own thing. As long as we're doing good things at Arrowhead Pride, nobody bothers me. And that's why I'm able to be here at 1:30.
Quick question on the boss thing.
Oh, boy.
Could he fire you?
No.
Could he issue corrective action of any kind?
Like suspend you?
Something tells me if he said something, he could get you fired.
Could he modify your schedule at a moment's notice?
Well, yeah.
That sounds like a boss to me. Sounds like a boss.
No, but that's usually I'm a slave to his schedule. Like when I need him to record something, and he's like, "Oh, I'm at Arrowhead. I'm so busy right now." I'm like, "Okay, Pete, get home and record it."
We got these cocktails. These are Pendergast from Jay Rieger and Company. It's using Jay Rieger's Kansas City whiskey. What else is in here, Cody?
Okay, so there's sweet vermouth, Benedictine, which is like an herbal liqueur. It's got a lemon twist, I guess, to maybe give it a little bit of that flavor, and some bitters.
I mean, it looks
Angostura, if you're like trying to, you got like a certain type of bitters.
I was wondering who that other cocktail is.
Kramer.
That's good.
I mean, not Kramer. He can't drink while on the air. He just wants to look at it. you know, he just wants to like get a peek at
I've never been tipsy on the radio before.
No.
I promise.
Not even
tipsy
once.
on the radio a lot.
By the way, I only made 4 lemon twists, so unfortunately,
Fine.
That's a
Nice job on the presentation.
Oh,
Chilled
see?
glasses. Yeah. Cheers, everybody.
We went through the whole.
Thanks
This
to
looks
Jay
like you
Rieger.
could. These actually are their glasses. They've just been giving us glassware for all of this stuff. I'm just when this is done.
That's really good, actually.
We're just gonna.
That's real well done, Cody.
Should we just shoot them all? And
Is this
More of a sipping. I think it's
or is
sipping.
this-
We got to sip for the next 20 minutes or so.
Are you not
sip
making
in it.
another one? Is that?
I mean, I will. There's more.
You can.
Okay,
Ryan's going to chug it now.
Let's settle on in here.
I got
boys.
more whiskey, more
This is-
vermouth.
Sit down.
More
Give
of
these
a-
little baby bottles of the liqueur. We're fine.
Yeah, this is more sit on the leather couch, just relax, get a cigar, and drink this
Can
casually.
we smoke in here? Is that...
Have you?
Yeah, now it's a new rule. Actually, Ryan, they waited till you left. Now we're allowed to have cigars and smoke anything you want. I know it's not just cigars for you, but yeah.
Well, now I mean, come on.
Have either of you, for even 1 second, regretted leaving us?
1 second?
Yeah. Was there like a moment where you're like, I kind of miss it?
Like the job or you two personally?
Both.
That's a 50-50 split.
I really enjoy what I'm doing now. I do miss being on the radio sometimes, but it's been fun to see everything that you guys have built here on the show. So
Wow, what a
Look
night!
at
That was
that.
a very
Look at that.
professional answer.
Man.
Worked out?
Man.
it's
Type
no,
that up
I
on a
can
notes or
I
something?
can flip the switch.
Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely miss aspects of it, but you know, as I said, I'm digging where I'm at now. I like the time I have. I have a lot more free time to spend with my family, which isn't really cracked up as what is it cracked up to be. But you know.
You want to give an answer about if you think half birthday should be a thing?
Yeah.
Half birthdays?
Someone was saying that they felt bad. Their kid's birthday is on Christmas, which is an unfortunate thing, I admit.
Tough birthday.
But we don't need to start doing half birthday parties.
I mean,
For them, I think you do.
I am aware of my children's half birthdays. I don't do anything.
Wait, you know
to
your kids have
celebrate.
birthdays?
I'm aware because my wife knows.
But you're not
I
doing
don't
birthday
track
parties.
Does she
You're
get
not
them
doing
something?
birthday
No,
parties.
no, we don't celebrate. There's no cupcakes.
Yeah, that's what I'm
involved.
saying.
There's nothing. I mean, it's just an acknowledgement.
I feel like this is very specifically only of this generation. That there is no, like, if you even just, like, anybody who was drinking a Pendergast back in the 40s be like, I'm sorry, what the hell is a half birthday?
What's this
And
half
why
birthday,
are you
see?
talking about
Okay,
it?
I got a take on this half birthday
Oh, let's hear
thing,
it.
and it plays into some issues that I have with us as a society.
Oh. All right, get some more drinks ready, please. Sit back.
Let's settle in here.
Okay, so now it's half birthdays. One, I don't even care about my own birthday. I hardly ever even
That's a
remember
damn
it most
shame,
of the
sir.
time.
That is a damn shame.
But it's also like I feel like that's part of like tipping culture. And I used to work in the service industry. I am fine tipping. I'm not down to tip everywhere I go anymore. And that's what half birthdays are. We don't need to do all these half measures to make everybody happy anymore. It's fine exactly the way it is. Just figure it out. Give the kid more presents. It's cool.
You're just saying load up on Christmas.
You don't
like,
need a
make
separate
that
party.
a day.
You don't need a separate party in June or July.
Well, we'll put Serta down for depriving children of joy. That's his thing.
By the way, it's shocking that the two people who don't want to do the half birthdays are the ones who don't have kids.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't do anything, but it's at
Well,
least
wait,
nice
I actually haven't seen
acknowledge
Serta in
it.
a while. Do you have any kids now? Okay, just making sure.
straight
No.
bullets,
Are you
nothing?
thinking about it?
No, and still very happy not having them.
No. Well, yeah, that's also a good point.
I'm going on vacation next week. Can you imagine?
No,
how
where are
much
you going?
I'm going to San Diego. And can you imagine how much a trip to San Diego would cost with children?
Yeah, a lot, man.
Ryan can actually answer this. He just took all 4 of his kids to Seattle.
Oh, that was like 2 years ago, but that was quite pricey.
It's been a while since
It was.
you've done
I don't want to fly with that many people again. You know what it's like flying with car seats and strollers? Terrible. It's just that's
Yeah, that sounds
I feel like
miserable.
you just have to agree that you're a 70s parent for a while, and you're all in the back of the station wagon with no seatbelts. I'm not taking 7 strollers on vacation. Then we're just not going.
Oh, I love
like
me
that's
a
it.
good, I love me a good road trip. I'm down for that.
Yeah, road trip or nothing. I'm not doing it some.
You've
other
had some
version.
bad luck with road trips. The last time you tried to take a road trip, though, I remember you came
I
back
had to fix
early.
my car in the middle
you had
of
a
it.
what was solenoid?
Yeah, it went bad. And apparently, I had to fix it in the middle of that, but that's fine. Look, the car's still.
Are you mechanically inclined? You're not.
Yeah,
What am I doing here?
I
You
can
should know
fix
that-
things in a
Ryan,
car.
you should know this by
I'm
now.
the most handy person on this show by a
Cody
mile.
has.
Okay.
He's had about 20. Yeah, look at me. Look at me. He's had like 20 different jobs. We hear all the time.
And look at that shirt.
Yeah, what do you think of Cody's shirt today? He went to ride the Zambezi Zinger, right? Came out today.
I saw that, by the
and which
way.
is
It was
cool.
nice. It was fun.
But I said you're riding a roller coaster. He never wears a collared shirt to work. Why did you wear a collared shirt to ride a roller coaster?
I don't feel like I'm supposed to go to like anything that I'm called media in a t-shirt.
What?
It was a media day thing this morning. Is what he's trying to
Were
say.
there pictures being taken?
Not of me.
Yeah, exactly. What do you never wear a shirt that night?
As long as it doesn't have a cuss word on it, you're fine.
Someone said he looked like a third grade computer teacher.
You do kind of.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
But that's also kind of my real life vibe. So am I really going like that far
Well,
off
I
the
don't
book?
think I guess.
You know, like,
Just at Worlds of Fun, teaching web design in the line for the ride.
like, I mean, it's not wrong necessarily, right?
How was the Zambezi zinger?
It was fun. So
Did
it
have
feels
as much
quick.
Zinger.
I felt like the tunnel could be a little longer. I felt like maybe this was like those kid things, like when you go back somewhere when you were like 8, and you were like, that tunnel must have been like 2 miles long when you were going through the Zambezi zinger. Felt so quick this time. But maybe it was that quick when I was a kid. It just felt.
I don't know.
I mean, most roller coaster rides are quick. I mean, they're not 5-minute long roller coaster rides. They're usually 90
I just
2
meant
minutes.
specifically the tunnel portion.
Okay.
You're too young. You didn't ride the Zambezi zinger.
the zinger was gone by the time I was
I'm assuming
5.
Serta didn't ride the Zambezi zinger in his life?
I don't think so. I was trying to remember.
It
The
left
first thing
in-
I remember at Worlds of Fun is the Mamba.
Sure. Yeah, that was the first big ride I ever.
Be the wet blanket. I don't know. Whatever. Yay, it's back.
The zinger doesn't have. Well, the zinger doesn't have the same feeling.
Are you not nostalgic?
It just feels like by modern day roller coaster standards, it's not like wildly over.
You
the
have
top.
like the childhood attachment, though. For me,
Yes.
I think it left in '97 or '98, if that. So I was like, I didn't ride it. I was 6 years old. I didn't ride. I didn't go to Worlds of Fun yet at that point. The first roller coaster I ever rode, I think, like Serta, was the Mamba. I think that was probably the first one, other than going to some place at Disney World, like
didn't get the
Splash Mountain or
Timberwolf
something. Timberwolf, I love. I still love that ride. That one, your neck will get.
This is the only thing that people describe like, I like being physically abused, and it's just.
Well, it's part of the fun of the ride.
Is it? Being hurt?
No, you're not getting hurt. You're not getting hurt, but it'll jerk you around a little bit on the ride.
That's
We're doing what?
Gold?
Yeah.
A little rough?
I mean, it's a modern marvel that roller coaster
Learning
has
a lot
held
about
up.
you guys
And
today.
that it hasn't fallen apart at this point.
The Timberwolf?
Yes.
When's the last time either of you guys were at
not
Worlds of Fun?
safe, and it hasn't been safe for 20 years.
This was a lovely cocktail, Cody.
Would you like one more?
It's really good. Seriously, they get us to the Pendergast. We're drinking from Jay Rieger and Company, their Kansas City whiskey.
I'll make a few. We'll
Every Friday, we have a new cocktail that we make, all using products from Jay Rieger. Yes, last week was their gin, and this week it's the KC whiskey.
What's in the tiny bottles, Cody?
That's the liqueur for the cocktail.
Ooh.
They gave me some at the bar, but I mean, they had these like, I don't know what I'm going to put in this after. You're just going to be stuck with these tiny little jars.
So, Serta, you've been watching a lot of Royals, I hear.
Yeah, what's your big Royals take, man? The team, 18 wins, you know?
I think Mondesi is going to have a great I have not watched a Royals game. I think so. I just had my 2-year anniversary at SB Nation Arrowhead Pride on June 1st. So 2 years since I left.
Oh, so you'll
6'10".
celebrate that, but you won't celebrate a half birthday.
Well, it was a monumental moment in my life. So I
What'd your
just
boss-
remember the
what'd your boss
specific
Pete
day.
get you?
Yeah, did you get a certificate, you know?
No, but I'm sure he'll buy me drinks or something.
Yeah,
we
that's
go
something
we go
bosses
have
would
we
do.
go have lunch and happy hour quite a bit. But I
It's like you're
have
rubbing
not
your friendship in our face.
I have not watched a Royals game in 2 years. Since I left here, I have not watched a Royals game. And really, the
You
only
haven't
reason
even,
I
like,
ever
stumbled
watched
upon
Royals
one?
games.
You haven't gone to a game at all? Like, even gone out there? Because those are still
No,
fun.
I have not. I've not been to a single game. I have not watched a single game. I have no idea what is going on with the Royals. And really, the only reason I paid attention to them at all when I worked here was because I would have to do Royals games sometimes. So you're forced into watching them.
So you were just watching them by proxy, not for reasons of enjoyment.
And I would retain information even though I never pretended like I knew a lot about baseball. Now I know absolutely nothing about what's going on.
So now you're saying whatever baseball knowledge you didn't have before, you have even less?
Yes.
Well, let me tell you, Serta, they legalized weed just in the right time because the Royals suck.
I know the pitch clock is helping.
It's
I've
actually
heard games
that's
are
the
much
best thing.
faster.
It's awesome. The only thing is, you go and you get a beer, you come back, you might have missed the full inning.
Nice.
That's the only difference.
Hell
It's a little bit different.
They just clicked it up to 1.5.
I'm here for that. I am going to go in San Diego. I'm going to Petco Park for a baseball game.
Wait, was there 2 of those I was supposed to be
nice.
making?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Serta's already out too.
that's Serta's glass.
Serta and Ryan both
I don't
today.
want
They're
his
coming in. They're
cuties.
going to drink a couple.
Just split that. I don't want to make another one yet. Just share that amount.
What's wrong with you?
Well, I don't know. I just didn't.
Is it
We
'cause
got
didn't
we got
bring
plenty of
gifts
whiskey
as
over
I
there.
guests?
also made a good size one, so you guys can share. That'll be fine.
Oh, I dumped too much in my glass. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no. Sorry, man.
I'll survive.
Yeah. Well, I think you guys, I appreciate you guys coming in. Been a while since we all hung out.
Here? Are we
No,
done?
No.
I was just happy. It was nice to see you guys back. It makes me think of old times.
I feel like Cody's
Right,
getting
and
drunk now.
We did radio together for a million years. Now we don't work together anymore. It sucks.
Yeah, well, I apologize about that, but you still have my phone number, so I mean, like.
Do you not talk to Ryan anymore?
No, we talk.
Well, yeah, I mean, we do. It's
Man,
mostly me. It's mostly me. I feel like I'm pulling all the weight here.
I will say, I probably talked to Cody more than I talked to Ryan, but I do text Ryan occasionally. I've hung out with Cody several times since I left here. I think I've hung out with Ryan like once. Ryan never comes to get beers with us.
I've seen Ryan more than I've seen you. I think I've seen Ryan more just because of
Maybe
random
we
events.
inverted this friendship thing.
I mean, this is the
Maybe
first time
Alex
I've
and I are a little
been in this
closer.
building since I left.
Should we all hang out together one time in real life?
I'm good.
This is
Kramer can come?
This is real life.
Is this not real life?
This is real life, man.
I don't know. We're kind of on the radio.
This counts as a
This is real life. We're having cocktails and we're talking. That's pretty real.
Okay, I don't know
You
what
guys were at Binkley's birthday party thing.
That's when I
right?
saw you last, Ryan. Yeah.
sort of at that.
I did not go to that.
I don't know. Binkley told me today he misses me, which I didn't really know how to.
Like he just sent you a text and said,
Well,
"I
he
miss
said,
you."
"Hey,
Why don't you
I heard
guys
you're going to be
instead-
on the radio?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm coming in." He's
You
like,
can pay to hang out with Bink. Why don't you donate and some money for the
Again, I'm-
museum on Tuesday for the garage sale?
No
Beers with Bink.
cause. I
Beers
don't
with
need
Bink.
to pay to hang out with Binkley.
Beers with
Trust
Bink.
me. Trust me.
Serta actually brought us an item for the Cody and Gold Garage
Yeah, I'm
Sale.
not
Would
sure.
you like to explain
I
what
don't
these
know
are?
if we can
Definitely can sell that.
I don't know if we can list these. What did you bring in?
Well, we'll let them know on the text line. Let us know if you'd buy these. 913-586-7610. Serta, what did you bring for the garage sale?
So I knew that was coming up next week, and I meant to grab something from the house, and I totally forgot. Pulled in the parking lot. It's like, I bet I got something that would be funny. So I opened the trunk, and thankfully, I had some game-worn Sky Zone socks.
So you wore those?
They're like the sticky ones that you have to wear on the trampoline when you go to Sky Zone. I took my nephew to Sky Zone, and you have to buy the socks.
So your feet were in these and they're sticky socks.
And they haven't been cleaned since your feet were in them?
No, they went straight into the trunk. They've been in there since. Don't know how long ago that was. It was several months ago.
Did you have sandals on before you put
I
these
had
socks
I
on?
had socks on because you just put them on like over your normal socks.
Okay, so these didn't make direct contact with your feet.
And it's not like I was out here like American Gladiatoring Sky Zone. It's not like I was working up a sweat. I was just watching my nephew jump around and get obliterated by that thing that spins around.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if we can list that, you know?
I like how Alex said that. Like, have you ever been to Sky
I
Zone?
bet.
No.
What's the
That's-
text?
do it. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Somebody,
Moving
you're
on.
telling me
I
somebody
think I know.
wouldn't buy those for
I've seen American
$2?
Gladiator. I think I know the spinning thing he's talking
The
about.
lowest we price anything is $6.10. So
I
somebody on the
actually-
text line tells me right now they promised to buy them for $6.10. You can have them. 913-586-7610. I'll put them up on the site
I
tonight.
meant to bring an item for you. I forgot, and it's actually a really good one. I have an autographed O.J. Simpson card that I would like to put in this.
Nice.
It's O.J. Simpson from the Kansas City Phantoms, but it's an autographed O.J.
So
Simpson.
it's an
card.
autograph.
It's O.J. Simpson,
you
but
should
it's
specify
not that O.J.
out of the gate that it wasn't the O.J. Simpson.
Oh,
that
why?
everyone
Did you
thought
guys
of.
think it was somebody else?
Oh, it's a slightly different OJ
So it's
Simpson.
Kansas City's own O.J. Simpson.
It's Kansas City's own O.J. Simpson.
Did you gotta just go by a different name?
I have some
Because
other-
he's the first O.J. Simpson everyone thinks of.
Well, I mean,
Definitely.
is there an association with another one that I'm unaware of?
If your name is OJ Simpson, you have to change it.
Are you telling me you don't want this item in your garage?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying change. If that's your name, you have to change it. The second all that goes down, you're out. You have a different name now.
Hold on,
I don't know.
stop for a second. Did you just say the second that goes down, it's more likely this guy was named after O.J. Simpson?
Well, that's even
What
worse.
about the other Jerry Sandusky? He didn't back down.
Yeah, the
He should've.
Raven. Yeah, the
He's-
Raven.
he's
The Ravens
still-
play-by-play
he's still
announcer
tall.
is named Jerry Sandusky, spelled with a G instead of a J, I think. But ugh.
Is that how he wiggled
This
out
is.
of that one?
I understand that this is like the
It's a
office
cheat.
big argument. Is like he's the one who sucks. Why do I have to change my name? But it's like it's because you don't want to have that association.
Yeah, the Ravens play-by-play guy. That one I'm with you. That one's like the OJ thing's one thing. The Jerry Sandusky, your name's the same. That you do need to change your name on that
You
one.
say, hey, my buddy Jerry Sandusky's coming. You're like, excuse me?
Yeah, that's the one you
Who's
change
coming
the name.
over for what?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave.
You have to
I don't
change.
think I want to be at this party anymore. Like, I don't know why you would stick to that. That doesn't make any sense. I guess we could have asked Serta about the Chiefs, but it's more fun to just talk about this stuff instead.
Well, the one thing I will ask you about, the Justin Ross stuff has to stop, man. Has to stop, Mr. Arrowhead
You're
Pride.
guilty of this. You
Has
guys
to
keep
stop.
putting out articles with his name on it.
That's not fair. The Chiefs are guilty of it. They are the ones that are stoking the flames on social media by continuing to put clips of him out there. And I'm optimistic about Justin Ross. Like it would be a great story if he wound up being a player for the Chiefs. I think Sky Moore is the guy we should be focusing more on, even over Kadarius Toney this offseason.
Interesting.
But Justin Ross is interesting, and he's as far as undrafted players go, he's one of the more interesting ones.
Right,
so.
but even if he made the roster, he's like the 6th wide receiver.
Oh yeah, he's not going to get
So
stats
it's
up
like,
with
so what are
Justin
we?
Watson.
It's like, what are we doing?
Was it June? Yeah, that's June.
Yeah, but like
We're talking
Scott,
sixth
I
wide
mean,
receiver,
I would like
baby.
to talk Sky Moore. Like I think Sky
What
Moore.
do you think he's capable of this year?
I think he can do what Juju did last season. Like I understand he's not as big as Juju, but in small glimpses we saw last season that Sky can create separation, which is a very valuable skill in the NFL. And for being a smaller guy, he takes contact really well and he can bounce off of tackles. And that's something that like Tyreek Hill was really good at, something that Sky Moore is really good at. It's something that Juju was good at last season. And Andy Reid's already said they're going to use him in that role. So I think Sky Moore is like the sleeper wide receiver on this team we should be talking about.
What's realistic for him? Because you're right. Mahomes yesterday said he thinks the role he could serve is Juju as well. So he said something similar. I thought last year he was going to be a 550-yard guy. He wasn't. This year I'm saying the same thing. I think he's like a 550-yard guy.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of depends because I do think that they want Kadarius Toney to be the number one wide receiver, but I don't know what you guys have been saying. I am not confident that Kadarius Toney is going to play all 17 regular season games. And there's been a lot made about like his snap share last season, and that was just a product of him coming in late and them not throwing a lot at him. So when he was on the field, they were using him, but they weren't giving him a lot of snaps. So I think he's going to be more worked in the offense, and ideally he's your like 1,100-yard wide receiver, 8 touchdown guy or something like that. But I think Sky Moore is the guy we should be focused more on here, and I think that he could easily be like a 750-yard, 6 touchdown guy. And
I would love that.
And if he's even better than that, then fantastic. You got a lot out of your second round pick.
If he's anywhere near that, it would be a massive success. He's going to have like 500 yards, maybe.
What do you think, Ryan?
Oh, I'm just sitting over here thinking about those ugly-ass rings they got yesterday.
What?
That's just-
What? You're calling those ugly?
You don't like the rings?
I don't know why I don't like Super Bowl rings.
Oh,
in
so you just
general.
don't-
like
you-
championship rings in general are just like.
You just think they're kind of gaudy?
like, gaudy, just crazy.
Well, they're not
What do you
wearing them
want?
every day.
Just like a
think I'm
single
just-
band?
No, I think the one thing I thought immediately is after a while, after you have more than enough rings, you have to sooner or later like elevate the game, right? You got to go.
This
to
is
some
what I
sort
just
of-
asked.
Some sort of chain, maybe like a nice belt buckle would
They
do.
did.
I
They
said
turned
they
the
literally-
they turned
yeah.
it into a pendant.
I
That's
said that if Mahomes gets to 5, he gets to have an infinity gauntlet.
That takes
He
6.
gets to
though.
have like 5's enough.
He needs
It's fine.
6
Oh my god!
for a
He doesn't
gauntlet.
have to match Thanos' actual.
I do.
He's gotta
Serta
be
will back me up on the 6 versus
Yeah,
5.
I mean, we're not going to just totally disregard canon here if we're talking about the affinity.
What's
gauntlet.
that Japanese baseball league that gives out a sword for its?
Yeah.
trophy?
Oh yeah, that is
See?
pretty
Thinking
badass.
of rings.
KBO.
Thinking of
KBO,
rings.
that big glass sword or whatever they give out.
I noticed Ryan has his wedding band on. Makes sense. You're a married man. Cody, you're a married man, right? Where's yours?
I don't wear mine.
Ever?
No. Never have.
Just not today?
Well,
or?
I did briefly. I lost the first one.
You got troubles at home, Cody?
No, no.
I just
one of
noticed
those
he's not
rubber
wearing
ones?
it.
No, I wore it for a while and then I lost it. And then it took me a little while to get another one. And I tried to wear it for a while and I was worried I was going to lose it again because I just messed with it all the time. And I just stopped wearing it. And it's not a problem.
I thought it was
So-
because you had a public event this morning and you.
No. Look, there's
Trying
no,
to-
there's no,
wanna send out them
look,
single
there's no,
vibes.
there's no, the world's a fun Zambezi singer, right?
How many people were out there for this?
I don't know, like 100.
Really? Okay.
I mean, there was a lot of people getting to go on the first ride.
Media people? There were 100
No,
people.
not 100 media
okay.
people. There was less than that media-wise.
Oh.
Look, I don't
It's
even
a
have.
very elite group.
I don't even
were
have.
gonna do our
I
show.
don't even
We
have a
were gonna do
tan
the-
line, so I clearly never wear it.
Oh, that is true. Mine's all weird and
See, look how
misshapen.
you'd know if someone was wearing a ring and just took it off because their finger looks weird without it. Mine looks like a normal finger, like someone who never wears a wedding ring.
That's the reason why is the weird looking finger.
Does your wife wear her wedding ring?
Most of the time, or
Just-
sometimes.
just
I
don't wear yours. Huh.
I don't understand why this is so weird.
Well, I think it is.
Does she have an issue with this?
No.
Well, I don't understand why Alex has such an issue.
This is why we brought up the hotel visits. Kind of weird.
Before the music's playing, you can't hear it, but the music's playing, so the show's almost done.
I beg your pardon, hotel visits.
Slam
Yeah,
my drink.
he's visited hotels late at night.
Okay, that's not important. That
That's
was
an important detail. But
no, it was fine. Last thing before we're gonna do a dating game with Gold this summer. What do you think is Alex's perfect woman?
Oh boy.
I don't even want to take a shot at that. I don't.
Sir, you worked with him for years.
Someone who loves going to baseball games. I don't know.
I think someone with a pulse would be a good start.
That's a good start.
Good start.
Good start.
Okay.
What is your perfect?
Someone who likes to gamble.
Do you want someone who gambles?
No.
Why not?
No, and that's the opposite. Someone likes sports is
So
fine,
you
but I don't want
somebody
to. I don't want
nothing like you.
Yeah, I don't want someone that's. I want them to like sports,
probably
but
good.
not. Yeah, I don't want someone to be obsessed with sports. That's not great.
Someone who loves Pearl Harbor.
And Armageddon. And Armageddon.
What?
Kramer says it's time to go. It's time to go. Appreciate you guys coming in studio. 610 Happy Hour presented by Jay Rieger and Company. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day to you, Ryan.
Yeah, thanks,
and
man.
Cody.
And maybe you one day, Serta.
Nah.
Talk to you guys Monday.